Boom.
What's up? What's up, everybody? So me and Jason, we've been hanging out, chatting for a few minutes already. But we're here for, I guess this is an annual thing now. This will be my third year in a row doing the subscriber week haul, and I think it just gets bigger and bigger every year. Um, Jason, from my understanding, it doesn't get bigger and bigger every year for you.
No, man, it's actually been receding a little bit.
But you've probably been in with vinegar syndrome probably a little bit longer than me, right?
Maybe I've been really into Vinegar Syndrome since about 2023. I don't think I go back too much further with Vinegar Syndrome. I'm trying to think like what my earliest release was and when I actually realized I was buying Vinegar Syndrome.
I think the first I think the first one that I bought on purpose, and this is before they did the one person limit or one per person limit, is I went on and I bought Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 for me and my uncle.
Cool.
And,
Cool.
and it was because he loves the film as much as he does, and I love it for like because of the way he showed it. Like I grew up watching that one, and him throwing respect on that film the whole time I'm a child growing up watching it, right?
Yeah.
So we grabbed that one, but I think like that was the first one I went and got on purpose. But I think before that I had Amityville Horror because I think Amityville Horror might have came out earlier that year.
Cool.
But that's about the time too. So I think that was probably like October-ish or so of 2023.
Yeah.
So we're probably about the
All right.
same
Yeah.
amount of time.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. Cool. Let's make this official.
Gotta crack it open.
Hmm. Oh man, this is the one that smells like weed.
I did not did not bring my beer this evening. I'm just gonna drink some soda. I got an early morning tomorrow. So well, I assume an early morning. So we've been, as you know, we've been getting hammered up the East Coast up and down the
Yeah.
East Coast of storms.
Yeah.
And for my side gig, I'm a mailman. And I think my side gig is gonna be pretty busy this week once they
Yeah.
figure out how to get all the parcels and the packages and stuff realigned. I'm probably gonna be pretty busy doing that stuff. So
No shit.
let's see. We
Yeah, I've
got
been wearing that snowblower out, dude.
I bet we didn't get nothing here, man. I missed it all. I
Mm.
didn't get nothing but cold. It got down to like 8 degrees, but that's all
Yeah,
I got.
dude, that's cold.
But that's all we got. We didn't get no snow, no ice, no nothing. They got snow in like the next town over. I got nothing.
That's wild. We got hammered. I don't know, we must have got at least 2 feet of snow. I mean, it just snowed and snowed and snowed. I think we snowblowed like 3 or 4 times. I mean, we were out there shoveling a bunch. Like, it's wild how much snow we got.
That's what we were told we were getting.
Yeah.
But them Appalachian mountains, they just be breaking up them storms, and sometimes you get nothing, sometimes you get it all.
Yeah.
You're from Georgia, you know how it goes. So
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
they completely miss the ball, and sometimes they get it just right.
Yeah, it's just cute, like, all my family and friends and stuff in Georgia sending pictures of, like, a little icicles, like, hanging off, like, I got little icicles hanging on my rearview mirror, and it's like, "Bruh, like, come on, man, I got, like, a 4-foot icicle hanging off my front door right now, like, I could bust that thing out, it's the size of Conan's sword. I could fight Thulsa Doom with that thing."
So we got my mom in here tonight. Thanks. How's it going,
Mm.
mom? Good evening. She
Django.
always likes to see the slock that I pick up from Vinegar Syndrome. She grew up with my uncles, so she knows
Yeah.
what kind of stuff I like to get into sometimes. We got Prince in here. How's it going, Prince? Digging the new uh
Cheers.
profile picture. That's what we'll call it. I don't think that's really what they're called on YouTube, but the profile picture. We got another Jay in the house. Jay Van Gool. How's it going, dude?
So many
Thanks for
J's in there.
popping in
Jay
here.
Cube.
Another channel member of ours. We got our good friend Corey Wilkie's Movies and Music. Thanks for popping in, Corey. I know he was just on a live stream like an hour ago that he usually does on Tuesdays, and then he's got another one here coming up at 10 o'clock. So I know he's just popping in between streams. We got Prince that was asking the question, but we done answered that. That's how we rolled into
Yeah, we
the
got ahead of that one.
conversation. The Hateful Eight or the Gray, which is the better snow companion?
Ooh, I haven't seen The Gray, so
I haven't seen either one, so I can't tell you. And I'm even
lost you there.
I'm even a big Tarantino fan. I dig Tarantino, so I just have missed Hateful Eight. A 4K is coming soon, from what I understand, though.
Yeah, Lionsgate. I think that's another Lionsgate, right?
Yeah, I hope that it's. I hope that they put the extended cut on physical media, the one that you have to
gotta
watch
do
on
it.
Amazon or on Netflix.
Yeah, you got to give them. You got to give us both. I think at this point, they've both been out there. You know, you've got a theatrical version that everyone went to see in the theaters. Then you've got that longer Netflix version. And if you're going to do physical media, you got to give us both at this point.
Yeah, I mean, even if they release them separately, release it as the Hateful Eight first time on 4K, the Hateful Eight extended edition. Like, they can release them separate. They're doing it with Kill Bill.
That's a great way to milk us for money. You know that Kill Bill. I read. I think it was on Instagram. I read that the Kill Bill's not going to be a steelbook either. Like
No,
the
it's
other
gonna be a big chunky box set, or it's gonna be a standard with a slip. If you just want a standard edition slip cover, you can get that from like Walmart and stuff. They said it's gonna fall very in line with what they did with Dogma.
Okay, but Dogma got a steelbook.
Dogma did get a steelbook, but they got that chunky box from like Umbrella.
Yeah.
And I guess they're gonna go that route. I assume it's gonna be something when we think Lionsgate and we think chunky box, I'm thinking like that House of a Thousand Corpses Blu-ray that came out a couple years ago.
Okay.
It might be something sort of like that.
All I've got from them
They
is
said it's gonna be a deluxe. They said it was gonna be deluxe edition, and I'm excited to own it. I'm
Yeah,
not surprised
same.
they're releasing it though. I'm not one of them people that are like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they're releasing it." I mean, they brought it out in the theater.
Yeah.
Anything that's getting a theater release in 2025, 2026 is probably coming to physical media because they know they can get us twice on that. Especially when it's something like Kill Bill.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been waiting a long time for that. They know we're gonna buy it at home too. It
And they
had
know
as
it's gonna
good of a
sell.
reception as it did in the theater.
They were just
Money
waiting for
talks.
volume 1 and volume 2 to sell out. Once they knew they sold out those steel books, they're like, "All right, we can drop the whole bloody affair now."
And it's funny that you say that because I didn't even like the steelbooks for the Kill Bill. I actually liked the slipcovers better, and I went and hunted down pristine slipcovers. It took me finding 3 Walmarts to find pristine
Wow.
slipcovers.
I thought about
But I
going with
love
the
the
slipcovers,
slipcovers.
but I eventually did the steel books because I've got like so many of his, not all of them, because obviously Hateful Eight's not out yet, and Django hasn't come out yet. But I've got all the rest of the Quentin Tarantino films on steelbook. I got
Yeah, see,
Pulp
I've been
Fiction,
getting them.
Reservoir Dogs, Jackie Brown, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, um, Inglorious Bastards had a steelbook. So I've got like almost all of his movies on steelbooks. It's like I just want to complete the collection on steelbook. It irritates me when it like activates my autism when you've got a series of films, especially if it's like a director,
Right.
and you've got like 5 of them in the Criterion collection, but 3 of them aren't, and it's just like, it just like do all of them or nothing. Like, give me a consistent
We're
release
totally gonna
of
have that issue with the House Party movies. Like, I would not mind House Party 2, but I definitely want House Party 3.
Yeah.
And the rest of them can come, or whatever. But Criterion's not releasing none of the other House Party movies. We're not getting that.
Yeah.
We're getting House Party. We got House Party 1, and they're like, live with it. But
I think that's
I'd be down to
honestly,
get
I
House
think
Party 3.
Criterion, I don't, I don't, I'm looking over at my Criterion shelf like that's gonna help me, but I think historically, Criterion doesn't do a ton of series of films. They've done a few. Notably, there are a few that stand out. The Miyamoto Musashi trilogy, they did all 3 of those, but those are like back-to-back spines.
Right.
And that's a great way for Criterion, if it's a short series of films, there's just 3 movies, do spine, 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 and just release them back to back. Or if it's like a 1-2 thing, like the Executioners, the Heroic Trio, and the Executioners, put them all in the same release, give it the same spine number,
Or
and
the
then it's
3
just like
Musketeer and 4 Musketeers.
yeah, exactly. Something like that is great. But they've got a few series like the Once Upon a Time in China. They did like there's like 5 of those. They did the Lone Wolf and Cub series. That's like 7 movies, and then they just boxed them together, which
Yeah.
I also think is a great way to do it. If you've got a series of films that's more than a trilogy, if it's 4 plus, just do it as a box set, get a little bit more money off of it, but do like a deluxe set out of it. I think that's the way to go. And so something like House Party, since they didn't do the Miyamoto Musashi like 1, 2, 3, spine, 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 I don't think we're gonna get 2 and
No.
3. I don't
No.
think Criterion's gonna do
I
them. I
mean
think if anything, like
they
Kino
did
might come with them or something.
right. I mean, they did The Amazing. I haven't seen them, but everybody talks them up, and I went ahead and bought it. But they did The Amazing Before trilogy. Everybody talks about how
Yeah,
amazing the Before trilogy is, and
yeah,
they got those back to back to back, where they're all 3 spine numbers, and then the box set is the 4th spine number. So
yeah,
they take
Criterion
4
used to
spine
do
numbers
that.
for that.
Are they did that on the Before trilogy?
Yeah, it's I think it's like
Ridiculous.
856, 7, and 8, and then the box set is like 859.
Yeah. Criterion Criterion abandoned that in recent years, and I think it's for the best. I hated that. When I first started collecting Criterion, you would get, and Criterion was such a weird nut about it sometimes too, where it was like you would have a collection, like they did an Alfred Hitchcock collection on DVD that I got from Best Buy, and it was, I think, 4 or 5 Alfred Hitchcock films, but they were like, it was a collection of a whole bunch of stuff that they had released at different times over the first couple of years. So they weren't adjacent spine numbers. It wasn't like spine number. It wasn't like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was like 37, 43, 82. Like it was all mixed and matched. And so they didn't put a spine number on the box. It was just like a box that went around the 5 movies to collect them so that you could like hold them easily in your hand. But it wasn't like the box had a spine number. But then they'll release shit like, there's an Ingmar Bergman trilogy that I have up there on DVD, and it's 3 movies, adjacent spine numbers. They weren't available outside of the box set. So it's not like you could buy part 2 and not part 1 and part 3. If you bought one of them, you were buying all 3 of them because the only way they were available was in the box. So why do you have to put a spine number on the box? Like, you're going to buy the box anyway. I can't not buy the box. If I'm buying one of the movies, I'm going to buy all 3 of these Ingmar Bergman movies. I'm going to get all 3 spine numbers. Why does the piece of cardboard get a spine number like it's a movie? Don't give a spine number to a piece of cardboard.
Now,
Then when they re-release this shit half the
over
time,
Vinegar Syndrome, they don't do that. They don't do
no,
that. They give everything its own spine number, and when they can't figure out where it goes, they put it in a new line. They start a new line and start
yeah.
at 0 at net number 1 again. So we just get new lines from Vinegar Syndrome every year.
Well, like, with Vinegar Syndrome, they do have a number to all their releases, but I think I
But their
ignore
numbers
it.
are
It's
a lot
easy to
more
ignore.
cohesive.
It's like really tiny, and it's like, I'm not, they're not activating me that way.
Well, yeah, and their numbers are way more cohesive. If you were interested in their numbers, it's 1 to whatever. And
Yeah.
it's just in order of the way they release them.
Yeah. With Criterion, it's also kind of release order, more or less. I just don't like the whole, like, hey, we're going to put a spine number on a piece of cardboard. Like,
Yeah.
there's 3 movies in this Ingmar Bergman set, but it accounts for 4 spine numbers in our collection. And try not to let that keep you up at night. Like, it
Yeah. And it
just,
definitely does.
it like chaps my ass so hard that I'm like, I bought a box set with 3 movies. Why does it have 5.5 spine numbers? Why is there a 0.5 spine number in this collection? I think there is one Criterion collection where they have like it's like a 0.5. It might be Brazil. Look up Brazil. I think somebody in the chat, let me know if I'm
Now,
correct. This is just coming off the top of my head.
now I know they used to get so funky with their spine numbers back in
Yeah.
the day. I've seen a laser disc for The Adventures of Robin Hood, and it was spine number 66A.
Yeah, they do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think Brazil was like that. Now when they put Brazil out again, like I think they just did a 4K of Brazil, right? But they've done a
Yeah.
Blu-ray thing. Now it's just like a spine number. It's just like, one of these Amaray, it folds out and you got your 2 discs or whatever. But when they first released it on DVD, it was a fat box and it had so many discs because they released a couple different versions plus special features. They gave you 3 discs with the original DVD release of Brazil. And it had this nice like translucent plastic slipcase. And it had 3 separate, I mean, they did a great job with the Brazil thing back in the day. I remember like circa 2003 being like super impressed with it. Like, wow, this is
I
really
I
amazing
definitely
how they
need to
gave
pick
each
I
disc its
definitely
own.
need to pick that up. I hear a
Yeah.
lot of people talk about that movie. I don't have it. I've not
And
seen it.
Brazil's a good movie. Terry Gilliam is the director, and I do like Terry Gilliam films a lot. Chiefly, probably Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, because I just
Yeah.
love getting ripped and watching that movie while my brain melts. But then he also did Time Bandits, and he did Adventures of Baron von Munchausen, which is in the collection as well. So Terry,
He's got quite a few movies in the
yeah, like
in
4 or
the
5.
Criterion Collection.
Yeah, and Brazil is one of them. So
All right, we got Prince asking what my recent game pickups are. Actually, Prince, keep an eye out. I will have a video coming out pretty soon. My GameStop actually closed down. So I'm not getting very many games right now. But I did get a pretty nice haul, so I'll have that out soon-ish. Whenever I get to working, I guess.
cool.
Let's see. I like the Hateful Eight because it was filmed in Colorado. Hell yeah. I love finding out, knowledge like that. I mean, I knew that, but I like when we can throw a little knowledge out there. What's up, William?
What up, Will?
I I don't know. That might be William's first time here. He might have popped in a time or two before, but I know I always see William in others chats, so it's cool. It's cool when he pops in over here.
Hell yeah.
We got your favorite sci-fi cover art.
Favorite sci-fi cover art? Damn.
I'm gonna go with the original Stargate.
I like the original
I just love the
Stargate.
pyramid on it. It's just nice and simple.
I've always been a fan of Blade Runner cover art in various forms. I like the older art. I think Drew Struzan did some artwork for Blade Runner back in the
Ooh.
day, like early 80s VHS release, or maybe the original movie poster from 80 or 81. And I've always liked Drew Struzan stuff. So I'm going to go with Blade Runner.
Okay.
Harrison Ford got a nice looking face, and so does What's Her Funk.
Let's see. You take over Vinegar Syndrome. What two performers you get to do promotion for the company?
Whew. I'm gonna do
Do we get one of the Skarsgårds? Just because they're creepy enough as is, and they're super
yeah.
famous.
Do they have anything in the collection? Why did you die?
I mean, well, you could get Bill Moseley. He's got a few movies in the collection, and Bill Moseley, everybody kind of knows who he is in the horror community.
Yeah. I was even thinking, what's his name? They got Chris Sarandon from The Resurrected. Bring back
Okay,
old
yeah,
ass Chris Sarandon to do a promo. He's recognizable, of course, from Fright Night 2, but he was in The Resurrected last year. It came
yeah.
out from Vinegar Syndrome last year, so why not bring out old Chris Sarandon?
Maybe some
Hmm.
Tom Savini. He's still doing some stuff right now.
All the
I'm
girls
thinking,
from Vice Academy.
huh?
AI them, de-age them, get them titties out, and boom, there you go. All them girls from Vice Academy, 1 through 6.
There you go.
All them out. Do the promo.
And that was Stacy, by the way. Hi, Stacy. Thanks for being in here
Hi,
this
Stacey.
evening.
Hello, Stacey. I'm just seeing Williams. I'm seeing Williams' message about me sending over that great silence.
I'm gonna need Jason to send over that.
Yeah.
Dude, that video was tight. I watched that video earlier, and I was like, because you're like, there's gonna be spoilers if you're gonna watch this. I said the movie's already gone. I'll never get to watch it. So who cares if it's spoiled for me?
Yeah. Well, you could get the standard edition at some point, but yeah, I mean, that is, I mean, if that video rubbed, I didn't even hold it up in that video. Like I did the pictures, but I didn't like hold up the actual thing. I didn't want to like felt bad, but I'm definitely holding it up tonight because that was part of my sub beat. I'm definitely rubbing somebody's nose in it tonight. But honestly, I read an update. There was a person who works with Vinegar Syndrome and does some production for Vinegar Syndrome who said online, one of these one of these online forums, so it's like totally anonymous, take it with a grain of salt kind of
Right,
thing. But I believe it. And he said that it wasn't Vinegar Syndrome's call to limit the limited edition of The Great Silence to only 2,000. That was obviously a tremendous mistake, right? They needed to do 5,000 of those, maybe 6,000 of those limited editions, and 2,000. I mean, it sold out in less than 2 hours.
Oh, I mean,
So many people.
I was at work in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
I never had a chance. I
Yeah,
never
and
even
so
had a
many
chance.
people said the same thing. So many people said I was at work, or I was, it was like early in January, so maybe not everybody was still working. Maybe people were still off a little bit for the holidays. But like, even still, if you're gonna release a limited edition and the numbers are so few that it's gone in 2 hours, like people have like it's a work day, it's a Tuesday, it's the middle of the day, like people have jobs. So that obviously that was a mistake, but I heard that that wasn't Vinegar Syndrome's call, that was Film Movement Classics. And they just didn't have the budget. The Film Movement Classics, the partner label itself, was the one who said we can only do 2,000 of these LEs. And I think that that's probably true, but I also think that if you're Vinegar Syndrome and you're OCN, you're the company that does all the distribution, and your website, your web store is the exclusive store that's going to be selling these limited editions of The Great Silence, and they come to you and they say, we can only do 2,000. And if you've got any inkling that 6,000 is the number, like you need to do 6,000, then you got to front them to do the other 4K,
Yeah,
or you got to do
they know
reprints.
what their foot traffic is. They
Yeah, and
see
I
it.
mean, like, honestly, they should have known on The Great Silence. 2,000 was just, it was kind of ridiculous. It was the same thing they did with Hundreds of Beavers a couple of years ago. The
I remember that too.
2024. Yeah, that was
I was
just,
at work for that one too.
yeah. That one went in 32 minutes, 2,000
Yeah.
copies in 32 minutes. And I just watched, I mean, I ordered one, but after I'd ordered one, I just watched it go. I just refreshed the page and just watched that number drop, 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 drop. Same thing I did with The Great Silence. I just watched it drop because I just couldn't believe it was selling so fast. And I thought, if you're going to sell this limited edition, 100%, you've sold them all in 2 hours. I mean, that's just, you could have done way more, and they should have, because at the end of the day, customers are going to look at Vinegar Syndrome like, you're the retailer. Like, you got to do something, like the collectors that have a job aren't able to buy the movie. And so I
The
don't know
ones
why
that are
they got to
giving you
say,
the ones that are giving you possibly real money.
yeah.
Like
The limited edition, they're strict limited, their strictly limited business model is kind of a problem too. Like I think Shout, like, how Hard Boiled kind of went out of print and then came back. It went back up again on Groove, and then it went out again, and then it came back. I mean, I think Shout has done like multiple pressings. I think they sold a shit ton of Hard Boiled, and they called a meeting and looked at each other and said, we need more Hard Boiled limited editions. These things are selling like hotcakes, and we like money. We're a business that exists to make money. So I mean, I think, I don't know why for Vinegar Syndrome it's like 2,000 and not a single limited edition more. Like,
and 2,000 seems to be the sweet number. If you see a movie go up on Vinegar Syndrome's website with only 2,000, it's probably gone.
yeah,
Like it's almost a
I
guarantee.
don't
Just go
understand why they
ahead and
can't
buy
just
it.
get together and say, look, we need to print 2,000 more of these. Like, we need to, whatever we need to do,
If
we
they
need to
do,
print
I'll be right
2,000.
back on it. And I know that William will as well.
Yeah.
If they release 2,000 more, they're gone. They won't
Yeah.
sit on another 2,000 either.
Yeah. And it's like the difference, the per unit difference from the LE to the standard edition is like, it depends on the title, but it's usually, for a thick box like this one, the rigid box, it's usually like $4 or $5 is the difference between the standard and the limited edition. Sometimes a little bit more, 6 or 7, but 2,000 times $5 each. I mean, that's like a pretty decent amount of money. That's
Yeah.
just the increase. Like, if you're going to sell 2,000 limited editions and then however many special or standard editions, like, you would make 5 times 2,000 more to sell 4,000 limited editions and then however many standard
I mean,
editions.
that's off the top of my head, that's like an extra 10G.
Yeah, it's they're definitely leaving money on the table by not selling more limited editions, and I just don't understand why they don't get together and just say, we need to print. Like 2000 was the wrong
But
number.
is
We
this
goofed.
a part of their new strategy though? Because I feel like Vinegar Syndrome's trying really hard to make sure they keep retail partnerships, and now they're doing retail exclusive editions as well.
Yeah. I actually
So
think
they've seen how fast this one went. Now they're going to do a retail edition.
I'm sure they will. Oh, yeah.
Give 500 to Orbit, 500 to the Movie Room,
Yeah.
1,000 spread between these other few
I
websites,
mean,
and then there
frankly,
you
that's
go.
what they need to be doing anyway. I mean, honestly, that's what they ought to be doing. Like, they should be doing like the Great Silence. If there's 2,000 of them, there really needs to be 3,000, and you need to take that extra 1,000 and distribute that amongst the other online retailers like Diabolic and Orbit, because you got to support these other, like, you got to support these retailers that are helping you out. Um,
I
like
mean,
I don't,
there's people that won't shop with the actual company. They shop exclusively with these retailers now.
yeah, because you can get free shipping. I mean, Orbit and Diabolic are both pretty easy to get free shipping. Orbit, I mean, you live nearby. I'm not even that close to Orbit. I will, like, I have like legit placed an order for an Orbit, like an Orbit order, like while I'm like walking out of the grocery store, right? I'm like leaving the
Mhm.
grocery store, placing the order on my phone, and it's shipped by the time I get home with my groceries. Like, I haven't even unloaded
I've
my
been in the
groceries.
store. I've been in the store, and as an order comes through, they walk the store and they pull the
Yeah.
titles immediately.
That's good. I mean,
Like,
that's how they ought to be doing it, but
and
I think Vinegar Syndrome should be supporting these people more, and I know that they've had trouble in the past where with some of these limited releases, it's like they'll get, 5, 10 copies of something that's as in demand as The Great Silence or The Keep was, and I think the retail thing, in my opinion, that retail thing, because I don't have they done any other retail releases besides just The Keep? I
no,
think that was
just to
them.
keep, just to keep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I
I'm sure
think
they'll
that
do some
that's
more.
but I think that's just a look into what they're going to try to do this year. I think 2026 is going to be the year that we start
Yeah.
seeing a lot more Vinegar Syndrome with like retail partnerships. I think
Because
we're
they
going to
have
see
a
a lot
bit of
more of
an
that.
issue with that. Like the FOMO thing, the strict limitation thing is kind of a problem because if they had something like Showgirls, I missed out on. I wasn't really big into Vinegar Syndrome when the
Right.
Showgirls thing dropped.
Mhm.
So, you've got a movie that you've limited, the limited edition, and somebody who starts collecting 3, 4, or 5 years later, they've got no choice but either buy the standard or um go to eBay and buy the scalper, pay the scalper price for it. And Vinegar Syndrome, I think, they've done those alternate slip covers like they did for Amityville and From Beyond and Texas Chainsaw Massacre recently, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And I think we're going to see more of that from them because they did the Sadness as well. I think they have sort of a problem where, you've got new collectors coming in. You've got collectors who may have missed something and they don't really want the standard edition. So Vinegar Syndrome like kind of needs to sell them. They need a product to sell the limited edition kind of slipcover, slipcase shopper. And I think that's what the
Yeah.
retail. I think they invented the retail line so they could print another 8,000 or 10,000 of the Keep and sell more Keep
Yeah.
limited editions.
And
I
they
mean,
don't have to
Mhm.
piss on the original purchasers.
Yeah,
The
I
ones
don't
that were
even
like,
think.
"Oh, there was only 8,000."
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
there are some people that get upset about that.
They do,
Like,
they do.
there's some people like, "Oh, this is so cheap," but I'm like, why do I care? Why I've got my copy of the Keep. I got my
Exactly,
copy
well,
of the Great
so
Silence. If they decided to print 10,000 more Great Silences tomorrow, that doesn't change the fact that I got a copy of the Great
no,
Silence. I'm happy with
don't
my purchase. Makes no sense.
don't you know everything in this box is numbered and it's for me and nobody else is allowed to
Yeah,
have this shit? Don't you know that
yeah.
that's the mentality? No.
It
The
is a bad
mentality is
mentality. You see that
the
sometimes, it's
mentality
weird.
that I see from some of these people are just like, "Well, it was limited, you snooze and you lose." And it's like, but some of us were like not snoozing when we
Yeah,
lost.
and some
Like,
of us were just clocked in and working because it was noon on a Tuesday. Like, it blows my mind, but it's also like, whatever I got, like, if I've got something like, I think people do sometimes get a little bit like, "Oh, this is like a rare out of print collectible." Like, I've got this thing that's rare and it's sought after and it's like nobody else has this, and I think people get like a little boner from that, and part of me gets it too. It's like it worked in other collectibles too, like the Funko Pops, like the super rare, whatever. People like I knew people who would get wild about that too. And I always just thought it was weird because it's like, why do I care if like 1,999 other people got the Great Silence? Am I mad at them for
I mean,
also getting the same thing? Would I be
so
more angry if it was 4,999
right?
other people? It
I
doesn't make
mean,
a difference.
like I guess I get the whole, oh, I love having the limited edition, the
Yeah.
number,
Mhm.
and like I'm one of X amount of people. But I've never thought about it like that. Like I've just collected what I wanted to collect.
Yeah.
And over time, if you collect what you want to collect, over time, you're gonna have stuff that just nobody else has
Yeah.
anyways, because there's so much stuff out there that's limited to this amount or that amount.
Yeah.
You're gonna have holy grails in your stuff. Dude, I didn't even realize until I started doing this YouTube thing that Dogma on Blu-ray was a holy grail.
Yeah.
Like, it was just sitting over on my shelf. I bought that shit at Walmart for 20 bucks, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
$200." Da, da, da. I'm like, "What?
200 bucks on
It's fucking
eBay and
it's
ridiculous.
Dogma." You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and I never really thought twice about it ever with anything I collect.
Yeah.
Like, I got fucking CDs from 20 years ago that people are paying hundreds of dollars for.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
wild.
just one of those things that's like I see it on I see people reselling it on Facebook and I'm like, it's worth that much. Like,
Yeah. Like I've got some stuff. I've got some stuff, same thing. Like I bought something because I bought a book because I wanted to read it, or I bought a manga because I wanted to read it. Right. I got something that I wanted to consume, and it was whatever. I just walked in and grabbed it off the shelf the day of release. And then you just like, you fast forward a few years because if you've done this for a little while, like eventually stuff goes out of print and there's somebody selling it on eBay for 300 bucks. And it's like, to me, it's trivial because I'm not going to sell the stuff anyway. Like if you're like,
exactly.
hey, you could go sell the Great Silence for 200 bucks. I'm like, I don't, I mean, it's not really worth the effort. Like it's 200 bucks. Like if I had 20 of them, I'd go resell them. But like
Right.
you have one of them,
It's
like,
like it's not really like that's never been the thought about buying something. I buy it because I want to buy it, not because I want to like have a monetary value. Like,
yeah,
like I said, I never realized like I've had people gift me things and they're like, oh, I can't sell this, but I've seen them listed on eBay for like 30-40 bucks. And it's like, well, that's cool. I'm gonna like sit down with my kid and we're gonna open this book up and read it. Like, I don't care that it's a $30 like old school
yeah,
magazine from the 30 or from like 30 years ago, from like the 90s.
yeah, that's wild shit
I'm
too.
I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna read it with my son because he likes that old school stuff. He likes that stuff that's before his time. Like,
Yeah,
I never thought twice about what any of that, because for me, it's because I want it and it's because I want to share it with people that want
yeah.
to enjoy it
You
with
wanna
me.
enjoy it. You wanna use it for whatever utility that it was designed for, but some of this
Which is to
collector
enjoy it
stuff,
with other people, but nobody ever comes over anymore, man. COVID killed that shit. I gotta
yeah,
do this. I gotta hang out with my homies on
yeah,
YouTube.
you just gotta hang out with people on the internet. How dumb would you feel, though, if you bought Dogma, let's say a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, you bought Dogma on Blu-ray for 150 bucks on eBay. You get just this one disc, little blue Amaray case, and you paid
So
150 bucks, and you got that in the mail, and you're like, "Oh, man, I got this holy grail." And then fast forward like a year and a half, and they're like, "Yeah, there's a 4K of Dogma. It's a beautiful steel book." Or even the one available at Walmart was like, it had a really nice slipcover. How for 30 bucks, how big of an asshole would you feel like if you spent 150 bucks on that shit? They have frozen Jeff. I think my answer is that I'd feel like a tremendous asshole. I would feel like such a jerk spending on that, and that's the lesson for everybody is like, you know, don't buy something for 150 bucks because it's out of print because it's going to come back around at some point, and whatever the newest version is going to be, the latest and greatest, is going to be way better. So, yep, we have totally and completely lost Jeff. As he says, oh, there he is. He's
okay,
back.
yeah, I'm
I was
back.
ready to just
Sorry
host
about
it
that.
for you, bro.
It
I was
it
gonna
it
jump
happened
on it.
it happens every year. It's
That's what
part
I
of
was
the
about to
stream.
say. It's like it happens to him every year. If it's just, if it's a momentary lapse, then you just gotta thank the gods that it was brief.
So so I would feel dumb
Yeah,
except for I've been buying movies since the day I got a job at like 15 years old.
yeah,
Movies that are still in this room, and I grew up with it. Like my grandpa collected film in the 70s, reel to
Nice,
reel film. So
nice.
I always grew up with walls of VHS tapes and walls of this and walls of that. And the one thing that I always learned is everything comes back around.
Yeah, always
If
comes
it's a
back around.
popular film and it got a 20-year anniversary, it'll get a 25-year anniversary too. And it'll be bigger and better than the 20th was
Yeah,
because they're still trying to sell it to the same people.
yep,
Some of those people won't bite twice. So there's when you get your chance. Like
yeah,
I've been buying 4Ks for 10 years and I can't tell you the how aggravated I am at the fact that they keep releasing the same films over and over when we need new films on 4K. Like how many and I love it. Halloween 78 is like my favorite film of all time, but I don't need to buy it on 4K any more
yeah,
times. Give me
yeah,
the Rob Zombie ones. It's something different.
yeah. That one's had a bunch of 4K. Like the
You know
first
what I mean?
Halloween,
Like,
I think I've got like 2 or 3 copies of that thing on 4K.
but like, you know
Sure.
what I mean? Like, I'm ready for new films for the first time on 4K. I'm
Yeah,
ready for movies that have been stuck on DVD just to skip over Blu-ray, come to 4K. Like,
yeah,
but
yeah,
everything, but everything comes back around, and just about everything's coming to 4K now.
yeah, and
So
even
it
stuff
seems.
like Vinegar Syndrome, like Strictly Limited, but they did a variant slipcover for Amityville, for From Beyond, for Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, for Showgirls. So I mean, even Vinegar Syndrome realizes that every few years, and now they've got the retail thing for like the Keep, and you can get a chunky box set of the Keep again, a year later. Even Vinegar Syndrome with their strict limitation model, it's like they realized you got to bring the special edition back for new collectors and stuff.
I mean, there's new people collecting all the time.
Yeah.
Like last year, when I did this stream with Jordan from the Movie Den,
Mhm.
that dude had like one shelf of movies behind him. He's got a whole wall now. Like
Yeah.
he was a newer collector last year. Like he was just starting to get back into the stride of collecting. And that was just in 2025. Like
Mhm.
not everybody's been buying movies like me and you since like 2002.
Yeah. And even
I
I
only
took
said that
I mean, I
because it
took
rhymed.
Blu-ray off. I
But
I basically skipped Blu-ray. By
now
about the
see,
time
that's why I don't do a whole lot of 4Ks because I jumped on Blu-ray like the
yeah,
day I got a PS3, I bought a PS3, I bought one game, but I bought 3 Blu-ray movies.
hell
Like I
yeah,
bought it more as like a Blu-ray player than I did as a game console.
yeah. So I just, I remember collecting DVD. I mean, I started DVD in, like, 98, 99, and, I remember being very much in earnest, buying a lot of DVDs in the mid-aughts, the early to
Yeah.
mid-aughts. I was spending way too much. I was spending money I didn't have to buy a whole bunch of DVDs, and I had a collection, I don't know, maybe about 500 or so DVDs. And round about 20, maybe '09, 2008, 2009, a good buddy of mine, very much into physical media as well. He's like, "Yo, they got this new thing. It's like Blu-ray." I'm like, "What is a Blu-ray? I don't understand." And so he's trying to explain to me like, "Oh, it's like DVD but better. It's like a higher resolution," and he was going through replacing his entire collection. In fact, he gave me several of his DVDs that he had upgraded. He gave me this box set of The Searchers. I if I'd known we were going to discuss this, I would have brought it over. It's on my shelf over there. It's a DVD release, but it was a beautiful box set. I mean, it was like a big, thick, chunky box. You didn't know, like, oh wow, they made thick, chunky box sets with slipcases
Oh yeah.
back in like 2003 for DVDs. And yeah, they did. And I'll never get rid of this because I've got the 4K of The Searcher, but he had upgraded to some like cheesy one disc, stupid blue case and everything. And he's like, here you go. He
Now
gave me this beautiful, beautiful
I,
DVD box set simply because the resolution wasn't there. And so, like, I'm watching him
mhm.
rebuy all of his whole collection. He had a bigger collection than me, and he's rebuying everything. I'm looking at my collection like I got 500 movies, and they want me, like Sony and Columbia Pictures and Warner Brothers and Paramount, everybody, they all want me to go rebuy these 500 movies that I just spent the last 10 years collecting. They want me to rebuy all of these just to get a better, like a higher resolution. The
Mhm.
picture looks better, but damn, 500 times even like a cheap $20 each. you know, you do the math on that, and you're like, okay, you tack on a zero onto that 500, that's now 5,000, then you multiply it by 2. You're talking about, I'm gonna spend $10,000 to upgrade to Blu-ray. And so I was just like, you know what? I can't do it. At about the same time, Netflix is popping off. They're starting to offer more and more stuff on streaming. And I was, you know, and that was back when Netflix had everything. They didn't
Yeah.
have competition from Disney Plus and Paramount Plus and all the pluses, the AMC Plus.
Everybody wanted their content on Netflix.
Exactly. Everybody's trying to get it in there. It was like having access to Blockbuster 24/7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like
mean, I
you could
did
just get whatever you wanted. So I
I did
actually
the
sat
big
out
DVD
Blu-ray.
purge. I did the big DVD purge in about that same time, around 2008,
Yeah.
2009. I sold all my DVDs except for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake with the big edition that, like, opened up with the chainsaw and had the
Nice.
red metal plate. I
Yeah.
kept that because that was, like, the first DVD that I bought with my first check, and I'm like, "Well, I'm keeping
Yeah.
this because I love the movie, and it doesn't have a Blu-ray yet." And then I was like, you know what? Everything else is going to come to Blu-ray. Blu-ray's this good. I love Blu-ray this
Yeah.
much. Everything's going to come to Blu-ray. I purchased DVDs in 2008 that still don't have Blu-rays to this day.
Damn.
That
So,
that was
like,
the stupidest thing I ever did.
yeah.
Selling off all my DVDs
I
was the,
waited
like,
until
stupidest
4K to
thing.
do the purge, because like, I honestly, when Blu-ray was popping off too, like, my TV was alright. Like, I had a pretty decent Toshiba back then, and it was good for DVD. Like, it was an excellent, I mean, I think the TV was like, I don't even, it wasn't even 1080p. Let's put it that way. So I'm thinking like, you know, I'm gonna upgrade all these Blu-rays, and I don't even really have a TV that's gonna, like, display the format properly. So I actually was like, there was another limitation. I was like, I don't want to buy another TV either, because that's another $2,000. And I just didn't have it back then. I mean, you're talking about me right around the time that I was like 22, 23. Like, I'm a young professional. I'm not married. I don't have like a two income household with, you know, double income earners, no kids. That, I mean, I was like, I'm just like I'm making like 28K a year or whatever I was doing. It was like, I'm not, I just didn't have the wherewithal. And so like, I'm upgrading more now. Like, I'm very happy to upgrade stuff that I bought from a DVD 25, 26, 27 years ago to 4K now, because I have the right television and I have the right 4K player for it. But um you know, I skipped Blu-ray because I didn't want to go through all that. But even now, I don't get rid of something. Like, I'll get rid of a DVD when I upgrade it to 4K, but I still have DVDs that, like, I mean, I got a DVD. What do I got? I got a bunch of DVDs that, like, I just haven't upgraded. Tampopo is one. I want to upgrade it to 4K, but Criterion's only released the Blu-ray. I just haven't upgraded it yet.
Yeah. No, I I wish I wouldn't have got rid of some of my DVDs, and even still, like, I have DVDs now. I think I have around 300 or 400 DVDs at this point,
Damn. Yeah.
and most of them, at least for the longest time, we've been getting I think this first month of the year, this year, 6 or 7 of my movies that were stuck on DVD got
Mm.
upgraded in this month alone. And Vinegar Syndrome did like 4 of them because they did The Gambler, they did Married to the Mob,
Yeah.
they did a few of them. Phantom of the Opera, Dario Argento's Phantom of the Opera was one
Yeah.
that I had on DVD. So there's been quite a bit. House Party from Criterion, you know, a lot of these just stuck on DVD, just getting that upgrade this year. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we're gonna get a lot more of those, like, just more reason for me to throw out my DVD. Let's see. We got William. I order off from Orbit. I'm gonna make a trip there soon. Yo,
Mm.
William, if you wanna do like a meetup or something, let me know. I'm about 2-ish or so hours away. So if you want to do a meetup, man, we'll go and hang out and buy a couple movies. I gotta be careful when I go to Orbit, man. I can spend a mortgage or two at one time.
Reach around in the orbit. That's what I'm talking about. Dude, Orbit has used stuff too, right?
Yeah, they do.
Uh,
They
so
do.
I love that. Like, you go in somewhere and you just,
But they know what they have. So, like,
yes,
even their used stuff is very comparable to what you'll find online.
yeah,
When you go in store to Orbit, it's just to get that feeling of like, "Oh, it's 1995 and I'm in a, like, a
yeah.
secondhand record store that also sells Laserdisc type of deal."
I will say Bull Moose tends to know what they have too, but they tend to price a little bit low. So, like, I have seen some stuff that's kind of like, it's used, but they know what they have. They know it's rare, and
Right.
so they'll have it priced. It'll be like 50 or $60, and you'll be like, ugh, like that was 30, $35 when it was brand new, and you guys are selling the used copy for more than it was when it was
Yeah.
new. It's like their policy on pre-owned is always like pre-owned is always a very good price at Bull Moose, but every now and again, you'll find something there that's it's like $32 and you're like, this has been out of print for 3 or 4 years. Like I'm grabbing this for $30. Like it's fun because with the pre-owned shit, since they sell pre-owned stuff, it's like you never know. It's always a little bit of a surprise. Like,
Yeah. Well,
you
see,
know,
with Orbit, it's funny because like I go in there and I'm like, yeah, I'm from where, I'm from so and so. Like I tell them where I'm from, and they're like,
mm,
well, that's not that far, but you know that everything we have here in store you can order online.
yeah,
I'm said that just about every time I go in the store, and I'm like, yeah, but guys, I love coming into your store, like,
yeah,
because like all
yeah.
the employees there are really cool. Like
I think browsing
they
is,
all love movies.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
That's especially nice too. I think browsing is, like I mean, it's just not as easy to browse. Like Orbit, I think has a pretty like their website is pretty like browse friendly. They put up a lot of their used stuff on their website and they put up pictures of their used stuff a lot of times. So
yeah,
like you can go through and like browse their used stuff. I definitely have before, but I think with Bull Moose, like I'll be in there browsing, they'll have like a big 4K section and I'll be browsing through there. I'm like, oh shit, like I forgot this was even coming out.
yeah.
Like I saw it on, Dawn of the Discs or something 6 months ago, and I totally forgot this got released, like St. Elmo's Fire,
And
like, shit,
see,
yeah, like
I love that, like, finding things like that, or, like, when I go like, the last time I went to Orbit, it's been a little while, but I was there I had to go out there for some training for the post office, um, because that's, like, where their main hub is for the state, is right there
yeah.
by Orbit. It's literally, like, 6 minutes from Orbit, so every time I have to go over there for training, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to Orbit too."
That must
But I was
also
in there
help
and I
with
was
capture.
shopping, and they had cone heads in there. I could just pull it off the shelf,
Yeah,
and when I went to go, like, scan it into the app, it said it released 3 weeks later. So, like, I was able to pick it up in store, like, 3 weeks before it
yeah,
technically come out. So that's always really cool. You'll go in there and be like, "I didn't know this was coming out," and then you're like, "Wait, it's not technically out."
yeah, Bull Moose unfortunately does not do that. I've always been, like, hopeful, like, yeah, they're gonna have something, they're gonna put it on shelf a few days,
I just
early because they don't
I
know
just
better.
I
They
just think
always know
Orbit
better.
doesn't give a shit. Orbit's like, "We'll put it out and break street date because what are they gonna do? Not let
Yeah,
us sell their stuff?" Like,
yeah,
Orbit's gotten that big, you know? But there is some competition, so maybe they need to be a little careful.
yeah.
Oh, we got sorry, Chris, dude. I know you've been in here for a grip. What's up? Good evening, my good sir. Said hit that like button. Yes,
What up?
sir. We got Jerry in here, Uncharted Tombs. That's a play on Uncharted and Tomb Raider, his two favorite games.
Come on,
We
guys, hit
got
that like button. It's
uh
not the G spot, it actually does exist. You don't have to go
he's
look for it, you know?
We
Hit
don't
like
need another collection. Well, Van Gogh, to let you know, they're not doing another collection. Now they're going to release them all individually with the Dolby
yeah,
Vision, Dolby Atmos tag in Amaray cases. So we're getting that instead. Funny thing is, I've not bought a single Jurassic Park movie in 4K. So they'll all be first time buys for me. I bought the ones that I do own, I bought them on 3D. So
yeah.
I'm a big 3D guy even still to this day. If I can pick 3D over 4K, I usually do.
No shit.
Yeah.
You got the glasses and everything? You sit down on the couch, put the glasses on, do all that stuff?
Yeah, yeah, this TV right here, oh, you can't see it because of my mic, but
Yeah,
this TV that usually sits right here next to me, it's a 42-inch Toshiba. It's the last 3D TV I got. I used to have a 60-inch DLP, one
damn.
of those like big Mitsubishi ones. But yeah, I got the glasses and everything. Luckily, with this one, it just uses the non-powered ones. So anytime I need some new glasses, we just bring some home from the theater. So it's not too shabby. Hell, I
Hmm,
think in the last like 2 or 3 days, I've watched like three 3D movies on it.
no shit,
So
okay.
I usually will choose 3D over 4K if I get the opportunity. There's been a handful of times where they bundled the two formats together, but
Yeah,
that was a very early time. It was like 2017. And then they were like, nah, we're not doing that no more. If you want 3D, you buy 3D. If you want 4K, it's separate.
yeah, it feels like the 3D thing kinda went the way of the dodo, you know?
Yeah.
That
Well,
feels like a
they
20 teens
still
thing.
do them in Germany. and they still
Okay.
release the new movies. There's Turbine Media, they do some
Yeah.
really cool 4Ks. They have an entire line of 3D Blu-rays that they got the
That's
rights
fun.
from Universal. Uh, and they've released things like Fast and Furious 9 and 10, Kung Fu Panda 4, Scream 6. So they released like new movies on 3D still. You just have to import them from Germany. And I have nobody in the United States, none of these stores like the Movie Room or Orbit or Diabolic, or I can't get any of these places to order them and ship them in when they get their
Yeah.
media books and stuff from Turbine. I'm like, just get a couple of 3Ds, I'll buy them.
Yeah.
Because they got like 20 of them now. It's the only way to get the Mario Brothers movie on a 3D Blu-ray is to import
Yeah.
it from them. And with the tariff fees and all that, if you order just one movie, you're spending like $50. But if you order
That's
three,
wild.
but if you order 3 of them, you're spending more like 32. So it's like, well, okay, well, you gotta buy more for less.
Yeah.
But yeah, he says, I'll message you when I go. I've never been. I saw the video you did and it made me want to go. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, anybody that's within like 5 hours, 6 hours of orbit and can afford the time to make the trip, because it's really a time thing. It's not really a money thing. You know what you're getting into if you know
Yeah.
what Orbit DVD is. If you can make a day of it, I think anybody should go there. Even if you don't really do anything but buy something you can buy on their website, like, oh, I'm just buying the new 4K of fucking Blade Steelbook. It's when you walk into that store, it smells like a 90s movie store, and that's just something you can't get on the internet, man. You just
Yeah.
can't get that. You
You can't
gotta
get
go.
the
You gotta
smells
go.
on the internet.
And if you like video games, they got a whole video games side of the store as well. So that's cool.
Oh yeah.
But I am going to go ahead and open this big motherfucker. Let's see if
God,
I
it's
can.
about time, you know?
And it's about that time. What
The
are we,
late
about an
one in
hour
the
in?
house.
We're almost an hour in. I think it's about time to open it.
Yeah,
I have
bust
to
that
break
be open.
their special tape. Somebody once told me. Now I think they were just pulling my chain, but it was on the first stream that I did, my first subscriber week stream. When I cut the tape, they told me I need to be careful with it because I can peel the tape off the box and sell it. They said the vinegar syndrome tape is worth money.
Bro, there's just some stuff. It's like
Whoa, look, dude, it's just stacks and
I
stacks and
blacked out,
stacks.
man. That's a beautiful sight. You gotta love it when you open that box and it's like
I don't even know where to begin. So I got a lot of plastic protectors because I am one of them nuts that put all my vinegar syndrome slip covers in plastic protectors as well. Wow. Well, I'll start off with the one that everybody probably seen when I showed that top of that box. Oh, and they put the whole shit. They shrink wrap the whole thing. This is
yeah,
one that
just
everybody's
on the
complaining about.
outside, man.
I got the veil.
Oh, I need you to try to open that tonight.
I didn't know if I wasn't sure if I wanted to open it on stream or not. Because I
Oh,
was afraid if I did, I'd probably lose my mind.
yeah, if you don't, I just need to talk to you about that because I didn't buy it. Obviously I'm waiting to buy the veil and Don't Be Afraid of the Dark till they go on sale because they're
Right.
probably gonna make it to a sale, and I like saving money. I'm a cheap motherfucker. But I've just heard nothing but bad things about opening them. So now
Well,
I'm
me
really
too. But
curious.
I have heard that if you pinch it just right, and you can get it pulled from the bottom. I just was a little afraid about doing that live on stream because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to have a heart attack if I rip the slip cover.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
can
the
do
thing,
I
you
can do
gotta
that
be
off camera.
gentle. You gotta be gentle.
Now this is the only one that I got because I figured, like you said, they'd go on sale sooner or later. But I wanted to get one because I wanted to try to get in on the line from the ground floor kind
Yeah.
of deal. And I went and watched a trailer on this, and it gave off like Twilight Zone vibes so heavy
Yeah.
that I wanted to watch that I wanted to go and watch it right now, but I'm like, it's only on Tubi and it's gonna look better on this Blu-ray. So
Sure.
I haven't ruined it yet. It's gonna be completely blind watch. But man, I've heard some good shit about this. So
I just need to know what kind of like trouble you have getting that bad boy open, you know?
I'll let you know for sure. I'll
Yeah.
definitely let you know for
I want to hear
sure.
how difficult it
I mean,
is.
I could be like some other YouTubers, and I can go ahead and unbox it, and then I can turn on and make a video talk about how shitty the box is and how
Yeah,
terrible it was for me to open it, but I didn't rip it, and then I can maybe get 10K hits on that video.
that's what I'm talking about. Do that.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Get those 10K hits, dog.
But I do like the way that they did slip on slip. So
Yeah, I mean, it is a little bit like I'm sick in the head over slip covers. I've admitted it many times. I'm not ashamed. But I do, even I can realize, I can appreciate that, like, having a slip cover inside of a slip case is a little overkill. And if it
yeah.
causes problems for people to not be able to remove it without damaging one or both slip covers, it's like nice to have two slip covers, but if you've got to mess them both up just to get the movie out to watch it, that's kind of
Now
ridiculous. It starts to seem like you're going a little overboard.
now I think what I think the problem is with this is, as soon as I pulled it out, because there's other ones in here. As soon as I pulled it out, it's the only one that's like this, except for I think they've been doing the VSUs like that. They shrink wrapped it on
Yeah.
the outside of the package.
They do everything like that now. I got the
But
Resurrected.
they didn't used to do that.
No, they didn't. They used
They
to
used
shrink
to
wrap it inside the, it
the
was just
slips
the
and all that.
case. Yeah.
Somebody reached out to Vinegar Syndrome, and Vinegar Syndrome had said that with their new shrink wrapping like process, I guess, it's making the cardboard a little tighter. Like it's trapping,
Yeah.
it's like not trapping enough air in there to give you the squeeze. I
Yeah,
don't
I
think it'll
heard
be that bad. I don't think it'll be that bad. I don't know if I can take if I rip that slipcover live
I
on
saw a
YouTube.
comment. Yeah, I know, right? I saw a comment on, might have been Facebook. I don't know. But and I don't know if the person was joking. Like, I actually thought they were joking.
Oh, with the
Somebody had ripped
pliers
it
and
up.
stuff? They had the
Yeah,
pliers.
they had said, like, like, you're a fool for trying to open it immediately. Like, take it out of you have to unwrap the shrink wrap and then,
And
like,
let it
let it
breathe,
sit out, like, at room temperature.
and then it
You can't just take
expands.
it out of the box and then just try to watch it immediately. Like, you've got to unshrink wrap it and, like, let it sit on your counter for, like, a day and, like, let it, like, I don't know, like,
So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead when I go to start if I go to start trying to open that and it doesn't come right out like it's supposed to, I'm gonna let it sit there for a minute and see if that cardboard
yeah, just
expanding
come
actually
back the
helps.
next morning. Like,
Because I know
temperature
me and you
differentials.
probably stomp around the same Vinegar Syndrome pages on Facebook. Did you see that one where they had the Alone in the Dark and it was ripped and they had the pliers and all kinds
Yeah,
of stuff?
yeah, I had the
They're like, I
pliers
used a
there and he
plier and
was
a
like,
blowtorch, and
yeah, I think
that
he
one had
just
to be
did
a
that for
joke.
clicks. I think he fucked his shit up for clicks, and I was like, "Dude, that's just."
Now, dude, this next one, this is how I know that they used to do it different because it's even packaged a little weird. It's packaged upside down, but I got this one because of your recommendation. You said it looks pretty schlocky,
Ooh, ooh.
and you probably have it. Let me fix this. It's just messing with my OCD. They had the slip cover inside the box upside down. Now, the day that this released, this is all I picked up. I had to make $30 on the sale for the day, but I got this in a slip cover
Oh,
for it,
yeah.
and I got a
Yeah, yeah.
protector for it because this bad boy went out of stock.
Yeah,
It's no longer in print. It's now out of
yeah.
print. And
That
I
was that.
figured, it's two films. I
They're both
watched the trailer
4K
for the
as
first
well,
one. Huh?
right? I think they're
Are
both
they
4K, right?
I think they are actually, yeah.
Yeah, I've got that back there.
Oh, it's a thick 4K case. Oh, wow, even the 4K was upside down inside the slipcover. They
Yeah,
just threw it together real quick for me,
they
I
did.
guess.
They just tossed that together.
Yeah, it looks like they're both on 4K, and
And what did you
they both
pay
have
for
their
that?
own
That was
discs
on
even.
sale, right?
Huh?
That was on sale, right? So what did you pay for that? Like 25 bucks, 30 bucks?
I think it was 23.99 or
Hmm.
26.99.
Okay, so, like, let's say it was about 25 bucks for 2 Vinegar Syndrome 4Ks?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Well,
a good price.
so I got
Yeah.
this, and I got the plastic protector for it, and I think I got a plastic protector for a VSA, and
Yeah.
it made it to like 31 or $32 because I did the stamp that they did. If you spent 30 bucks each day, they gave you a bonus 1,500 points, and I did that for something else in here, but this is all I got that day, and then like two plastic protectors, and it was like 30 bucks, but two 4Ks. And I watched the trailer for the first movie, and I'm like, even if the second movie sucks, the trailer for the first movie sold me already. And
Yeah.
then because you were like, oh, I'm thinking about that China O'Brien. That one is looking pretty good. If I was to choose one, and I'm like,
Yeah.
China O'Brien. I didn't even look at that, so I went and watched the trailer, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm on. I think
Yeah, I
I'm
like
on
that
for it.
Hong Kong stuff. That was one of Cynthia Rothrock's films that she made as a Hong Kong. She did a bunch of Hong Kong films in the, mid 80s to maybe early 90s. And then she came over to the US and started doing like direct to video martial arts movies in the, the early to mid 90s, maybe even a few like up to 97 or so. So she sort of had two eras. She had like the Hong Kong era where she was in like legit Hong Kong films with guys like Yuen Bao and stuff like that. And then she had her American, kind of second half of the career. And that's one of her like first half. And I do love, I mean, I actually low key think she's kind of hot. Righting Wrongs, especially. I thought she was hot in that movie, and she's a great martial artist. Like, it's just one of these things, like you watch one of her movies and she's whooping all kind of ass, and she's moving like the Hong Kong martial artists do. And you try to watch like some American movie where like the actress is doing like hand-to-hand combat, like Scarlett Johansson is like
Seriously.
beating up on dudes that are like 100 pounds heavier than her. And it's like, dude, it's nowhere near as convincing. Like, yeah, Scarlett Johansson's nice to look at, and so everybody gives her a pass, but it's like she's
But
not rocking shit
dude,
like Cynthia Rothrock is like
in the
trained.
trailer on this, you can tell this woman's kicking some ass. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
she's like doing some Billy Banks shit, like actually doing
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think she did a movie with Billy Banks actually in America, like around her
really, I
US.
might have if Vinegar
I think
Syndrome
she
has
might
that, I
have
might
done a
have to
Billy
get it because
Banks.
I try to get all the Billy Banks movies from Vinegar Syndrome as well.
Yeah, Vinegar Syndrome's put out a bunch of her movies, a bunch of her
Now this,
movies.
I just got this.
They ought to
I
get
just got an empty
like, to
case.
answer the question, I would get Cynthia Rothrock to promote if I bought Vinegar
Yeah.
Syndrome, to go back to that earlier question, because they got like 8 of her movies.
Okay. Yeah. They got 8
I'd
of
have
her
her doing like the
movies.
splits and shit. Something like that. They got a bunch of her movies. They got Righting Wrongs. They got some China O'Brien 1 and 2. They got oh shit, is the Lady Reporter. They got Undefeated or Undefeatable. They got like they have like a solid number of her movies.
Shit. Yo, what's up, 80s? I gotta say hey to my dude 80s. Hopefully he's still up in here. I watch him every Saturday, man. I don't know if you're around Saturday afternoons. You're probably with the fam. That's usually a Saturday afternoon type thing. But
Yeah.
if I'm busy or something, I usually have 80s on in the background. He does a little morning show and he talks about like new releases and stuff. But super cool dude.
I love the idea of a morning show, but I got
Yeah,
kids.
it
I got
makes it a
young
little
kids,
hard.
so I mean, they're at that age. Like I'm sure one day there'll be an age where they're like, I don't want, get out of here, dad. Like I don't want you around or whatever. But they're still like
All the
young enough that
time.
they're like, oh, let's play, let's do that. I'm like, and I got a policy, like if my kids, if either one of them say, hey, daddy, like, will you play with me? Like my policy is like, I don't say no unless my dick is on fire. Like something has to be like serious emergency for me to say no to play with my kids. Like, I almost say yes. So it's like I always want us to be like, even when they get old and like they don't want to like play dolls, or I still want them to be like, Dad, do you want to watch a movie or whatever? Like, I still want to engage with
Right.
them on like the stuff they like doing, play video games together. Like, I don't want it to be like, oh yeah, like dad never wants to. Like,
Right.
I'm like,
I
hell yeah,
mean I mean
let's do what
I
you
mean,
want to do.
today I had a little bit of extra time, so I popped the movie in, and about 20 minutes into it, my little one comes out with his Switch, and he's like, "Hey, daddy, you want to watch me fight Ganon on Zelda?" And I'm like, "Yep." Movie
Yeah.
stopped. Like,
My kid is playing Ganon. Like shit, yeah, I'm gonna
yeah,
watch my
yeah,
kid fight Ganon. Like, dude, I understand that this is a moment. Like, I remember being
yeah,
that age and fighting Ganon the first time. Like, this is a moment he's trying to share with me. Like,
yeah. He was like,
I
because
would
he
be
come out
all over
today.
that. No
He was like,
movie.
"You want to watch me fight Ganon?" I'm like, "Sure." He's like, "Can I do it on your TV and you can actually watch me?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, yeah, yeah." He's like, "But you're watching a movie." I said, "I don't care." And I just stopped my movie. Like
Yeah,
that movie can come later, but you
they
fighting Ganon
pause.
might only happen one time. You might stomp his ass, and
That's what I'm
I never get
saying.
that opportunity again.
Yeah, I mean, there's some things you just can't miss in your kid's life, man. You know what I mean? Like the first steps, graduation, fighting Ganon. Like, there's just some as a parent, you just need to be present for, right? It's good for
Yeah.
your soul.
Prince, he says, how many movies can you watch in a day if you have the day off from work? For me, it's 4 to 5, depends on the freaking mood I'm in, for the love of the game, sailing the seas every day, and all of that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think the most I've got squeezed in a day is 5.
Yeah. I mean, like pre-kids, I could do like 4 or 5 for sure.
And
Um,
I think that was kind of pre-kids,
yeah.
but it was when there was no kids around. Like, it was just me
Yeah.
and my wife, and we just rotated movies that we wanted to watch, and we ended up watching like 5 of them in a day.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife and I could do that too. Like, pre-kids, you get a day off and it's like, I don't know, especially up here where it snows a bunch, like during the wintertime, like
You
if
get
it's a
that time.
Saturday and it snows the night before, you're like, we ain't going nowhere. Like the snow's everywhere. We're gonna wait for them to clear it. We're just gonna sit here. We got some frozen pizza, whatnot. Like, I don't know. We would get through like 2, 3, like, man, we'd start blazing and watching Friday the 13th and shit like that. Like, dude, I remember
But
one year it
but
was
but but yeah, I think 4 or 5 is about the most I've been
yeah,
able to get squeezed in. They start running together for me if I watch too
same
many of them
same here, same here. They
in a
start running
row.
together. Yeah, and how much time do you have in a day? Like you got 24 hours minus I'm gonna sleep for like 8. Plus there's like the in-between stuff, like, I'm gonna go cook a pizza and stuff. So it's like realistically 5 times 2 hours each is about 10 hours worth of movie, and that's about
That's
as much as you could do just even logistically. So
Yeah,
I'm
and
good with like 4.
that's if you're not like me, who's on my Blu-ray.com app looking for movies under 90 minutes.
Yeah,
So I can get 3 of them squeezed
yeah.
in. 'Cause, if you do that, if you do 90-minute movies, you can get 3 of those fit in the time it takes to watch Endgame.
That's
So,
also true.
Endgame or 3 movies.
That's also true. But it's like you gotta go with what you're feeling too. Like, there are some days where I'm like, "Dude, I know I should watch something, like, I should pop in, like, an anime like Dawn to Dawn and watch, like, a 30-minute episode because it's 11 and I need to get to bed." Like, like, I'll watch a Dawn to Dawn episode and I could still be in bed by 11:30, but there's that part of me that's like, "Dude, you don't wanna watch Dawn to Dawn, you don't wanna watch City Hunter." Like, just because those fit, like, go downstairs and get, like, The Good, the Bad, and the like, go find a 2.5-hour movie, like, we're watching Casino, you know what I mean? Like,
Right, right.
my brain is like, "No, that's not what you feel like watching," you know? Like, I know you only have 40 minutes, so why don't you go start Goodfellas or Wolf of Wall Street or something?
Alright, so this is gonna be the last one in this first, they do their little bubble mailers. I got 4 of these things this time in this box. So,
Nice. I love
this
those.
now this one, I got this one, I think. No, my uncle told me about this. He said that he remembered him and my other uncle renting this back in the 80s. What year was this? I think this
Your
came out
uncle
in
sounds lit.
88. Dude, my uncle showed me all kinds of cool movies. He's the reason why, like, I'm so unforgiving that Vinegar Syndrome does so much trauma, because I watched all these trauma movies growing up.
Yeah,
But he said that he remembers they rented this and they laughed their asses off. He was like, "It's a good time though." And that is Curse of the Blue Lights.
okay. Haven't seen that
Uh,
one.
I don't think it's probably like magnificent or the best movie ever. It wasn't running completely out. I think they had 600 or 700 more in stock, but it was a daily deal.
Yeah,
Um, but it is mastered in 2K, so it shouldn't be one that I'm worried about them upgrading to 4K anytime soon.
yeah.
Vinegar
Nice
Syndrome
thing
doesn't
is
seem to
Vinegar
do
Syndrome
that.
really doesn't do that, like, Arrow and Criterion, they got Blu-rays they released in 2017 that they're upgrading to 4Ks now, and
And those Blu-rays had 4K masters already on them.
yeah, Breakfast Club, I'm looking at you, Breakfast Club. Yeah,
Yeah. But I thought the slipcover on this looked pretty cool.
yeah. I mean,
So,
I
and
think
I
it's
watched the
Vinegar
trailer.
Syndrome.
I'm like, this is totally B movie. But I think it says 88 on the back of this. Yeah, I think it says 1988. But yeah,
Dude,
he was like, yeah, man, we watched it. We rented it one night from Blockbuster, took it home. He was like, I just remember we laughed our asses off so much. He's like, but there's so much little schlocky gore in it. He's like, and they do some cool prosthetics.
I love that stuff, man.
Oh, they put those together. Okay. Oh my god, dude! I'm telling you, I kind of forgot that I got some of this. This is This is bad. Now I think I told you I was getting this one, but I'm very happy to have this one. This is a VSA that they had on sale, and this everybody should have grabbed this. Mind Benders.
Oh man, that was like $13 too.
Dude, it was their
Oh
13 deal.
yeah,
And it's one that actually comes out of the bottom pretty easy. You know, some people say they get stuck. I
yeah.
don't have any issues with my VSAs getting stuck, but
I feel like
dude,
the VSA is actually a little loose most of the time. You know, like
yeah,
in
yeah. Sometimes they
VSA
just
and
kind of slide out of the bottom.
yeah,
It's
like
just,
you have to kind of like, you know, when you take it off the shelf, you got to be aware that it slides out because sometimes they'll just like my Black Cat 1 and 2, just it's like hot dog down a hallway. I don't know if I need to like slip an extra piece of paper in there to like thicken it up or whatever. I dropped that on my wife earlier today, and she about laughed her ass off. I guess she hadn't heard that one in a while. I dropped hot dog down a hallway on my wife, and she thought that tickled her earlier today.
I mean, shit, dude. I watched a trailer on this, and I thought for $13 that I was basically stealing this.
$13 is a great price. That's not going to be 13 again. Like they were doing the 13 because it was their 13th
13, yeah,
anniversary.
yeah.
But like that, Mindbenders will go on sale again.
It'll be
And
$22.
yeah, it'll be $22. It'll be something like that. Maybe it's a Blu-ray, so that might get down. Some of their VSAs get down to like
17.99.
17.50, $18.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that one gets down to about 17.50, but that's about $4 cheaper than it's ever going to be again.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't think anything that they had on their 13 deal is going to be $13 again. And
Exactly.
I have a few of them in here that I went ahead and jumped on because of that.
Yeah, $13. I mean, like, I have a policy too with Vinegar Syndrome movies where it's like, if they've got if they've got anything slipped and it's 10 or less, like like I don't ask any questions. I won't even look at the trailer. If it's $10 or under, maybe even $12 or under, I don't even ask a question. It just goes in the cart.
I did that with The Last Gasp. I had that
Yeah.
slipcover on there, and it wasn't last year's. I think it was the year before. It might have been last year's though. They had it for $10, slip and
Yeah.
all, as part of their subscriber week sale. And I picked it up. I was like, hey, for $10, it's got a cool slipcover on it, whatever. And then I found out that was like the one big joke of the whole sale was
Yeah.
that even for $10, they can't get rid of Last Gasp. It still has another gasp.
Yeah. I think they just kept reprinting it. You know what I mean? Just like to make people
Yeah.
laugh. Like, oh
Well,
God, they've still got
and
700 copies of The Last Gasp.
and it's still not out of stock. And the last time it went on sale for I think 16 or 17.99. So I'm like, oh, it'll probably never be $10 again.
Yeah, that's the
Which
thing
is
about some of
sad.
these Vinegar Syndrome sales is like, you know, like the same title, you'll see it on sale a couple of times. And sometimes it's like Sidekicks this last time. Sidekicks was a daily deal one of the days. And I think they wanted something like 20, 25, 26, $27 for it. And
Mhm.
I'm like, dude, I bought that like a year ago and
Mhm.
I paid $19.99. Like
Yeah.
I distinctly remember getting a VSU for $20 and thinking that was a damn good deal. So like, you know, it's like, why, how come I bought it a year ago for $19.99 and now you're trying to get $26 for it? It's just,
Yeah. I actually noticed that when it was on sale this last time. I'm like, 26. That was 19.99, and I used a $5 member coupon. I
yeah,
paid $15 for that. When did it become $26 worthy?
yeah,
They
yeah.
couldn't push it for 10.
They're not consistent. Yeah, they're not consistent with their sale prices all the time. So
Well, it's because I think they just don't I don't think they pay attention sometimes. They're just like, "Oh, percentage." Like, you know, they just do a percentage sale, and they don't think about the fact that they've had it lower before.
yeah,
Plus, they increased a lot of their prices this year, and at like between Black Friday and the subscriber week sale, a lot of their prices on things for their MSRP went up. So I'm assuming that the percentages, even if they stayed the same since the MSRP went up, that the sale price is still higher.
yeah,
Because you know, like a lot of their cinematographs went up like $5.
yeah,
I think it was 5 on the 4Ks and 3 on the Blu-rays for the
yeah.
cinematographs.
I mentioned that
And
in a video recently that, you know, those nudged up a little bit. And I actually see that happening a little bit more. I don't think it's just going to be Vinegar Syndrome either. I think, you know, we'll see prices kind of nudge a little bit here and there.
I really hope not for Arrow because I already kind of think the Arrows at 50 and $60 is a bit much
I mean,
anyways.
I feel like Arrow, though, more than any other label, I mean, more than Criterion during the Barnes& and Noble sale, which is already those are great prices. I feel like Arrow is I think they have the best prices. Like, I get the chunky box sets. I don't think I've paid more than $34 for one of the chunky
Yeah,
box sets. I paid $58 for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle trilogy. I got it in December, so it was still practically I mean, it was
a
a
new
brand new
release.
copy,
Yeah.
and it was still like, it hadn't even been out that long, and I got it for 58 bucks. That's less than $20 a movie. I mean, like, I got the Dollars trilogy for, like I think those were, like, 35 bucks each, 36 bucks each, but those were imports, and so, like, I mean, they're chunky boxes, I don't pay much more
No,
than
it's
30
it's
bucks
just their
for them.
MSRP. Like, I don't think their
Oh,
MSRP
yeah,
needs to change because
yeah,
like they got Excalibur right now for their MSRP at $59.99.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't need to start seeing MSRPs at $70 and $80 like
yeah,
for arrows. And I only say that because like I pre-ordered the mask, the chunky box of the mask
yeah.
arrow. I paid 32 bucks for it.
See, that's great, I paid 34 bucks for the
Or
mask.
34 or something like it was like 32 or
Yeah,
34. I got it from Amazon, but I never pay their MSRP, but if their MSRP goes up, then their sale prices will start going up, we won't get those 25 and $30
yeah.
arrows anymore, which is what they probably should be on the regular anyways.
I think it's wild, like, I recently ordered Under Siege, the 4K. I think I paid like 23 or 24 bucks for that, brand new. Like, these are pre-owned prices. Like, you think about like the Kinos, like, damn, like a brand new 4K, like Happy Gilmore, like rinky dink, one commentary, like just nothing, like no special features. They didn't go all out on the restoration. They want 32 bucks or 33 bucks brand new for Happy Gilmore. And it's like, dude, I'm getting Arrow stuff that's like way more special features,
Yeah.
much better restoration and presentation, and it's like 10, 15 bucks less. It's wild.
Yeah. No, I think Arrow's prices, like I said, their MSRP is a little high, but I think their actual prices are really good.
Yeah,
Like what you actually end up paying for them. And because a lot of times you don't see them get to their MSRP before they're out of print anyways.
yeah,
And then you're just getting standards.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
Let's see, what's he say? Oh yeah, yeah. 80 says he's lurking and working, or he was 15 minutes ago. Prince said there was anime mentioned. Oh my god, oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god.
yeah, he
I'm
got
a
excited. I
happy
mentioned anime.
kiddo into Lupin and Detective Conan myself.
I mentioned Don Danon, and then I mentioned City Hunter.
Yeah,
I'm more of I do like anime. It's not something that I talk about a ton just because like I don't know how many other people watching my shit are into it. I'm not
right.
like a huge anime guy. I was a much bigger anime guy back in the mid 90s, but I have the stuff that I like, and it's mostly the 80s stuff. Like, I have my lane, like, I'm really nostalgic for 80s shit. That includes, like, American movies from the 1980s, stuff like Cobra and other cheesy stuff, Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, but, all the anime that I was watching in, like, 1994, you just think about it, like, I was watching stuff that had been made years earlier, so just by nature of the fact that I was watching it in 1994, 95, most of the shit had been made in like the late 80s or maybe very
Right.
early 90s for some of the stuff, but I'm not as big into Detective Conan. I'm kind of interested in. I It'd be nice if they do like a I don't know, like a cheap, omnibus of the manga. I would check that out, but man, the Lupin stuff is like Discotheque has done it, and I don't know what they've done. There's just so many. It's just confusing, right? Like, there's so many different stuff. It's existed for like 50 years. It's like a franchise that's been around so damn long. It's like I don't even know where to start. I've got the 4K of Castle of Cagliostro because that was directed by Miyazaki, of course, and that's a classic. But that's the only Lupin property that I've got.
Yeah. So I don't know much about anime. There was a couple of them that I got into in high school.
Yeah.
And then
Hmm.
when I first
Good
started
time.
getting into the YouTube stuff, one of my buddies that's here in the chat this evening, Chris, over at Black Glove Reviews, he started doing a podcast that I was on with him, and he wanted to do like some focus on some anime stuff, and I really broadened my horizons a bit with that, and ended up falling in love with Ninja Scroll.
Oh, dude.
Like,
The OG
and that was such a hard Blu-ray to find for so long, and I
yeah,
finally was able to get my hands on it last year.
dude. The Steelbook. Did you get the Steelbook?
I didn't. I missed the
Oh,
Steelbook.
yeah.
It flew out. I got the Amaray case one, but I didn't
Yeah.
care. I was just
I
happy to get the
pre-ordered that
film.
Steelbook, and it was supposed to come, and they pushed it back, like, the release date or whatever. They pushed it back, like, 2 times, and I was reading online, people were saying, "Oh, man, Amazon canceled my pre-order, yada, yada. They sold too many pre-orders," and I was just expecting like, every day, I'm like, "I'm gonna wake up, there'll be an email from Amazon saying they had to cancel my pre-order." That bitch just showed up one day, and, I was like, "Holy shit, it's the Ninja Scroll Steelbook." That was one of my wins of, like, late 2024. I was like, "Ah, yeah, I got the Ninja Scroll Steelbook." I popped that bitch in that night, and then, Ninja Scroll is the tits. That's the
Yeah.
type of movie that I would show somebody who's not into anime, but I want them to kinda get into
And
anime,
that's
but
and
I
I
know
think
they're
that's
into,
what
like
he was doing. I think that's
yeah,
what he was doing because 'cause I'm like, I'm not really into anime. I told him, I was like,
yeah,
I like Full Metal Alchemist and I like Inuyasha because
yeah,
those are just what I was kinda introduced to in high school. I was like, but I don't really like any of that other stuff that
yeah.
is, like, popular with about people my age. And he was like, "All right, well, I got one. We're gonna do a live watch along of Ninja Scroll."
Yeah, Ninja Scroll is
And
awesome.
we were able to find me a way to watch it, and then I missed out on the steelbook, and this was when I was just starting to get back into, like, new age collecting where I didn't realize that, like, if you didn't buy it when the pre-order was up online, you just missed out on it. Like,
Yeah,
I was still stuck in the, "Oh, I'll just go to Walmart and pick it up on Friday" type of day.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, that was all the way back in 2004 24. I was still thinking
yeah,
of it like that, and I missed out on the steelbook, and then, Eli, which he pops into the chat sometimes over here, Eli Cortez, I think he probably pops into Chases as well. You've probably seen him in some chats. He told me, he's like, "Hey, they got the Amaray case on pre-order right here," and he sent me the link. Dude, I just went on there. I was like, "I missed the steelbook. I'm not gonna miss the Amaray case. I'm just gonna get it." And now you
yeah,
can't get the Amaray case either. Ninja
yeah.
Scroll is one of them ones that they release it and then they take it out of print really quick.
Goes right back into the Disney vault. You're like, "What the
Pretty
hell, man?
much, yeah,
Why
yeah.
can't you guys just keep a copy of this thing, like, out at least an Amaray, like a cheapo Amaray for 12 bucks? Because honestly, Ninja Scroll is from, like, 1993.
Yeah,
It ought to be inexpensive, kind of, you know, just
widely
license
available.
the thing, put it out for 12 bucks on Blu-ray, like, I don't know if you've seen the Akira, 4K. I got the Akira 4K steelbook, and, when I was 13, I think Akira was just too heady for me, like, there was too much concepts that, like, I hadn't done any psychedelics yet, I hadn't, like, fried my brain, I hadn't visited outer space and then come back to the real world yet, so I wasn't ready for Akira, but, like, I watched Akira, like, I don't know, it must have been about a year ago now, and I got the 4K steelbook, and I watched that shit, and I was like, "That was a phenomenal," like, I had my doubts, like, how good is the anime gonna look on 4K? Like, come on, it's not.
Oh,
It's an
so
anime, but I
oh,
shut the F up.
you wanna hear a little story about Akira 4K?
Yeah,
So I've been watching Akira, literally, I've been watching Akira since I was, like, 4 or 5 years old. My
yeah.
grandpa used to watch Akira as a
Your
Saturday morning
grandpa?
cartoon type shit,
Damn,
like,
dude.
so I used to have little nightmares about it, like, that's how much it was watched. So I would have not like, I'd wake up in a cold sweat at, like, 7 years old, being like, the whole stadium's gonna explode," and my mom would be like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I was having nightmares of Akira, right? Love that film. So check
Yeah.
this out, for my birthday a couple years ago, went to Best Buy, and my wife was like, "Here's a few $100, buy whatever you want. Just go in there and buy some 4Ks." Dude, I come out of there with Halloween 4K, the Screen Factory, the thick
Yeah.
4K. I come out of there with Akira on 4K. Like, I had some good shit. So I get home, I watch Akira, and I'm like, "This don't look good. This don't look good at all. There's something wrong with this. Like, this just looks like a freaking Blu-ray."
Yeah.
I was still pretty early into new age collecting when I grabbed this. So then I find out that they do disc reprints and that the first print run of Akira on 4K did not have any HDR implementation on the disc. It was literally just in 4K, but it was
Mhm.
supposed to have HDR. It was
Yeah.
just a misprinted disc. So I reached out to Funimation. They sent me the disc.
Dude, that's so cool that
I
they did
watched
that.
it again, and that HDR made a world of
Dude,
difference.
I mean, and you think about the colors on something like Akira, and it's like,
All them reds.
Yeah, like the saturation and the dynamic range, like something that colorful benefits from that dynamic range so much. Like I remember watching that shit and just being like, whoa, like kind of melted my brain a little bit. I almost wished I
Yeah,
was
it
inside
looked
the
it looked
I was like,
good.
next
It
time
looked really
I was
good.
like, next time I pop this in, I'm gonna eat some of the mushrooms I got upstairs.
but
I gotta make sure my
there was a big difference. There really was. Like there was a
yeah,
big difference between a 4K disc with HDR and a 4K disc without HDR. Even though they both like were 14 or were 2160p or whatever. Like they came up on my TV as that. One came up as HDR and one didn't. There was a huge difference in that. Like a 4K without HDR is basically a Blu-ray.
yeah,
I'll just say that. But in that cartoon, it made such a world of difference. Like
yeah,
I watched that and I wanted to watch more cartoons. I'm like, where's my Toy Stories? Where's my
yeah,
Angry Birds? Like, I need
yeah.
more cartoons on 4K.
Yeah, I was definitely like, man, I need to like I don't have a ton of anime on 4K. I mean, I still think anime on 4K is something that's somewhat rare. Like a lot of the anime that comes out is still put on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
Discotek does all the Blu-rays, and there's just not a lot of
It's
stuff.
still Scream Factory releasing the Studio Ghibli's on Blu-ray Steelbook.
Yeah, they released one of the Studio Ghibli's on 4K, and that was the recent one, The Boy and the Heron. But
Yeah,
otherwise, I have all the Studio Ghibli steelbooks that they released of all the, so it's all the G Kids. I didn't buy the ones that weren't steelbooks, so they had to release it on a steelbook. But I got the whole set of those. I think there's like Tales of Earthsea, I think is
yeah.
missing from their steelbook collection, which is kind of a shame. Like, come on, guys, like
Now,
give it to
now
me.
I have Tales of Earthsea, but I have the original Disney release with a
Oh
slipcover.
yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
But see, I did get a steelbook from Studio Ghibli. This was it? It might have been during Black Friday on Amazon. It popped up, and I didn't realize it was a repressing, but it was Howl's. Was it
I
Howl's?
love
No,
Howl's Moving Castle.
not Howl's Moving Castle.
Is it
Graveyard of
Spirited
the
Away?
Fireflies.
Oh, dude.
I've
Oh, yeah.
never seen it, but I've always wanted to.
Okay,
And
don't. Have you watched
anytime
it yet?
I haven't.
Okay, don't.
But anytime that I've ever went to go buy it, it's always out of stock, it's always out of print, and then when I went to go scan it into my app to add it to the collection, they apparently reprinted that steelbook last August because
Yeah.
that barcode come up with one that came out last
Yep.
August. So
Yeah. That's what I got. I actually picked that one up. It was the last one I didn't have. I even had The Boy and the Heron before that, but I bought it just to have the complete line, like, just because they released it on Steelbook and I needed to have the complete line, but, like, I don't actually think I'm gonna watch it. Like, I don't think I can watch that movie again. It's rough. Like,
I heard it was very
emotional.
sad. Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard it
yeah.
was very
And,
sad.
like, I didn't even have
But
kids
that's
back
kinda why
then.
I
Like,
wanted to
now that I've
watch
got
it.
kids, I can't it's like I don't have the stomach for that stuff now that I get kids. I'm like, I don't, that's rough.
It is a lot harder. It is a lot harder as a father.
Yeah,
Those emotional things really do grab you a little bit more. They really turn your stomach just a little bit more.
yeah, yeah. Grave of the Fireflies is that's a sad movie. So definitely, it's gonna F your whole day up. Watch it when you're already having a bad one or whatever. I'm just so seldom in the mood for that kind of heavy stuff. Like I need
Right.
something that's
I
like
like
pick
fun
me up.
stuff.
Like that's why I like Vinegar Syndrome stuff. Like I want to see Cynthia Rothrock kick somebody in the head. I want to see somebody get stabbed. I want to see some boobies.
Oh, I did pull Adrian up here. Anytime he pops in, we got to go, yo, Adrian.
Yo, Adrian!
Are you a Ninja Scroll or a Kira guy? I think
I
we've
like them both.
established that we like them both.
Yeah, I think we established that I like them both. I mean, honestly, I like both genres. I like samurai fighting each other. That's why I got all the Lone Wolf and Cubs up there. Lady Snowblood. I love the
Am
idea
I
of
not
like samurai.
am I not pronouncing it right? I
It's
think he's
Akira.
talking about it's
Nihongo
Akira, right?
nashimasu kara. So, I speak a
Akira?
little of the Nihongo. So, I pronounce my shit correctly. Akira.
He's like, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry happy with these anime talks. This made my day. Thanks, y'all. Hey, actually, having somebody
Very
like
nice.
Jason around that actually likes the same type of anime I like, we might have to get on here and talk more anime in
Dude, I
general.
I'm all about it. Like I said, there's some stuff that I need to like I got out of it for a long time. I need to rediscover some more recent stuff. I'm not as big into like Evangelion. I'm like, I watched it and I was just like, what did I just watch? Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. This kid's be crying about his mama and his daddy is a dickwad, and then he jacks off over some girl in the last episode and gets cum on his hand. And I'm like, what am I even watching, man? What am I even watching? Like, I don't know, man. And I've
Now
seen
this
all of the Blue girls.
this one,
Perfect Blue. I
Perfect
gotta get
Blue,
that Perfect Blue. I
that
mean,
that
that
just came out, didn't it?
yeah, it did
Like,
come out just recently. And God bless Shout for not being like as FOMO about it. I mean, like I'll be able to buy that in like a couple of months when I'm ready,
yeah.
when I'm good and ready. But yeah, I gotta watch. I haven't seen Perfect Blue. God, I had Perfect Blue, I want to say on VHS. I had Perfect Blue from like Manga Entertainment, and it was like 2001, maybe. I don't know when that VHS came out, 2000. I mean, I had that on VHS, I believe. And I don't think I've seen it since the VHS days. So like I recently got Paprika that came out on Sony released a 4K of that. Speaking of
I
the
heard it
rare
was
4K.
really good. I heard it was a
Yeah.
very good 4K. I've
Yeah.
never seen that movie, but my buddy said, "Hey, when you do see that movie, try to find the 4K because it's
Yeah. It's a
beautiful."
good 4K. It's a good 4K. I bought that. I mean, when they announced it, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna sell out or not. It's a steel book, so I better get on it. Um, I think I probably paid full retail for that, and I didn't have to, but whatever. So yeah, I haven't watched Perfect Blue, but I need to get on that.
Yeah, yeah, Adrian. I totally had to say it. You got to do the yo, Adrian. You got to. Paprika, the Inception before Inception.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I've heard. Attack on Titan 2, I assume, Jay.
I have never seen. I've heard good things, like people have said, "Hey, yo, you need to check this out." Blah blah blah. I'm sort of like I don't know how many other people agree with me on this. I've met maybe a couple others. I tend to prefer manga to anime, like just generally speaking, and usually there's both, right? Like anime is one of those things where 9 times out of 10 it's based on a manga most of the time, and Attack on Titan is one of those where it's like based on a manga. So it's like I've heard it's good. It's like Netflix had it or they have part of it, and it was one of those things where I don't know. I think I need to go and like read the manga and then at least I'll but it's huge too. So it's like, there's like 47 volumes. It's just
Yeah.
like, you approach a series like that and you're like, I don't really know where to begin. And it's gonna be like a lot of research and I don't know. So I never got around to Attack on Titan. I did finally read all of the Dragon Ball manga. I haven't seen any Dragon Ball anime, like almost none, but I did read the OG Dragon Ball manga, like up to the part where it turns into Dragon Ball Z. Although the manga is just Dragon Ball, but up to the part where Viz makes it like Dragon Ball Z. And I loved OG Dragon Ball from the 80s. I thought it was like it was before it turned into like what it is now. And it was
Yeah.
just like Goku is a kid and he's like a ridiculous asshole. Like he's just dumb. He's like a yokel, but he's like super strong. Like he could beat anybody up, but like he's an idiot. So I really liked that dynamic that he was like good natured, a total idiot, like a total bumpkin, but obviously like unbeatable in a fight just because he
Yeah.
liked fighting. Like it was just he was like Knuckles. Like I like Knuckles from the Sonic movies too. He's sort of like
Yeah.
that. He's just sort of an idiot that likes to fight, but he's good natured too. So like you kind of like him as a character because you're like, he seems like a good guy. Ooh, most overrated anime. Oh, I shouldn't look over at my shelf because I'm not gonna have it on my shelf. Overrated anime. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the anime that gets it might have been Evangelion because Evangelion gets a lot of love. A lot of people are like, oh man, you just don't understand its complexities. And I'm like, the kid jacked off on his hand while looking at his like the girl was in the hospital and she had a titty hanging out, which I don't think, honestly, the backside of the hospital gown is the problem. It's not the front, but she got a titty hanging out, so the kid jacks. I'm like, I come on, you're not gonna tell me. And then the whole last episode happens in his head, and it's like this weird psychological trip. I'm like, you guys are trying too hard. They were trying way too hard to be pretentious. It's an anime about giant mecha fighting aliens. Can we
We
keep it
didn't need
like
to get that deep
giant
into it.
yeah, like give me giant aliens fighting mecha, give me some titties, and I'm happy. Like I don't need to be. You don't have to like try to confuse me with this psychological shit. Oh yeah, rest R.I.P. Toriyama. I was
Oh
reading
yeah.
his the Viz did a like a manga theater, which I really love too. I bought it was like a big hardback manga, and it was like a collection of his like short stories, like sort of his one-offs. So it was great to read because it was like an anthology, and a lot of the stuff wasn't related. You know, there were a couple of two-parters, but I've always enjoyed those because like you get these short stories, it's like a 50-page manga, and the story is self-contained. It's not like you got to go read 300 volumes of One Piece. It's not even three for One Piece. It's like 1,000, and it's like I don't. Even if it's like $12 a piece for these volumes, like I don't want to go buy. Like I don't have room in my home for
For
like
all that.
1,000 copies of One Piece. So some of it's just obscene, but I always appreciated the like single issue thing. So
All right. Well, I think we're pretty caught up on the chat. So
cool.
the next one that I got was another VSA, and I got this. I think, and I do think I got this one on your recommendation as well.
Hell
Because
yeah.
so what I do, I kind of have an idea as to who I want to have be my guest on this live stream, and they're kind of the ones that I ask every day during the sale. Hey, what's in the daily deals that you would get? You know, I try to so that way we have some stuff to talk about. Um, so I did grab Macho Woman. They
Oh
call me
yeah. I got
Macho
that back
Woman.
there.
This dude, this looked great. Like I haven't watched
Yeah.
it, obviously. I just opened up the box, but I watched a trailer for this, and this looked like it was a very good time. Have you
I
seen it
heard
yet?
I have not watched it yet, but what sold me on that one, I got it in a sale as well. What sold me on that one is that they made the movie, and then I think it was getting distributed by Troma, and they were like, "You guys need to put in some more gore." So I think they went back and like shot extra like gore shit to put it in there to like beef it up. And I was like, "All right, cool." Like if you had to shoot more gore, if you crammed extra gore in there for me, like, all right, I'll check it out.
Yeah, they were like, it's not gory enough. Add more.
Yeah. Oh,
Now that's different. I don't know. I guess they do that on all of them. I don't think I've ever noticed that the spines are different on the VSAs on each side.
yeah.
You can
I
kind of
and they
choose.
do that on some of their non-VSAs too. Like I think the Resurrected has different spines.
Hmm.
Like the spine sometimes has the lady on it and sometimes it doesn't. You know, like one
Yo,
side has the little Vinegar Syndrome broad on it, and then
we were just talking about you, Eli, when we were talking about Ninja Scroll and all that. You remember when you got me the hookup on that Ninja Scroll Amaray? Yeah, like that's already out of stock, but yeah, that's Eli. He's the
yeah,
one that got me on that Amaray case. He
yeah,
knew because he was like, I've been following you around a couple of streams. You keep talking about Ninja Scroll and how you're upset you missed out on it. There's one right
yeah.
here. So if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have got it
Hell
and missed
yeah,
out
dude,
on it.
it's a good movie.
Uh
I want to get drunk and watch Ninja Scroll again. Shit.
Now well, I'll show off a couple Blu-rays before I get to the 4Ks. This one, I literally got this because I thought the slipcover looked awesome. And then I was talking to my uncle about it, and he was like, is it only in your cart and not bought yet? And that is Beware Children at Play.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought the
I love
slipcover
that
just looked
cover too.
tight. I
That
thought
slip
this,
cover is tight.
it's got the foot on the back of it.
The milk carton and shit. Like,
But yeah, I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting it. And he was like, you're thinking about getting it or you done paid for it? I was like, I'm
yeah,
thinking about getting it. He was like, just get it.
yeah.
So I'm pretty excited to check this one out. If he says that I watched it with him, but I don't remember. But there's a lot of times, man, I'll get into watching like a movie. Like I what was it? It was Inferno, Dario Argento's Inferno. I
Yeah.
put it in. I'm like, I can't remember if I've seen this one or not. I got about 20 minutes into it, and I'm like, yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah.
It's like you just start getting
Coming
to a
back
certain
again.
you start getting those beats in the movie, and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember all this. I
I
remember
kinda
these
like
feelings.
that. I kinda like when I'm like, "Oh, man, I saw this, like, way back in the day," like, shit, I was, like, 10 years old when I saw that, like, I like when it, like, you click on something that you saw, like, 30 years ago.
Now this other one, I got this. I don't think I don't think anybody told me to grab this one. I literally grabbed this because of the slipcover. And it was another 13 for 13 deal. But I was in Chase's chat telling everybody to buy this fucker.
Yeah.
And that is the bees.
Hell yeah. I haven't bought that one yet, but
I just thought the slipcover looked really cool, and it was a 13-13 deal. And like we were saying earlier, I didn't think if it was 13-13, I didn't think that it was going to get any cheaper.
do you let me ask you this. Do you take that movie, The Bees, and do you do a double feature with Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds and do The Birds and the Bees?
So I've never seen the birds before.
I think that's the
So I
move.
might.
You got to go get the birds.
I got the
And then
birds.
you do the Birds and the Bees double feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you tell your kids about sex.
That's actually a neat idea.
You're gonna
I
watch
hadn't
the
thought
Birds
about
and the
that.
Bees, and then I'm gonna tell your kids about why you should always stick to anal until you get married. Just don't get
Dude,
pregnant. You know what I
I
mean?
think
Just don't
this
get
is
pregnant.
even
Get a college degree. This is my advice. Get a college degree if you can. Get a college degree, but definitely don't get addicted to any drugs. Don't get any felonies, and don't get pregnant. And you'll have you don't have to go crazy to have a successful life. As long as you don't have any felonies, you're not addicted to like gambling or crack cocaine, and you don't have kids at 16. Those three don'ts will make it a lot easier to get ahead. To get a mortgage and save up money for a house and achieve the American dream. It's kind of hard if you get addicted to substances and have kids at 17. It's very difficult to get yourself into that position later on. So
now I was looking on the back of this and I didn't realize it. I don't know how often Vinegar Syndrome does DVDs anymore, but they actually have a DVD packaged in this thing.
Yeah, that's wild.
I'll probably never watch the DVD, but because I have Blu-ray players and
DVD only. I got it in a previous sale.
Yeah,
it's just a DVD.
I have Blu-ray players in every room. I just about got 4K players in every room. So that's why I kind of don't even mess with Blu-rays too much anymore. But that used to be the whole thing. Oh, I get the combo pack so I can watch the Blu-ray in any room. If I'm sick and I'm laid up in the room. But I took care of that and just put 4K players everywhere.
I like Blu-rays because I like to rip my movies. And the Blu-ray, the file size is much smaller. Like if I'm going to rip a movie and have it on my computer, I would much rather rip the Blu-ray because it's just a backup anyway. Like if I'm really watching a movie, I'll watch the 4K on my nice TV and shit. But yeah, I like to rip the Blu-ray because it's a much smaller file size. It's like 6 gig instead of like
you would need a very big hard drive if you started ripping 4Ks.
Yeah.
Because you can compress those files. I have a buddy that does a Plex server, and he's able to get some of his 4K files formatted down to about 35 gigabytes for the movie, which is super solid for condensing a 4K down to that, because the 4K file size was probably 50 plus gigabytes. That's why they do 66 gigabyte discs for starters. So he's able to compress it, but I'm still thinking, man, that's a lot of gigabytes for one movie.
Yeah.
But I bet it looks good.
Yeah, it's just huge file size. So I like getting the Blu-ray so I can rip the Blu-ray and watch that shit on my channel or whatever. Do a live stream.
Now I did we've been talking about this one. Man, this is even prettier than what it looked like. And it's heavy because it lenticulates, but I did end up getting this bad boy.
Oh, that is nice.
And I guess lenticulate will be my trademark word because I don't know anybody that says lenticulate.
Dude.
But this thing is nice. I actually don't mind the gold banners. This is only my second member slipcover because I usually only buy Vinegar Syndromes with slipcovers. I don't have very many naked movies on my Vinegar Syndrome shelf.
Yeah.
The only other one that I had, and I got it because the movie's fucking awesome, is Dead Heat. But they did a member's slipcover for Dead Heat as well.
Did, yeah. That's badass. I appreciate you for lenticulate because as someone who moonlights part-time as a Caucasian rapper, I'm always looking for words that rhyme with masturbate. So lenticulate, I have to thank you personally for lenticulate because I'm going to drop that Next time I'm in like a rap battle and I need a rhyme for masturbate, lenticulate. Dude, yeah, that's gonna work. That's gonna work great.
He masturbates and then he lenticulates all over
You
the
can
floor.
lenticulate while you masturbate. Know what I'm saying? Like, I can't wait to drop that on some people. They're gonna be like, wow, this white boy is such a nerd. He's rapping about lenticular slipcovers. That is
The birds and the bees.
birds and the bees, dog. Shit. I got inspired tonight. I'm bringing the heat tonight.
Yeah,
Both of
Ninja Scroll
those
is
aren't
the
jokes
goat.
that I wrote down in advance because I couldn't have possibly.
He's like, this is just stuff coming off the top of my head.
This is just off the top of the dome. You know what I'm saying?
We got Eli in here showing love. I hope we got you a couple subs up in here tonight.
I love you.
We trying to get you to the 800 club with the
Get me
quickness.
to that K, man. Shit.
I know, man. If me and you can get to a K and people got to watch commercials when they watch us, wouldn't that be great?
I'm just ready to be a YouTube millionaire, I think. My kids watch all this. Do your kids watch YouTube?
Yeah.
God, I mean, for a guy who spends a lot of time on YouTube, I fucking hate YouTube because it's just like the stuff my kids watch is just endless slop. I mean, it's like, dude.
I'm like, you could be watching somebody talk about something cool.
Bro, I have had diarrhea and I have shit more entertaining content than some of the stuff they watch. And it's like, dudes, just like some of the stuff is just grimy to me too. Cause it's like somebody will go out and buy like, I don't know, $500 worth of just cheap plastic, you know, made in Taiwan, like blind, you know, like little surprise toys and stuff. So like $500 worth of that is like 1,000 of the things. And it's like, there'll be some 8-year-old opening toys for like an hour and a half on YouTube. And I'm just like, dude, this should be illegal. I think drugs should be decriminalized. I think mushrooms should be perfectly legal. Psychedelics, at least. I don't know about crack and cocaine and stuff like that. Amphetamines. I don't know how I feel about the legality, but like the shit on you, some of the shit on YouTube, it should be illegal to spend an hour and a half opening toys.
I am so glad. I'm so glad my kids got past that phase because they were in that phase for a little bit. And then I got my son into playing like games that were too hard for him. So now he just wants to go watch other people play the game he's playing. And that's way more tolerable to see him playing a game and him watching somebody play that same game. Like that's a lot more tolerable than watch me open up slime blind packs for 2 hours.
And some of it is just, it's like they're making their own slime, but they're like, it's like an hour and a half video of like them just adding, you know, they're like scraping makeup off like $30 Sephora makeups and shit. And you're like, dude, this is just, it's just like, this is, I don't know, man. Like just a few generations ago, people had to struggle to survive. And now you're like, I don't know, man. I just feel like, dude, there's like EMT drivers out there that like if you fell on a piece of rebar and it was going through your abdomen, they would rush you to the hospital and they would try so hard to save your life. And that's value to me, man. That's like somebody is doing something to save my shit. And you've got people making millions of dollars like Cam and Ben. What are they doing? They're pimping Prime and they're turning one of their bedrooms into a 7-Eleven and it's got real Slurpee machines. And now they're filling a kiddie pool up with actual Slurpee so that they can slide around in it. And these guys have a net worth of $12 million and they haven't pulled rebar out of anybody. And they haven't made insulin. They haven't saved a fucking life. They haven't done heart surgery. It's fucking ridiculous that these people have money and pools and big houses in California and 19-year-old girlfriends with big tits and just shit. They provide zero value to humanity.
Yeah, but they are blowing up on YouTube. But they're blowing up on YouTube.
But they're blowing up, and it's because there's 7-year-olds out there that don't. They like have no moral compass because they're 7, and they haven't
should be watching us.
They haven't gone to Afghanistan and shot someone in the face. They haven't been in a van that exploded from an IUD on the side of the road and watched their friends die yet. It's like you can't even value life at 7 because you're 7. It's honestly,
at least
like sometimes I'm like the terrorists are right. Like Al Qaeda is right. And if I have to watch one more Cam and Ben video, I am joining Al Qaeda.
You know, my generation complains a lot about how we were given this freedom to watch what we want to watch, so
Yeah.
we should always have that freedom. But a lot of us are not using that freedom very
Uh,
wisely.
yeah.
At least in the 90s when there was programmed TV,
Yeah.
there's a reason why so many of us have the same fondness for certain TV shows or
Yeah.
cartoons, because that's what we were all watching. We were all on this same common trend of, well, we like He-Man and we like Ninja Turtles and, you know, we like Cow and Chicken and shit like that, but
Yeah.
not people playing with slime for 2 hours.
Yeah, like an hour and a half of just ASMR. It's just like girls eating. It's like Asian girls just stuffing their face, and you're like, Jesus, like mukbang and like I don't even think people should be allowed to say that word. That word is like I would rather my 3-year-old daughter, and she has done this before, just say the F word. Like, just say, like my 3-year-old got frustrated with her. She's like, but you know, like a 3-year-old putting on a shoe. It's kind of cute, right? Like your little 3-year-old girl's like trying to get a shoe on. And she was just like, fuck this. Like, it was like perfect. She used, I couldn't even be
He
mad.
used it
I was like, I'd
right.
rather you not say the F word, but you used it perfectly. And like, I could see you were frustrated. It's like, I'm not even upset with you. I mean, like, you probably got it from me anyway, but like, she was like, fuck this, and like throws the shoe. And I was like, yeah, it's not really going to be any different in like 20 years. Like, you're going to throw something over your shoulder, like, fuck this thing. It was pretty excellent. But yeah, I just slop YouTube content. Just obviously it catches me right sometimes.
So Prince wants to know
Shomakatsuka. Yeah.
your top 3 Japanese simple sayings.
Yeah, sumimasen is like sorry. It's like sort of like excuse me. It's like you bump into somebody like, sorry, like my bad. But it's not like a formal apology. Like, I'm sorry that I did this thing that you didn't like. Sumimasen is like, I stepped on your foot, sorry. Like, I didn't mean
Excuse me.
to. Yeah, like my bad. It's sort of like my bad. Like, you know, like if you bump into somebody at the grocery store or whatever, it's not a big deal. You just, my bad. Like Chomokatsuku. You'll sometimes see it translated as like you turkey, but it means motherfucker. So Chomokatsuku is you motherfucker, like motherfucker, like you're like calling somebody a mean name. And I've seen it translated as like these turkeys or those turkeys before in subtitles, but it's a little bit more harsh than that because like calling somebody a turkey in English is like, I don't know, it's kind of quaint almost. It's like cute. Like,
Right.
you bunch of turkeys. Like I call my kids
Right.
way worse than turkeys to their face. But like Chomokatsuka is like you motherfucker. Like you fucker. Like those fuckers over there. Like look at these fuckers. Like that's Chomokatsuka. So that's one that I really love. Yeah. It's one that I really love. And that, you know, nobody I know speaks Japanese. I don't ever really get to practice. So
What rhymes with orange?
I don't know, man. Shit.
William says porridge.
Porridge? Yeah, maybe.
It's about the closest. Well, if Eminem dialects it just right, he can make it work.
Yeah, I think Eminem could make it work. But if you rapping about porridge, it better be like an Oliver Twist rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, may I please have another freestyle? Boom. Please, sir, may I have another freestyle? Then you're allowed to rap about porridge. And I was totally kidding. I'm not actually a Caucasian rapper, you guys. I don't know if you took me seriously on that one or not. That was totally just a setup for a joke because lenticulate rhymes with masturbate. And masturbate popped into my head and I wanted to say it. That's really the whole genesis of that lie was me wanting to say the word masturbate.
So you got some stuff on this sale, right? Did you bring
Yeah,
some
I
to
bought
show off?
I was very humble. I bought 3. I made 3 purchases.
I mean,
One of
I've seen your purchases because I watched your channel,
Yeah, and I
but
did do the unboxing and showed off
but
shit.
but I know that I know that there may be a person here or 2 that haven't, but I'd like to hear a little bit more, maybe some
Absolutely, yeah.
exclusive stuff.
Yeah, so, like, I did go kinda ham on Vinegar Syndrome last I think during their Black Friday, I did pretty good, like, there wasn't a ton that I needed or wanted. And my philosophy on vinegar syndrome stuff is that, if they're gonna do so much of this like FOMO marketing, I am going to do my best to resist it. And I'm gonna get stuff either. There's like two times I buy a vinegar syndrome release or like a partner label. I'm folding the partner labels into this particular rule as well. But there's two instances I will either buy a vinegar syndrome um film or partner label film when it's on sale during one of the 50% off sales halfway to Black Friday and Black Friday. Those are the two times a year that I load up. There's also a few smaller sales. There's like a Valentine's Day sale, and there's usually a sale in February. So usually about four times a year you can load up on some good vinegar syndrome deals. So I'll buy the film when it's 50% off. Under ideal circumstances, that's what I'm doing. I'm buying a vinegar syndrome film that was released a year ago. So I can't really talk about it on my channel because it's like old shit. It's like old news. So rarely do I buy like brand new vinegar syndrome that I can actually talk about on my channel because people would actually care about it at that point. But I save a lot of money and I'm cheap. Or it's about to go. The number two is it's about to go out of print. The limited edition is about to go. I don't buy standards like at all of anything if I can help it. I'd never buy a standard. The only time I ever buy a standard release is if there was no limited edition. Sometimes with some Blu-ray releases over the years, there is no like Warner Archive. Warner Archive. I always say Warner Archive. Warner Archive, like a lot of their stuff is just that's it. It's just a
Yeah.
Blu-ray. There's no slipcover. There's no limited edition. That's fine.
If you get a
I'll buy
DVD, if you get a DVD, it's a blue back.
DVD.
Well, hey, Warner Archive still releases new DVDs to their line to this
That is
day.
wild. That is
It
wild. But
is.
so, I mean, people still buy DVDs, sell them at Walmart. So I did buy a couple of Vinegar Syndrome releases. There were two partner releases that I wanted, where the limited edition was going to sell out during the subscriber week sale. And so I bought those because you got to get them while you have the chance. Because strike while the iron is hot. And then there's another one that I bought that's an older release, but um, it was time. There were 24 copies left, and it was time. So all of my three purchases were all made under duress. FOMO was applying pressure to me, and so I made my purchases. Is now the time? Should I show them off?
Yeah, you can show them off if you like. I mean, I still have.
You still have like
I
three
still got like
quarters of
six,
the
I still got like six or seven of them. I think here.
I'll show you one. I got Ghost Keeper.
Now, see, that's one that I wish I would have known was going in and out because I think that you were like, yeah, I got Ghost Keeper. And I went to go look and it was already gone because that one
Ghost
went quick.
Keeper lasted about 2 days before the
Yeah.
limited edition sold out, but I was a little disappointed. There's I think it was a Code Red Blu-ray of this. This is a Blu-ray. Unfortunately, it's not a 4K.
Because that's a partner label, right?
Yeah, this is
Yeah, see,
Canadian
and I
International Pictures.
I don't pay much attention to their partner labels. So, and that was just
You
one
gotta
of
pay
them ones
attention to
you
the
were like,
partner
yeah, I got
labels.
Ghost Keeper and I think it's going to go out. And I'm like, oh, and I went to go look at it and it was already gone. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I missed.
Yeah. So, I mean, unfortunately, this is like a blue to blue. Like it's not a 4K. It's a 4K scan. So, I don't know why they didn't. It may be another budgetary thing with the partner labels being as small as they are. I mean, budget is a real constraint sometimes, but I did hear that the color grade on this is a lot better than the previous Code Red. I don't think Code Red is particularly well known for how good looking their releases were. So I think, from everything I'm hearing, this is supposed to look better. It's got a better color grade. It's a new transfer. It's a better transfer, even though it's still a Blu-ray. So yeah, I grabbed this one. Never seen it before, but heard good things. And I'm a little upset because it's like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. And I mean, I didn't get it until I got it like a week ago, 10 days ago. So it's like, are we too far past New Year's for me? I think we kind of are. But at the same time, it's been dumping snow on my ass all weekend. And this is like a snowy slasher. So it's like, gosh, part of me wants to put this on after everyone's asleep and it's dumping snow. So I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna have to wait. But part of me wants to like put this on while it's like tons of snow outside. And who cares if it's, if New Year's was a month ago.
Right. But you're right. Like,
A
because
tough time with that.
I think that other people have talked that about Vinegar Syndrome as well, that sometimes their timing
Yeah.
isn't the best. For
Yeah.
like they could release something in September to have it ready for October for Halloween,
Yeah.
rather than release it in December. You know, because they did that with something else. I think this last sale where they released something in December, and you're like, well, you could have just waited till September, or you could have released it 3 months ago because it's a Halloween. It's like a Devil's Night movie or a Sam Hain movie or something like that.
Yeah.
And somebody else was complaining about that, and I'm like, yeah, their timing isn't always the best.
And you know, this is it was a partner label release. So, you know, December is partner month. They could have dropped that on December the 1st. I would have ordered
Right?
it, you know, December the 1st, December the 2nd. It would have been packaged in with my Black Friday stuff. Actually, I probably could have add to a box for my Black, and then it would have come. I got my Black Friday stuff on December like 20th. It was
Like the
several days before
earliest I think
Christmas.
I've ever got one.
Yeah, it was crazy fast this time. But I would have had Ghost Keeper in my hands just before Christmas. And since it's a New Year's thing, I could have watched that on, you know, I could have watched that between Christmas and New Year's and been just fine if it had come out a month earlier. So I
Yeah.
lament that, but I can sit on it. You know, I'll put it right next to New Year's Evil and
Ooh,
we'll catch it
we
next
got we
time. But
got we got plenty of things to get us by till then.
that's kind of what I'm saying. I still got like 398 movies that I haven't watched yet. So
I don't know how many I have. I don't keep up with that.
I
I
do.
just I just buy.
Yeah, it's kind of my deal too.
All right, so I'm gonna get into my 4Ks because I did pick up some 4Ks from this sale. Um, this one I don't remember. I don't remember if anybody said anything about this one. You may have. I don't quite remember. I just thought it looked cool and I liked some of the cast in it. But we got Dr. Terror's House of Horrors.
Oh, dude, yeah, I gotta pick that up at some point.
Um, I got it because, well, somebody said something about it, but what had got me intrigued on it is there's an Insane Clown Posse song called House of Horrors, and it's
Yeah.
based off of this movie.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and that song's from like 1997. It's an old ass song of theirs,
Yeah.
but it was based off of this movie. So that was another reason why I'm like, okay, you know, my eyes are in your direction. Plus, I want to say, because this was a daily deal, I want to say this was a 1313 4K, which is crazy because it is a 4K.
Yeah, I mean, it's one that I don't know why it didn't sell better for them, but I feel like that one's been out for a long time, and it's taken them forever to get that down below 2,000, and eventually
Yeah,
it'll
and it's
sell out,
got
but
see, I wanted it because it had Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing in it. I
yeah.
seen Peter Cushing in it, and I was like, oh, I gotta have it, man. Peter Cushing's fucking
Now that I got
awesome.
kids, I love an anthology horror film because you can stop it. Like you don't have
Mhm.
to watch a 2-hour movie. Like you can watch one or two of the segments and then you can like go to bed because you hear one of your kids. You can go upstairs and like fall asleep with one of your kids. And then the next night you can, you know, watch the next one or whatever. I love anthology horror.
And we really, in all honesty, we really don't have that many of them that are done good.
Yeah.
Like off the top of my head, you know, we got the creep shows, and not all of them are good. And then we got like Trick or Treat. And I don't really know of a lot of other horror movies that are anthology off the top of my head
Yeah.
that are considered to be really good and rave. But somebody, like I said, somebody was talking about this one. I don't remember who it was. It might have been Master Chaos. I watch him do some of his Vinegar Syndrome live streams throughout the week on subscriber sales and stuff. He usually goes live with a buddy of mine, Bullet Blake, and they talk about stuff. And I want to say they were talking about that one and said that it was on sale, and that if you didn't have it and you were even slightly interested in it, it wasn't getting any cheaper than it was right now.
Yeah.
So the next 4K I got, which I told my dad about this, and he got super excited, and he said it was his best film yet. And I only own 2 of his films, and they're both on Vinegar Syndrome. One of them is a VSU. But we got Invasion USA,
Oh
Chuck
yeah.
Norris. This thing was a beautiful 4K. It slides right out of the bottom of that. It's a little wide. But this thing's heavy, so I think it's got Blu-rays and everything in it.
Yeah, I think it's a multi-disc. That one was filmed in part in Georgia. They filmed that
Yeah.
at, like, a mall that doesn't exist anymore in Duluth, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, the mall's not there anymore. They bulldozed it. You know, malls suck nowadays, but, back in the '80s when they filmed that thing, the mall was where it's at.
I do miss malls.
Yeah, me
Just
too.
just for
Still love it.
the social bit of it.
Oh, yeah.
And having the window, the window browsing. Window shopping was a thing. It used to be a
Yeah, cheap
thing. Now it's
Chinese
just
in the
web
food court.
browsing. Well, see,
Ah,
my wife's like, "Hey, why does Google Chrome shut down on your phone so much?" It's like, "Well, I have all these tabs." She's like, "What are all these tabs?" Well, they're different websites that have carts with movies in them I want to get.
yeah.
Instead of going to the store and window browsing now, I just cart browse on
Yeah.
websites. Just
I
add
don't
things to carts.
Yeah, I don't tell my wife about all my shopping. So my wife is like, "What are all these tabs?" I'm like, it's porn. It's all hardcore porn. Like, I've got 47 tabs of porn, and I arrange it by genre. So, like, the first 13 to 17 tabs are usually, like, the interracial stuff, and then it gets worse from there. Definitely, like, start doing, like, the guy, female, where they're spit roasting her. They get pretty violent as you go along the tabs, and yeah, so it's I just lie to her. I'm like, "I'm not shopping for movies, I'm just watching hardcore porn." A few of these tabs are just straight up dude on dude, like, there's just a I got, like, a significant amount of gay porn open right now too, honey. I'm not shopping for movies. I am watching a lot of gay porn.
Now see, I got to the point where I just probably about I don't know, it's probably about 5 or 6 years ago. It was just a little while before my youngest son was born. He's 6 now, so maybe a little bit longer. But I said something, and my wife looked at me and she said, "I'm not stupid. I see your shelves growing." And from that point on, I just gave
Yeah,
up on even trying to be sly about it. I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm getting this one, and I want this one, and we're adding these ones to the show."
yeah. Yeah, my wife it was a giveaway when I'm like, her dad comes over and we're, like, building a shelf in the basement. Like, "Why are you guys building a shelf?" I'm like, I collect Beanie Babies now. I'm putting Beanie Babies on it." Like, a week later, it's covered with movies. She's like, "What are you
And these
down there
movies have
doing?"
been here.
She's like,
They've been here.
Are you staining a new shelf?" I'm like, "No, I'm just getting really high on I'm just down here huffing fumes. I'm getting high. I'm not making a shelf. I'm not making a shelf for more movies. I'm just getting high as shit."
So yeah, so I did grow up watching a lot of Chuck Norris stuff because my dad's a big fan of
Yeah,
Chuck Norris. But that's only the second Chuck Norris film I have, and the other one is Sidekicks because it's a VSU.
yeah. I do
So
have those as well.
that's all I have
I've
of
got a
his.
few others. I've got, like, The Octagon. There's a few that, Kino put out several Chuck Norris films as well.
They put out Delta
And,
Force, didn't they?
either them or
And the
Shout. I don't have
and the
Delta
Missing in
Force.
Actions are out. So,
Yeah.
but I don't have any of those. And to be
They
honest,
Shout
I don't know if I'd buy any of those in big chunky boxes or nice slip
Yeah.
editions. I just
I need a
ooh,
slipcover at least, and I think Shout put one of them out on 4K with no slipcover. They did that with Dragon: The Bruce Lee Story too, and that was a movie that I would normally have been very excited about because it came out when I was, like, young. They were formative years. I was, like, just getting into the, martial arts cinema, and, like, Dragon: The Bruce Lee Story comes out, I'm like, "Oh, shit," like, I totally wanna check that movie out. I remember being, I don't know, like, 10, 11, 12 when that movie came out, like, getting pumped. Like, "Oh, shit, it's a Bruce Lee biopic movie. I wanna go see that shit." And, so there's some nostalgia for me with that release, and then they drop it, and it's like, "Hey, it's a $35 4K, and it doesn't even come with a slipcover." Like, not even like a
yeah.
limited run of slipcovers. I'm like, "How am I gonna get excited about this?" What up, Frank?
What's up, Frank?
Frank's Movies and Fuck. Moo
I was waiting for that one.
Don't smell his face.
Yes, William. Yes, William. It's on the Great Malenko. He knew what I was talking about. Let's see. We got a bunch of chats going on in here. Jay, can be in Zoolander 3 or Liar Liar 2. What do you choose?
I think I'm taking Zoolander 3.
A lot of
Yeah, I'm gonna
star
do
power in
Zoolander
that.
3. Yeah. I think, with the right amount of makeup and CGI, I can make a very convincing male model.
I did not get Troll 2. I'm gonna wait for a sale on that one.
I'm getting Troll
But I
2
do
on
want it.
day 365 when they drop the price 50%. When I can get Troll 2 for $27, that's the day I'm pulling trigger on Troll 2.
I'm picking Arachnophobia
Mm.
2 because Independence Day 2 sucked so bad that I wouldn't even want them to do a 3.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 is bad. I don't know though, because I'm afraid of spiders as well.
I don't like spiders either, but
I'm a big fan.
I can step on most of those. Aliens,
I feel like they got you when you're kind of vulnerable though. Like they got that toilet spider. Like you're gonna be like sitting there taking a dump and your balls are dangling, and that spider's just like, yo, I could bite you in the scrotum. Not only are you gonna
speaking of
die
that,
immediately, but you gotta die from like your scrotum getting all swole up and shit. Like it feels too vulnerable. Like I don't want to die from getting bit on my scrotum.
that sounds like something out of Ticks.
I'd rather get vaporized by a alien, I think, than die from getting bit on my scrotum.
Yeah, that's a
You
fair point.
I will take some more homegrown horrors. I actually just finished up watching the first box of homegrown horrors. I had it forever, and, I had watched one of them, but not the other 2, and I finally watched the other 2, and I gotta say, like, entertaining. I try to get those cheap. Like, I think I paid $30 for the homegrown horrors. You know, I try to buy them either used or on sale and, $30, $10 a movie.
No,
I
they
can't
all out of
complain.
print now?
No, just the first one.
Just the first one?
Yeah, the first one, the limited edition is out of print. The other 2, they're kinda getting low, like, volume 3 is getting pretty low, but I like to roll the dice, so I feel like some of those Vinegar Syndrome box sets, like the Homegrown Horrors and Televised Terror and a few of those other ones, you can find them fairly cheap online because other users are just, like somebody's on Facebook in one of those marketplaces, just like, I'm getting rid of a whole stack of Vinegar Syndrome shit. And a lot of times you'll see like the Homegrown Horrors in there. Televised Terror, I got really cheap even after it went out of print. I think I got Televised Terror for like $30 or $28 or something like that. So
Dang, okay, okay.
yeah.
Alright, so we got a fun fact. Invasion USA and The Annihilators were filmed at the same time. In Visiting USA when was filmed at day and Annihilators at night. Oh,
Okay.
Invasion USA. And something like that. The whole area
Yeah.
bulldozed after for the airport.
Yeah, so they were
Okay.
expanding Atlanta Hartsfield, the Hartsfield Jackson, airport. They
Mhm.
were doing some expansion, and so there was like a neighborhood, like a suburban, like, subdivision that was right nearby, and they got everybody out, they bought all the houses ordered, they bought all the land, and they were just gonna bulldoze all the houses or whatever. I did read this about Invasion USA, so they wound up, like, the production crew was like, "Hey, can we help you, like, demolish some of these houses? We're gonna blow some of them up for our movies." They're like, "Yeah, come on in. If you wanna do some of the work for us, go ahead, like, blow up like, have Chuck Norris drive a tank into one of these buildings." So, yeah, there's some stuff getting blown up in Invasion USA that's, like, real. It's not like,
It's not
we built
miniatures.
the outside of a house. Yeah, it's not a miniature, like, we just built the facade so that we could, like, bust through the windows or something. It's like an actual house in Atlanta,
That's
Georgia that's getting,
that's
like,
awesome.
bulldozed or whatever. Yeah, that's kinda cool.
I'm kind of excited. Like I said, I'm pretty excited to watch that one because I know, like I said, my dad was such a fan of Chuck Norris. I know for sure that movie was on TV growing up. It's going to be one of those ones where I'm going to be watching it, and every so often there'll be a
Yeah.
scene that pops up that I'm just like, I've seen this
Like,
before.
"Ah, I remember this." Yeah, I love when that happens.
Yeah. Well, hey, Frank always shows up to the best streams. He knows where the party's popping. It's in his
Frank
fuck
must be, like,
room.
making a sandwich in between love-making sessions.
It's
That's when I usually
the
see Frank. He's like, "I'm going for, like, my 4th round, but I need, like, 10 or 15 minutes. I'm gonna eat half an Italian hoagie and, watch 20 minutes of your stream and try and, like, get my energy to waste." And I'm diving right back in, and I'm like, "I hope you washed your hands before making that Italian." Oh, dog.
he said I was able to
With that
get
extra provolone stank on my hand.
He's like, "I was able to get iced with the slipcover on Diabolic long after it sold out." Now that's tight, but
Nice.
they did do a slipcover for iced, and I've thought about getting it only
Yeah,
because the original slipcover has a degosser logo on the spine, and the member one
yeah,
has the Vinegar Syndrome lady on the spine. So if I wanted my spines to really
yeah,
line up and match up nicely, the members one is kind of better for that.
Well,
But
that's
I
why I moved my degausser, like, I put degaussers together, like,
yeah,
they're not in the line with the vinegar
yeah,
syndrome.
mine aren't
Like,
either.
I've got all my VSAs, VSU, VSA, everything's together in its own subdomain or whatever, and then,
I
degausser is its own subline, so that has its own
like,
spot.
these empty shelves right behind me at the on the top of my bookcases, that's all the room that I've made for all these vinegar syndromes, and I just started separating them out. Like, I got so many on this sale,
Yeah,
I'm like, "I need to start separating them out
yeah.
because they don't look right if you don't separate them out. They look a lot better when you do that.
The VSAs are misshapen, and you can't stick a VSU in amongst the other, regular VS releases. It just looks all wonky.
Frank, working late and listening to Jason's crazy ass internet tabs.
I got some wild ass internet tabs.
Hey, it isn't that far past Frank's bedtime. He's on the West Coast.
I click all the links Frank sends me.
Isn't he on the West Coast? Like, it's only, like, what, 9 o'clock over there right now?
Yeah, he's like Oregon dude, right?
Or, like, Seattle-ish, Salt Lake City-ish, something
Something
like
like that.
that. I know that he's, like he's always, like when he comes on during the daytime, when he does his morning streams, it's always, like, 1 o'clock in the afternoon for me, and he looks like he just rolled out of bed. So, he's
Yeah.
definitely a few hours
Yeah.
behind.
That's where the rumors all come from. Like Frank be rolling out of bed. I'm like, dude, you just waking up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon? Like how late was you up fucking last night, Frank? I hope you washed them sheets, Frank. Staying up late in his movies and love room.
He said, "Hey, our wrenches turned into Shield's freaking guardians here." Let's see. What movie would you show an alien?
Well, there's a temptation to show the alien a fine motion picture like Rules of the Game or Citizen Kane or something like that to introduce them to, like, what is the finest America, or what is the finest, cinema out there. But another part of me is like, let's just sit down and watch Commando together. You know?
Honestly, I'd say anything with Arnold would be a good one because then
Yeah,
they'd see, "Oh, this is what you guys personify yourselves as. We don't wanna mess around with them. They're a bunch of
exactly.
badasses."
Exactly. Intimidate him a
Yeah.
little bit. Like, yo, this is our boy Arnold. Like, this is our champion. You don't want to F with Earth because
They're gonna mess them
he
up.
will he will throw a saw blade at your head and chop the top of your head off with that shit like a frisbee.
Oh, okay, he's a PDX baby. PDX. That's like Salt Lake City, right? Or somewhere around in there.
Definitely Salt Lake City. Yeah. Were you at Sundance today?
Oh, is Sundance today?
I don't know. I'm messing
Oh,
around.
I
Sundance is
I know they do their
it's
festivals, like, right in the early spring or late winter, don't they? Like, it's coming up soon.
yeah, the Sundance is always in late
Oh,
January.
okay.
Yeah, it's they always do it in late January. I think this is the first one they've ever done.
Yeah, he passed away, what, in August or something last year?
Yeah, it was like August or September.
What was the last physical movie tickets y'all got? Mine was for Mad Max Fury Road. I still have it.
Yeah, actually, I this just happened to me actually just the other day. We went to see, I took the kids to go see the new SpongeBob movie. And so I was online, like Fandango, looking at buying tickets, and I noticed that the convenience fee was like $9. And I thought, who is this convenient for? Because $9 is a very hefty like, I'll pay $2 for a convenience fee. Convenience
Right.
fee has to be so nominal that it's like almost unnoticeable. But once
Mhm.
you've made the convenience fee $9, I'm like, that's just the price of a fucking ticket. Like a ticket, we're going to a matinee for kids movie. Like the tickets are $11. There's no way a convenience fee ought to be like 90% the price of a ticket. So I got in my car and I was like, F it, I'm going to drive to the movie theater. It's only a few miles down the road. I'm driving to the movie theater and I'm going to buy the tickets at 11 in the morning for a 3 o'clock show. And I'm going to go home. I'm going to feed the kids lunch and then I'm gonna go back to the damn movie theater, save $9. It's exactly what I did, and they printed little movie tickets up. So SpongeBob was the most recent movie that I actually got like a physical ticket for, and then I was so happy because when I came back, I was like, walked up and was like, so like, who do I show these to? I bought tickets earlier. And the lady, she's like a teenage girl or whatever. She doesn't give a shit about life. She looks at me and she's like, you bought the tickets earlier? I was like, yeah. I was like, do I need to give them? Who's going to tear them? She's like, whatever, just go on in. And I'm like, how do you even know I got 4 tickets? There's 4 of us going in, but I could have bought 2 tickets. You don't know how many tickets I'm holding. You don't even know if they're the tickets for today for this movie theater. Like, she didn't give one shit. She didn't want to look at what was in my hand. She didn't want to talk to me. She's like, just go. Just get out of my sight and go watch the movie. I regretted buying. I bought 4 tickets and I was so upset that I did because I could have bought 3 or even 2 and saved myself.
So like it's funny because like you talk about SpongeBob and that was like a newer experience because you haven't bought physical tickets for a while, and he's saying Mad Max Fury Road 10 years ago now. I wouldn't know that you don't get physical tickets because my movie theaters do not allow you to book online, and they still do it old school way where they print off your ticket for you at the box office. You walk in because it's just got 2 doors. You got 1 screen, 2 screen. That's it. You go to box office and then you go to the side with your movie, and they just do the 2 movies. So I still get physical tickets. Like, people think I'm crazy because I'll take them to the movie with me, and I'm like, you want your ticket? And they're like, no. And then I end up just emptying my wallet out sometimes, and I'll pull out like 5 and 6 movie tickets.
That's an experience that kids don't have these days. And it's just another thing. Like, you go to Fandango and it's like, you got to pay the movie, like convenience fees and all this other, they like tackle this crap on. And you're like, how did McDonald's become $45? Oh, it's because you door dashed it and you had to pay the DoorDash fee and then you had to tip the driver and shit. That's how 2 Happy Meals and a fillet of fish turned into $44, and it's not even that good. Why is it this much? So, yeah, I'm done with Fandango.
Yeah, so I learned it's easy in a lot of aspects, whether it's food or movie ticket. It's usually easier and cheaper in the long run to just go get the stuff. Like if I'm gonna eat with the kids, if I want the kids to have McDonald's, I'm gonna go get McDonald's and I'm gonna let them eat it in the car ride on the back, like on the car ride on the way back home. So then when they're done eating their Happy Meals and I'm done eating my fillet of fish, we can get home. They can take their nap. I could watch my movie.
Yeah.
Or if I'm going to the movie theater, I just go buy the tickets and I ain't got to worry about the convenient fees. Now, see, I learned that when I went out and met some people from YouTube here. We met up and we went out to the movie theater, and they all have their AMC passes and all their Regal passes and all their bullshits. And I'm like, I don't have none of that. And they're like, why? You don't go to the movies? I'm like, well, my theaters don't have memberships. I just buy my tickets outright.
Yeah.
And then they were like, well, it would have been cheaper if you would have just done it, because I bought 2 tickets. I bought one, like they were like $13 a piece or something.
Yeah.
And they're like, see, if you have the membership, it's only $22 a month and you go as many times as you want. I was like, yeah, but I got to drive 2 hours one way to use this membership.
Yeah.
So for me, it's still cheaper to buy my movies at $6.50 a piece, because that's what they charge for my tickets is $6.50. So it ain't too bad. But when you start taking kids, I'm like a family of 5. So even at $6.50 a piece, I'm already a 4K movie deep in on tickets before I ever buy any popcorn or concessions. Yeah. And you think I'm going to take 3 kids to the movies with me and maybe a girlfriend for one of the kids? Like, I'm taking like a whole handful of kids. You think I'm taking them there and telling them they can have popcorn and snacks and commissions?
Dude, I tell them, dude, stuff these Twizzlers down your pants like my mom used to do. Like, I tell you what, like my mom, this was back in the 90s when movie tickets were $5 anyway, but she'd go buy $5 movie tickets, and then we would hit the Rite Aid, like on the way to the theater. We'd leave 10 minutes early. We go hit the Rite Aid, and it's like she'd get the package of Twizzlers and be like, cram these down. You got them big ass jeans on because you're like a skateboard kid. It's 1994. Cram this shit down your pants. We eating Twizzlers.
You got that flannel with the big pockets on the inside. Yeah. Here's your box of Milk Duds that we got for the $1 at the dollar store.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I mean, like, for me, it's almost like a rite of passage. Like, you got to sneak food into a movie and not buy any. Like, I actually snuck out of a movie once. I was watching a movie with my buddy Jimmy, RIP Jimmy, but he and I we were wicked early because we had snuck into that one from another one. We had snuck into that movie, and I was hungry. I actually snuck out of the movie, went and got a sub sandwich from Subway and brought it back in. And I came back like 10 minutes later as the movie's starting, and I just sat there and ate my sub sandwich because I was like, dude, I'm not $5 footlong, man. This was back in the $5 footlong era. You can't argue with that. A small popcorn's like $8.50. I got a $5 footlong and it's got carb. I mean, it's got like I got like vegetables on it. I mean, I got like tomatoes and onions and green peppers and spinach and shit and pepperoncini, and it's got decent protein because I got the turkey. Like, you can't argue with that.
Hey, William says Frank looks like he always rolled out of the bed.
And he did.
But Frank, you ain't wrong. Three kids will do that to you.
When you lose that much fluids as Frank does, you always look like you're always like a little bedraggled and tousled and stuff because he's just dropping so much fluids.
Okay. He says it's Oregon.
Yeah. I think that's what I said. I think I said Oregon. Because I got that steel trap right up here.
William said he's only got one and he's already losing his hair, literally. It only takes one.
Yeah.
The others just kind of add to the rapidness of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, once you've got one, you might as well have like 2 or 3 because like you already stressing. Like the second, the third, they're only going to add like a couple extra percent. You know what I mean? I say have 2, 3, 4 kids.
You're still going to have just as much of a hard time feeding them. So it doesn't matter either which way.
The more, the better. Yeah. Like,
have another kid, make an extra 1,000, a month, and everything will just go up in price. You're still going to be, it don't matter. Let's see. Frank made a couple movie acquisitions at Sundance today. No big deal. So Jeff and Jay meet Bill and Ted, go in the phone booth. Where you forego? What era?
Oh man, okay.
Woodstock, the original.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I would love to go back to the '60s. I mean, I'm a big fan of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and the amount of nostalgia that Hunter S. Thompson clearly felt for San Francisco in the middle '60s during that, like, the kickoff of the hippie era, despite not having been born anywhere near that. It always makes me feel kind of wistful for that age. I would go back to, like, yes, 1965 San Francisco, kick around there for a little while, see all the Haight-Ashbury, and go to see some concerts, see Jimi Hendrix and shit like that. Go see Eric Clapton when he was still in Cream playing White Room and shit. Oh,
you can go see Pink Floyd for $8. Like,
yeah.
That would be tight. That would be tight.
Yeah, that would be cool. Because you don't want to go back too far. You go back too far, and it's like fucking smallpox and shit. It's like we've eradicated that shit. I don't think any of us have been inoculated for smallpox. Like, you go back too far, and you start like running into like you're in medieval times and shit.
You start going back too far. You start going back too far, and there's too much of a disconnect and just too much shit that I wouldn't care to even know about.
Like, I like to go back and meet Jesus, but I ain't trying to get myself like fucked up by the Romans. You know what I'm saying?
Or as soon as you like step out of that phone booth, you breathe in some kind of pathogen that we no longer have, and all of a sudden you got like AIDS in the nose or something.
Yeah.
Let's see. What you want for Cool Runnings or a Cabin Boy special edition? Oh, dude, that's actually a good question, because Cabin Boy has a very out of print Kino Blu-ray that goes for a lot of money. And I watched Cabin Boy on DVD for the first time like 2 or 3 years ago. That movie was such a fucking trip, dude. To me, if Cabin Boy didn't exist, SpongeBob might not exist. Because I was watching Cabin Boy and I kept thinking, this is exactly what live action SpongeBob is. But it's long before SpongeBob ever came out.
Yeah. I think it's a real Sophie's choice, but I'll go Cabin Boy as well.
Yeah, I'm part of Regal. Yeah, see, I need me a membership. I tried to get my local theaters. I'm like, hey, would you guys do a membership? And they're like, no, we can't afford to. I'm like, no, you couldn't, because I'd be in here seeing every movie every week for the price of one.
Yeah. I don't I used to love I mean, before I had kids, I could do, like, a membership. Um, I have a hard time getting to the theaters these days, just to be
Yeah.
honest, like, it's very tough for me and the wife, and, like, I'll go see a movie by myself, I don't give a shit. But, like, just, you know, it's just busy, like, either the kids are around and I'm dad mode, or the kids are not around and I'm trying to get some other shit done that I can't do with the kids around, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's tough, and then, like, sometimes we'll get a babysitter, but the babysitters these days think they got, like, master's degrees or some shit, like, I mean, like, you're not doing any PhD research in my house, what do you need $20 an hour for? Because you got
Yeah.
a CPR certification? Dog. Like, you I mean, I remember
I know. I used
babysitting
to.
and getting, like, 11 bucks for, like, 19 hours of babysitting, and here's $11, like,
Yeah, I used to complain because, I do some subcontract work. I used to complain to this dude. I'm like, I don't know why you're trying to get me to come out here and subcontract for you on like random Saturdays when you know that I'm watching my kids on Saturdays. You
yeah,
can't pay me $20 an hour and expect me to come to work for $20 an hour when I'm paying somebody $15 an hour to watch two kids.
yeah,
Like, I'm not coming to work for $5 an hour. I just stay home with my kids.
yeah. Yeah, it's not I mean, I'd rather have the time with my kids than $5 an hour, yeah, it's
Is what it ends up
babysitters
boiling
are
down to.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a little rough sometimes, that for sure. Now see, I don't get to go to the movies very often either. Me and my wife, we usually base how often we get to go to the movies by, like, dinner dates, and it usually falls that we get to go about once a year, and it's
Yeah,
usually around Valentine's Day. Like, 2 years ago, we went for Valentine's Day, and we went and seen Argyle,
yeah,
and then last year, we went and seen
I'm
Hard
sorry.
Eyes. Yeah, I know, that was not a good one for us to pick, that was a dud, and then we
Argyle
didn't go
just
to the theater again for an entire year, and we went to see Hard Eyes. So,
ah,
that one
yeah,
was a
so
lot more fun,
my
but
wife my wife does like watching movies, so I don't wanna sell it like she's not, but she's great, like, she's got excellent taste in films too. So, when we're home and we're just chilling and the kids are asleep, she'll pop a movie in, she'll watch like, we watched The Shining the other night. Like, she and I just like, "Hell yeah, let's pop in The Shining." Like, so she's got great taste in films. She totally got sucked into The Shining, and she was like, "I'm not sure I've seen this whole movie, like, front to back before." And she totally got sucked in. And, like, when, Halloran took the axe to the chest, she was like, "Oh, fuck," like, she jumped, like, grabbed my leg and shit, like, because it just kinda comes out of nowhere kinda fast. He just suddenly gets the axe in the chest, and I don't think she was expecting it. She's like, "Oh, shit," like, dude just got, like, axed. And so it was good experience, but, like, when it's, like, date night, I wanna go see a movie, but my wife's like, "No, like, it's not a good date thing to do because you're just sitting there, you're not talking." You're like she, like, wants to sit and, like, look into my eyes and have a conversation. I'm like, "Dude, first of all, you known me for, like, 15 years. I don't know I haven't said anything new to you in, like, 8.5 years. I haven't been funny, like, I haven't made you laugh with a joke in, like, 10 years. Like, why do you wanna sit across from me and eat Mexican food and listen to me talk?"
when you could sit next to me, we could eat our nachos and watch the movie.
Yeah. You could totally listen to they're like, yeah, we could watch a movie where, like, new
Now
people that you've never met before, you're not tired of, like, let's go see a movie full of actors you've never heard them fart in bed before, like, like, that seems like fun to me, but
now see, my kids are actually at, like, the perfect age to go to the movies, but it's
yeah,
so freaking it's expensive to go.
yeah,
Like, my oldest, he doesn't really do much stuff with the family anymore. He's gonna be 18 in July, so, you know how that is. You're
not
17,
cool, bro.
18, you're not really doing family stuff, but
Yeah,
my other 2 are 6 and 12, so they're perfect ages to just go to the movies
yeah.
nowadays. But when you're buying 4 tickets, you might as well just wait for the 4K
Yeah, no,
in
that's
most
what I've said many
aspects.
times, like, it's way cheaper to buy a 4K. If a 4K is 30 or 35 bucks, you could buy that. I mean, 4 movie tickets to SpongeBob was $44, like,
Yeah.
I mean,
So
like, I
it's
could
it so it's like one of those things where when you become like a parent, you still get to go see your movies, but sometimes you gotta make those sacrifices.
yeah.
Like, I I I'm planning on going to movies 3 times this week, which will be the first time I've done that ever, but it's gonna be I have to sacrifice one evening. Thursday night, we got to drive out to Asheville. We got to drive like 2
Yeah.
hours because my daughter wants to see a movie in the theater that is not really, as far as I know, it's not really a movie. It's like a YouTube animated episode thing that's getting a big movie premiere at all the Regal theaters all across the country for one night
Yeah.
only type of deal. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna feed that eager young mind and take her to the movies for a one night thing. Like that's cool. I'm gonna feed that film grower's mind, even if it's not necessarily something that's for me. An experience like that's something you get to live forever. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go watch this YouTube episode cartoon thing on the big screen TV, take the drive and all that, and then the next day I get to have the double feature that I want to have. But sometimes you gotta give the yin and the yangs.
Yeah. And you definitely like you got to do the kid stuff. You know what I mean? Because they do turn 18 at some point, and then they don't want to go see a movie with dad and mom and shit. They want to go like just get
And they don't even and
inappropriately.
they don't even want to go see the cool ones. Like on Friday, so me and my wife, I'm going to go pick her up early from work on Friday, and we're going to go do a double feature and go see Iron Lung and Send Help.
Yeah.
And my oldest son would probably be super down for those movies, except he don't really want to see them with his parents. Because
Yeah.
at like 16, 17, 18, do you really want to go to the movies with your parents? I mean,
Yeah.
not really. So it's
Yeah.
it's one of those things where when he turns back around to being like 23, 24, we might start going out on movie dates again
Yeah.
kind of deal.
I think one of the last films I went to go see with both my parents was Howl's Moving Castle. And I was probably about 21 or 22. Yeah, you're right. Like, I think dudes, especially like about the time you turn 16, 17, you get like a car, you start getting a little bit more independence, a part-time job. Like you sort of turn into an alley cat. You're just like, I'm just gonna try to have some sex as much as I can with whomever I can. And that's pretty much what I'm about these days.
We got Joel in here. What's up, man? I kind of missed that. I hope you're still in here, Joel. Everybody go check him out. I don't know if he hit it, but he's trying to hit 700. I'm
Whoop,
thinking
whoop.
that he has now. I think he was at like 699. So I don't have another YouTube channel to subscribe to you, or I would.
Hey, I
Hey,
got
dude,
a couple. I'll
that
make
Scream
it happen.
7 popcorn bucket looks tight. Have you seen that thing?
No, I have not. Is it effable? Can I lube up and make love to it?
Well, depends. I mean, the top comes off. So
I definitely want one that's like, I mean, Ghostface's mouth could be, like if that's the entryway to get into the popcorn, I could see myself, taking that home and getting creative.
now, see, I did like that one. The Sinner's guitar popcorn bucket. That was cool. But what I'll tell you is like they're cool, but they're not cool to eat popcorn out of. I've
Yeah.
gotten to the point now where it's like these things aren't popcorn buckets. They're shelf displays. Like
Yeah.
you would never eat popcorn out of most of these buckets. They're making popcorn buckets. Like I got that Tron, the arcade. It was like
Yeah.
the Tron arcade that you're supposed to put popcorn in. And I bought it on my way out of the theater because I'm like, I'm not eating popcorn out of that.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
gonna
don't
be
even have
like,
room for those things. Like
like
I
I,
look at those and I'm like, I start doing the Blu-ray math on those too. I'm like, A, how much of a Blu-ray is that cost wise? And then B, how much shelf space is that going to take up? How many Blu-rays or 4Ks could I put in that spot? And I'm just like wall to wall. Like I don't have much room. So I'm like, I don't have room for large pieces of plastic.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't do the popcorn buckets. I got a few masks because for a little while I got super into masks. So I got me like a Michael Myers mask and a couple Jason masks and stuff.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah. I mean, you need something creative to wear during sex for sure. Like the math make a lot of sense from a utilitarian standpoint. You've been with your wife a while too, so you get it. Like you
yeah,
understand.
we've
You
been
know, you
together
gotta spice things up. Sometimes, you gotta
yeah.
sometimes
We've
she
been
gotta pin
together
you down and
15
hold a knife to
years.
your throat.
I'm not very interesting 15 years in, I'm sure. Just like you were saying,
Yeah.
15 years in, she done heard everything I had to say.
Why do you still wanna talk to me 15 years later? Like, come on, man. I mean, shit, I could barely carry a 3-hour stream, dude. Like,
I did like that one too, Joel. The monkey popcorn bucket. It had the clap what the clappers or whatever they're called, that had the monkey hand claps and
yeah,
it actually
the
moved.
symbols.
They're the hand symbols, I guess. I guess that's what
Yeah.
they are. Frank, do you have any? Oh, well, Frank's probably got pickups. Go watch Frank's channel. I'm sure he's talking about his pickups over there.
Yeah, he got a video.
I love Frank's haul videos. He always has some cool stuff that I probably won't get. I can't, dude. That's another thing. The shelf space. What's going on with imprint films right now? Did they take like a blow up every box set gun and just start shooting everything? Because it's like everything's
Yeah.
like this freaking big.
Yeah, they just got like a enlargement ray. Yeah, I don't have any imprint releases. Imprint put out a Blu-ray that I'm very interested in, but it was several years ago and it's wicked out of print now. And it's just a single disc. Like I think it might have come with a slip cover, but it's a very modest Blu-ray. And I really wish somebody in the, I mean, it would be perfect for Vinegar Syndrome. I don't know why that it's got Kate Beckinsale's titties in it. And it's from like 1996. It's called Haunted. And it's got Kate Beckinsale, but like young before anybody knew who she was. And she get them titties out in that movie and her booty. She gets her booty out. Oh, like Vinegar Syndrome needs to put that out, but it's an imprint release. And I've been just kind of keeping my eye out for it to find it. Like if I find it at a reasonable price, I'll grab it. And it has a slipcover. Obviously, it has to have the slipcover. It's one that I've got on DVD over here, but they never did a US domestic Blu-ray for it. And it makes me sad. It's one that I saw at my grandparents' house. Me and my bro were like, you go to your grandparents' house a couple times a year when you're a kid, and you're like, you're staying there for a couple of days, you're bored as shit. And my grandparents had like Showtime and HBO. They had like movie channels and shit. And so everybody would go to bed and it'd be like 10 o'clock, 10:30, and me and my bro would be like, fuck yeah, let's see if we can find a good movie. And that was one of the ones we found. And we're like, shit, that was a good ass movie. Kate Beckinsale's titties. And we didn't even know who Kate Beckinsale was. This is like circa 1997 that we watched this shit.
Before you were in there on the ground level.
Yeah, I was in on the bottom floor on Kate Beckinsale's ass.
Ooh. Okay, I bet
Hmm.
are these one clicks, Frank? Some of these Christopher Nolans?
Okay.
I don't have any of those Christopher Nolan films. But yeah, dude, the weather's messing my stuff up too. Those Amazon 3 for 33s. I don't know if you took part in that sale. Because of the weather, it's delayed some of my stuff. I have packages coming out as far as February the 20th from that 3
Wow.
from 33 Amazon sale. Like people have
I didn't,
had their stacks for a week
yeah.
now, 2 weeks now, and mine's like delayed.
I ordered a bunch of movies on January 11th. I got a gift card for Christmas. And so on January 11th, I ordered a bunch of movies and they were all in stock. It wasn't like any of them they were all in stock. They were no pre-orders, no nothing. They would like hypothetically they were on the shelf at the Amazon warehouse the moment I ordered them and they still haven't shipped. They're supposed to arrive tomorrow. Like the 24th through the 29th was like the projected. And I was like, why? Like, I'm not a Prime member. So you're like, are you making me, is this like a penalty? Like, I'm not a Prime member. So I have to wait 2.5 weeks.
Nah,
Like,
they're doing it to the Prime members too.
it's just so ridiculous because it's like, I get it. Like, you have this Prime service that you want people to pay for every year. So prioritize them. I get it. I would do the same thing.
Dude,
But
I've been a Prime member since like 2016, 2014, something like that, and I haven't had 2-day shipping to my house since COVID hit. I
damn,
get stuff from Amazon like 5 to 7 business days later, and
that's
like
stupid.
it's mainly so I don't have to pay exuberant prices for shipping. Like,
Yeah.
so that way, if something comes out, I know, okay, I'm spending $25 on this one movie, and I'm not going to get hit later with a $7 extra shipping fee. Like, that's the main reason to pay for Prime anymore.
That's the reason why I always hit that $35 threshold. So I'm like, I want a movie, it's $25. I better order 2 movies. You know what I mean?
Oh, you got another sub. We're
I
gonna
love
get
you.
you.
I don't
We're
know
gonna
who's
get you to
paying
that
you a lot
G.
tonight, but
We're gonna get you to that G.
yeah.
Have a good night, Prince. Thanks for popping in.
I'm taking Eli to Vegas. I'm gonna get some lady to sit on his face.
See, popcorn buckets are cool, but no space for all that. These big ass box sets take up enough space.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I can't even, I gotta be very careful about the big box sets I'll be getting.
Yeah. For sure. They're big.
Oh, dude, Gerard Butler. So speaking of Gerard Butler, I literally just watched Gamer last night on 3D Blu-ray in 3D. That movie is is quite underrated. Michael C. Hall does like this accent that I would have never thought come out of that guy's mouth. But he had to do something crazy because if he didn't change his accent, he looks just like Dexter the whole time you're watching the movie. Like it was right around the same time he was playing Dexter
Yeah.
and he was trying to get his film career kind of popping off. So he does this really weird, like Southern drawl that just doesn't really fit Michael C. Hall.
Yeah. I
But
think Gerard Butler, he's had a couple of different phases of his career. Like there was a time in the late aughts, you know, '09, 2010, when he's doing movies with Katherine Heigl, where he was very overrated. And I was like, dude, get out of here. GTFO Gerard Butler. I'm not having it. But I feel like
that
he's
was the
still a
same that was around the same time as, like, Gamer, and then what was that, The
yeah,
Bounty Hunter that he did with Jennifer,
Jennifer
Aniston?
Aniston. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
was
like he was
like, they
doing
were trying to
movies
put
like
him in
that.
everything. It was
Yeah, and he
like
was it didn't fit. It was like, I think that style of movies had kind of gone out. Like, come on, like we've seen How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days already. Like, you know, they're just doing that whole like let's make some more movies like that. And I feel like the heyday for that type of film was over. And
and they
they
were
were
trying
trying to
really hard to make him into, like, a rom-com guy, and I'm like, "But he's not. He's like
yeah,
today's Arnold Schwarzenegger." Like,
yeah,
we can have a new Arnold, let him be Gerard Butler.
yeah. Like the I think these days Gerard Butler is maybe a little underrated. Because, like I said, I think people were just like, all right, cool. We're cool on Gerard Butler, right around 2012, 2013.
Mhm.
And he kind of went away for a little bit. He was making smaller movies that were lesser known. It wasn't big stuff. You know, he wasn't like in
It
a
happened
Marvel
to
movie.
Aaron Eckhart too.
Yeah, the problem is Aaron Eckhart made good movies in the beginning of his career, and
And
then
then
he
just
made
made
The
a bunch
Dark
of
Knight,
trash.
and then everything after The Dark Knight is just like, I'm just here for the paycheck. I'm gonna make a bunch of shitty movies. I don't think he's made a decent movie since The Dark Knight, and that was '08. So
No, and I used to dig him quite a bit.
yeah, man. Thank You for
It's a
Smoking.
shame.
I talked about that movie recently. That's a
Yeah,
great movie.
you
He's
did
good
talk
in
about
it.
that one
It's a great
recently.
movie, and
You were talking about that, and I was going through so when I purged all my DVDs, I used to go to Dollar General and buy all their dollar DVDs, and then I'd
yeah,
put them in a CD case, and Thank You for Smoking is one that's in my CD case, and I went to go pull that thing out, and I set it on the corner of the shelf. I was like I put it in a little sleeve. I'm like, "I'm gonna
yeah.
watch this soon." It's still sitting over there. I haven't watched it yet, but
That's a good movie.
I went
It's
and
a
dug
good
it out because I haven't seen it. Oh, probably since it come out, and I don't even really remember it,
yeah.
but
It's been a long time since I've watched it too, but
I have my popcorn buckets in the kitchen on top of the cabinets. See, my wife gets to keep the top of the cabinets in the kitchen. That's her kitchen. I'm not allowed to move my stuff in there. I get a whole room for my movies and my stuff, so
yeah.
it doesn't leak into the kitchen.
Yeah, I
Even
appreciate
even if
that
they
he's
were
allowed to do that, but
adjacent. Even if they're
that's
kitchen adjacent, like my movie cups gotta stay in my movie room.
yeah, I mean, like a cup, if it fits in the cabinet and, they don't have to look at it, my wife is cool, like, "Alright, I don't care," like, there's a cup with Adam Sandler's face on it. I don't give a shit. It's, like, in there right next to the cup shaped like Frosty the Snowman. I don't give a shit. It's, like, right there with the kids' cups, basically, like, I'm one of the children. But, yeah, it's very much that way too, like, my wife is like, "Yo, you know, like, you got a bunch of movies and shit. That's cool. You got movie shelves. Go put that shit downstairs," you know? Don't fucking like, I'll be cluttering the living room up, like, I'll have, like, a stack of movies that I'm, like, working on, like, I'm watching this one
This
and
is
maybe
my
this one
space.
yeah, my
Take
wife
take
be
your
like
movies and go away.
yeah, she like, "You got a lot of movies on that mantle right there, above that fireplace we paid a lot of money for." I'm like, "Yeah, but Imma watch them soon." She's like, "Get that shit the fuck out of here." I can when I put a TV down here, when I finally get my 87-inch OLED that I'm gonna put down here, it ain't never gonna like, I'm never gonna watch a movie up there again. She
I
can be
I
like,
don't know,
"This"
man. So I love my OLED. I do. I'm a big OLED guy. I push OLED, like, I don't care. I bought my son his last big electronic purchase before he moves out on his own, and this
Yeah.
Christmas, I got him a mini LED.
Yeah, you
Now,
told me about
mini
this.
LED TVs are dope. I got him, like, a
Yeah.
Hisense mini LED. Looked great. Looks amazing.
Hell yeah.
I still don't know if I really would give up my OLED for mini LED in terms of TV, but I have thought about giving up TV altogether for a short throw projector.
Yeah.
Those things have come a long way, and they're looking really nice, and they all come 3D enabled.
Nice. There you
So
go.
I've been thinking about that because I'm trying to get all my stuff on one side of the room in one area. I got like 2 living rooms out here in my movie room right now, and I need more room for shelves. But I've been looking into those, and them short throw projectors, LG's making some really good ones right now
Yeah.
that are like super good at 4K that work good in bright rooms too. But I mean, if you're gonna go OLED, you're not looking to probably have that thing in a bright room anyways. I would
Yeah, there's
imagine.
no I mean, this, like, space here, yeah, it's not bright at all. It's very perfect for,
Now, I had a
really
whole bunch of my
anything.
friends come over, and we tested they wanted to see what my system was like. I was like, "Yeah, I got Atmos, I got my OLED, all that." And the movie they went and pulled off the shelf was Top Gun: Maverick. I'm like, "Okay, that's a great test."
Yeah.
And we never turned any of the lights off, and they were talking about how beautiful the TV looked and all that, and I'm like, "Yeah, but we don't even have the lights off." Like, it would look so much better if it was in the dark.
Yeah. I mean, there are, like, the right way to enjoy a movie is definitely turn the lights off, definitely take your pants off. Like, I know a lot of people take their shirt off to take a dump, which I endorse, that's cool, but, like, definitely, like, pants off to watch a movie. Like, I'm not wearing pants to watch a movie.
Which is why I get kicked out of the theater a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
They get them heated seats, I gotta get my ass on them.
Fucking Paul Rubens got busted. I was like, "Dude, that could have been any of us." You know, like, I understood. Everyone was like, "Gross." I was like, "Dude, I get it."
He was like, "The imprint sets are huge." Oh, yeah, dude, the Keep imprint set did look nice, but, you know, the only one that I would really go out of my way to try to still get, out of all the ones they've done, is the Neverending Story set.
Yeah.
There's just something about the Neverending Story, the film itself, and then, like, the packaging and everything, it just seemed like it was perfect for that
I
movie.
do love that movie, and I did appreciate that they did the packaging to be like the book, but
I
also
didn't
I
like
thought
the
it was too
price.
big. Like, even in the movie, the book was large. It's like a large tome in the movie, but it seemed like the package was even larger than the book would have been. I kept hoping that somebody like US Domestic would do a nice 4K of Neverending Story that I could get,
We
and,
haven't
even if
even we haven't gotten any kind of 4K for that here yet.
I know, it's wild that we haven't yet, but, I mean, at some point, it's going to happen. I don't know if it'll be soon or later, but sooner or
I
later.
think I think Arrow would do a really nice chunky box
Yeah,
for that thing, and it fits right along with, like, Legend and stuff like that
I agree,
within
it
the
fits
Arrow line.
Arrow pretty well. I think at this point, I mean, any boutique knows that a Neverending Story 4K is gonna be a big seller, to a US domestic audience that, the imprint set was nice, but also it was like $200 plus dollars, and, I think a lot of people are gonna any boutique is gonna know, okay, a $50 or a $60 box set of the Neverending Story 4K it's gonna sell to a lot of US domestic people that didn't wanna import a $200 plus um, box, so
Now I'll tell you what I would actually like to see somebody do, and I would just throw Arrow out at this because I know that Arrow's known for putting together sets of movies that only one movie will sell really well, another
yeah,
movie might sell all right, and one wouldn't sell at all. Let's get
smart
the
of them.
Never-Ending Story trilogy on 4K from Arrow,
Uh,
because so
yeah,
many people forget about Never-Ending Story 3
part 3
and
with Jack Black
with
ass
Jack
in it,
Black, and that thing is stuck on DVD,
as well it should.
but it's not even you can't even buy it by itself on DVD. You can
Yeah,
only get it in a family 4-pack DVD set. That's the only way it was ever released. You can't buy that movie. You have to buy it with 3 other shitty movies too.
I think they want us to
But
forget about Neverending Story 3.
but they should bundle them all 3 together because that's the only way anybody's gonna buy 3, but
Yeah,
I would love to have 2 along with 1. And if you're
yeah,
gonna bundle 1 and 2, you might as well just throw 3 in there, give it its due. Jack Black's in everything nowadays. His face alone might actually help sell Neverending
agreed,
Story 3,
agreed.
but I want Neverending Story 2. Jonathan Brandis, come on.
Yeah,
Like, I like Neverending Story 2 just as much as 1. We used to watch them back to back.
yeah,
We had the VHS. Well, I don't know. It might not be one of those things where we had the VHS, but we had one of those VHSs that had multiple movies on it. and Neverending Story 1 and 2 were
Did you tape
recorded
them
back to
off
back.
TV or whatever? So you're like,
Yeah. And
yeah,
so we had 1 and 2 on, like, the same VHS.
yeah.
Okay, so she wants to know what movie should I do a commentary for?
Hmm. I think you should do a commentary for, I don't know, I don't feel like you get uncomfortable, you know? I don't think there's anything that's gonna make you squeamish.
Not really.
Yeah,
I mean, to be honest, I would just wanna do a commentary with some other people
yeah. I
on a
do a
fun
birds and
movie,
bees
like,
commentary with your 6-year-old.
well, I've done commentary with my, my oldest. If you go back on some of my videos, we got, episode reviews of the Chucky series when it was on
Yeah.
TV new week to week. We were doing weekly reviews on there and
Oh,
commentaries on live episodes. So there is a little bit of that on here. I just don't like doing it by myself. I like what you do over on your channel, when you guys
yeah,
get together and do yours. I like something like that.
yeah.
I also need to ask you about how you get away with that, like where you find those, I don't know, those covers, the
I make
copyright covers, because that
I
that
make
thing's
those.
cool, dude. I've never seen
Yeah,
anybody do that before, and then all of a sudden I'm like, they're watching like the whole movie. If I've
yeah.
seen the movie before, I know what's going on.
So YouTube will spank you for just, like, putting up a movie, like,
Right,
commentary ought to be fair use, but, fair use is one of those, like, defensible things, like, you use that as defense when you're getting sued. It's not like, YouTube could just yank your shit, and you can't be like, "Hey, it's fair use." YouTube
right.
will just say, "We don't care, we yanked your shit, and we're allowed to do it." So what I've noticed with YouTube is, and I started out, like, covering a lot of the screen. I would cover a lot of it. And I found out, okay, they don't have a problem with the audio because I've got it piped down and I'm ducking the audio underneath the voice of whoever's doing the commentary. And even if it's just me, because I have some commentaries on my channel, just me, even if it's just me, I'm talking the whole time. So you're never going to get enough of the audio to flag the algorithm to take it down for copyright for the audio. So
Yeah,
the
'cause,
video is really the only
as long
problem.
as you don't have what, anything over 30 seconds of audio, they
Yeah.
won't flag it, and if you're sitting there commentary and there shouldn't be 30 seconds of
Yeah, I don't have
emptiness.
30 seconds of just dead silence. And I'm ducking that. I mean, like, in the audio mix, like, I mix the audio so that the audio's low. You can still hear it, especially if I'm quiet, you can hear it, but, like, I want it to be intentionally ducked down below the voice of whoever, so I always mix it right, and I usually preview it a little bit beforehand to make sure the mix sounds okay. But then, yeah, if you cover it up, YouTube doesn't care. And then I found out, like, okay, I don't have to cover the whole thing up. I can, like, cover most of it. And there've been a few times where, like, I did a couple years ago, I did Friday the 13th, either Friday the 13th part 1 or part 2. I did by myself. And I did a commentary and I covered it up, but, like, there's parts of the screen that are uncovered. And I definitely got like a titty in there. I was like, oh, there's like a, like, she's laying there and she's, whatever's happening is happening, and the boobie is, like, right there at the bottom of the screen. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't cover up that titty. Whoops. Like, sorry, YouTube. I let the titty but yeah, I've found that they don't care if you cover it. And so, like, yeah, I'll usually, what I'll do is I'll screen cap the movie. Like, I'll go and I'll put it up in my OBS and stuff and figure out, like, what's the aspect ratio. Sometimes I'll Google the aspect ratio so I know exactly, like, what the fit of the movie is. And then I'll take that aspect ratio into my graphic design program, Photoshop or whatever, and I'll say this is the aspect ratio for the project. And then I'll just pull art and the logo and stuff and just kind of arrange them, and then just make sure everything else is transparent so you can see parts of the movie through it. And so, yeah,
Yeah.
I basically just, like, how far can I push it with YouTube before they'll get upset with me? And so as long as you're covering it up, at least in part, and I
Yeah,
haven't
see,
tried
dude,
anything too
th
hardcore.
that's really cool. Cause like, until I seen your, live stream of The Carpenter, your commentary on The Carpenter, I
Yeah,
didn't know you could do stuff like that. I'm
yeah,
like, "Wait a second, how's he getting away with me watching basically the whole movie with him right
yeah,
now?" Like, so
yeah.
but hey, that
And
There's the
it
answer.
works as long as you cover it up, and you gotta cover up like, you can't I couldn't just, like, like, little nipple pasties, like, here's a dot and here's a dot, but basically watching them, like, I don't know how much you can get away with, but, as long as you're covering it up, even if you could see bits and pieces, it's like watching the porno channel, the Playboy channel on TV when you were, like, 1990, it was, like, all scrambled and shit, but you're like, "I know
There's a
this is what it
movie.
is. I wanna see a booby. Is that a booby?" But it's like that, where it's like, as long as you're covering it up, it's okay.
And
Like,
and
YouTube is
for you
alright
young
now.
ones for you young ones out there, it's what they talked about in American Pie.
Yeah.
They
You
were
guys
showing that on America at the beginning of American Pie. Brian would like that, uh,
yeah,
little
good
nod there.
stuff. It's good stuff.
Let's see. To be honest, Geostorm is a guilty pleasure of mine, like National Okay, I've not seen Geostorm,
Yeah, me neither.
but I did like the first Greenland movie.
I haven't seen that one either.
Okay, so I haven't seen Company of Men, but I do have it because it's a
Yeah.
video game movie.
Yeah, Company of Men is, that's a good one. That's the one with the deaf chick, right?
I think
That's the one with the
so.
deaf chick. That was when
Oh,
he was doing, like, independent films, and it was sort of more artistically minded stuff, but Law Abiding Citizen,
dude,
I
have
remember that one because he stabbed that dude in the fucking neck with a T-bone.
yeah, Jamie
Ah,
Foxx is
it
in
was
that one with
rough.
him, isn't he? Isn't that Jamie Foxx that's in that with him?
Jamie Foxx is in
Yeah.
there with him.
I
That was
pretty
a
much
rough
like
one.
Jamie Foxx in anything he's in.
I mean, they fucked up his wife pretty good, like, I kinda didn't blame him for his motivation. I was like, "Yo, man," like, they violated that dude in his own home, and they killed his wife, and, like, man, I'd be rip shit too, dude. What are you gonna do after that? You just gonna get a job at Walmart and, like, go on about your life? Like, no,
You're
you're
gonna
gonna
do something.
yeah, you're gonna do something, you know?
He was like, "I did get the Neverending Story set. For some reason, it's taller than all the other
Yeah.
sets that they did." Well, that was
It's
the
just
first set they did, I think,
yeah, it's
and they
just
probably
huge.
decided to scale back a bit.
It's just too huge. It's just too
The
big.
3rd one can stay on DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's in a multi-pack DVD, and we don't like those either. So I've never seen Neverending Story 3, except for I've seen it at my record store. Like I said, it was in a 4-pack DVD, and then I went like, Warner Children's Classics or something, and I went and looked it up online. I I just seen Jack Black was in it, but I've never
Yeah.
actually seen it, and it's probably because it isn't worth seeing.
How dare they call that a classic?
Yeah, it's in a Warner Brothers Children's Classics, like, 4-pack. Remember when they used to do, like, the 4 DVDs and they'd put, like, a
Yeah,
side A, side B, side A, side B, and then it would just be 2 discs, but it'd be, like, 4 movies.
yeah.
They used to do the Lethal Weapon set like that all the time on DVD. Oh, alright, man, so what's the next thing you got?
So, the next thing I got, I picked up, I've been dancing around this one for a while. I heard bad things about the films, and it was taking forever for them to sell this one out. And then they sold it out, and I was like, "Okay, well, it's finally gone. I missed my chance, but that's okay." I made peace with it because I was like, "They're never gonna do a volume 2 anyway. Volume 1 sold so poorly, they're never gonna do a volume 2." Then they found more last September. Remember how they like, "Oh, we opened a box. There's more stuff that was out of print." And it's, Made in Hong Kong, volume 1. But when they did volume
Nice.
2, I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna get volume 2, and I'm gonna feel like an asshole because I don't have volume 1." So I got volume 1, and I'm not gonna show you the back because there are some boobies on the back. I wanna show you the back because 'cause it's got the names of the movies. There's 3 films in this set, which I thought was, again, it's one of those things where, yeah, this might be $30 or $35, but when it's 3 movies, you do the math, and it winds up being a pretty good value per movie. And it's a nice set. It's one of those, um, slip cases with the booklet. It's got the disc in there with the oh, here we go.
Oh,
There's no boobies
it's
on it.
a slip and slide with a book.
Yeah, so there's no boobies on that one. You can see the names of the films that are included. So there's 3 movies in there. I'm not familiar with any of them. I understand that they lean more horror. So it's sort of like, it's not martial arts, it's not chopsaki, Hong Kong cinema. It's not the killer type of action stuff, but I think it's gonna be more horror stuff, which I dig, and, it'll make me feel like I'm not an asshole when I buy volume 2.
Right.
So I picked that up. There were 24 copies left when I bought it, when I finally pulled the trigger. I had made my peace with not getting it, and then they brought more out in September of last year. They said, "We found more. We found another box. We got 500 more of these." So,
So then
they
you
wound
make
up
your
getting
peace
it.
with buying it.
I had made my peace with, yeah, but I'm not upset. I mean, like I said, it was like 30 bucks or something. Look at that spot
That's
gloss.
a nice looking box set.
I'm trying to let that light hit that spot gloss there, but
Yeah,
it's like slightly raised. But the Chinese text is spot gloss, which is just, that's nice. For a guy who likes packaging, that is nice. So that is now back out of print again. It's out,
nice.
then in, then out again, and I'm guessing it stays out this time.
Like a few of them, like this next one that I got. Now,
Yeah.
this this
Hmm.
one, they brought it out at the beginning of the week, I believe. No, I'm sorry. They brought it out for Black Friday with 2,000 slips,
Mhm.
and it was almost out of stock. It had like 25 left at the beginning of subscriber week.
Mhm.
And then before subscriber week was out, they had another 2,000. So you can go get it right now if you want it with the same slipcover. But yes, I did it again. I bought Texas Chainsaw
Yeah.
Massacre Part 2
Nice.
with the new slip.
Oh,
So the
yeah.
main reason I actually got this was because when I bought those Chunky Boy editions back in the day, I bought the one for me and one for my uncle. And when we got them, I didn't open mine. I just set it up on the shelf. We opened up his, we watched it. I'm like, oh yeah, the 4K looks freaking awesome. And I've just not went back to watch the film since we opened up them sets and watched them.
Yeah.
And I figured I'm gonna buy this to actually open this one up, and I'll probably just keep that really nice, expensive one sealed.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel
but
that.
I really dig the slipcover. I don't dig what they pulled on us though, where they limited it to 2,000 and then brought out yet another 2,000. Because this bad boy, the reason why I bought it was because it only had 25 left in stock, and
Mhm.
when I ordered it, it was out of stock like within the next 20-30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then before the end of subscriber week, they replenished it with 2,000 more.
I mean, I kinda see what you're saying. I don't think that's necessarily always a bad thing. Like, I wish they didn't limit things so hard, especially for
I
my
wish they
next
wouldn't
model.
limit things so hard, but when they repressed this, they had said it's coming back for just a limited 2,000. Make sure you grab it now because it'll go
Yeah.
just as quick as the last one. And I waited for it to go all the way through its thing. I didn't get it on sale. I bought it for full price. I just bought it when it was almost out of stock.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and they're just like, "Oh, here's 2,000 more."
Yeah. They need to do that with more limited edition stuff, though. Like, they
Now,
see
if
something
now,
like
eh,
The
now
Great
if
Silence is selling in 2 hours, they need to, like, okay, we gotta, like, somebody needs to get on the phone and be like, "Yo, let's print 2,000 more
now
copies of this," or something.
Now, this has its standard edition. It has a standard, no big
Yeah.
deal. It was just 2,000 of the slipcover.
Yeah.
But then when you go back, now that 2, you can see when they change the numbers on their website because the number looks different. That 2 changed into a 4.
Yeah.
And you can see that the 2 changed. And when they actually restocked it, it still said 2,000 at the time. And I'm like, no, but they
Yeah.
just stocked 2,000 the first time. And then they changed the numbers. So I
Yeah.
don't mind that more people get the opportunity, but like they kind of pushed me into a FOMO buy on something that I'm like, well, I could have waited until maybe the July halfway to Black Friday sale and probably
Yeah.
got it for like 18 bucks with this slipcover.
That is true.
So it's just one of those things. Like I thought I was about to miss out on it, and then they're like, well, you are. And then, well, you're not. So this is a little deceiving. Um, Now I think these are both 4Ks as well. I don't think anybody cares about this, but this is the bottom of the box. It's just all these fucking slip covers and even more of them. That's a big ass stack of those, just kind of in the way. But they got to protect all of our good schlocky stuff. So these were both on daily deals as well, and I did get some more cinematographs or cinematographies or whatever you say. I'm not going to call it cinematographies. I don't know. That's stupid. That's not pronounced correctly at all. It's cinematograph or cinematography or some shit like that. Both of those, I'll accept those. um, Now I got this one because when they first announced it and showed it off, my mom was like, "That's a great movie." Like, but I don't pay full price for cinematographs because they almost always go on sale.
They
And
do.
I didn't realize that it was that it had uh Robert De Niro in it, and that
Oh,
is
yeah.
Bang the
Bang the
Drum
Drum.
Slowly.
Yeah.
I had never seen it. I'm not really big into sports, but I like sports movies.
Yeah.
That I don't know if that really makes a lot of sense. Like, I don't really care about the whole watching the game, and I have a favorite team here or there, but I like sports movies and coming of age movies about sports more than the actual watching of
Yeah.
sports most of the time. Uh, and I've gotten a few cinematographs, so I'm just trying to get movies that I think I'll like rather than try to get the whole line because there's just
Yeah.
some movies that are already gone from the line that I'm not paying the exuberant prices that they're asking for.
And the cinematograph line, I mean, it's a big one. Unlike VSU is, like, easier to keep up with, 4 a year, that's not that bad.
Yeah, they're
Um,
doing like 4 a month, but
yeah,
sometimes it
the
feels like
cinematograph is, like, it's too big and there's just too much it's like 50-50. They're like 50-50 hit or miss for me,
yeah,
so
but like I said, once I had heard this one was out, I had heard a couple different people that I trust their word on movies talk about how good it was. So
yeah.
when it come up on sale for daily deals, I had to grab it. I think it was only like $23. So,
Okay, that's not bad.
and it's a 4K on this
Yeah.
one. Because see, some of their cinematographs as well. Some of them are Blu-rays and some of them are
Yeah.
4Ks.
Yeah,
So
and
it's a
some of the
little
ones that
like
ought to be 4K are Blu-ray, and
yeah. And honestly, if you're gonna do a line with 4K in them, they should just all be 4K. That's
yeah.
just my opinion. Like when they released the first one and it was touch and it was a Blu-ray, they should have just done the whole line Blu-ray or just release touch on 4K and did the whole line 4K. Because
Yeah,
this next
I'm with you
one,
there. I think the first 3 were all 4K. It was Little Darlings, Going South, and then Red Rock West, I think were the first 3. I
oh, I thought touch was one of the first
think Touch
three,
was probably 4 or 5.
4 or
It was an
5.
early
Okay.
one for sure.
Because there was an early one and it was a Blu-ray only, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's Blu-ray.
Yeah, but I think Going South was the second one. Little Darlings was the first one. And Little Darlings was 4K. That was I mean,
And that one
what a
flew.
way to start the line because it's like that movie was stuck on VHS and they liberated it all the way to 4K. And, it was an impressive 4K and it was a good movie. It's just a shame because, like you said, the first little while you're thinking, okay, there's going to be a line of 4Ks only. And then nowadays it's like, why is We're No Angels on Blu ray? Like, just,
Yeah.
I'd be so much more excited about buying that movie or gang related if they were 4Ks.
And then I did get another cinematograph during this sale. And it was another one that was a daily deals. I was in actually I think I was in Chase's live stream. He did a couple of them during the week, during the daytime for
Mhm.
lunch. And
Yeah.
somebody in his chat said that this was a good one. And that is Who Killed Teddy Bear.
Oh, yeah. I'm interested in that
Um,
one too.
because he's I think Chase was like, I don't know about this one. And then somebody was in the chat, and I don't remember who it was, but whoever it was, I've heard I've seen them chat in other streams. Oh, this is a good one. Pick it up, and I've picked up the movie and I've liked it. So I can't remember who it was. It might be Why So Blue Tube.
Yeah.
It might be that guy. Um, but they said it was a steal for the daily deal price, and that it was a hard to find movie, and that Vinegar Syndrome by putting it on this line gave it very good due respect.
Yeah.
So and I really am digging like the box and like the extra book. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the least bit interested in a standard edition of a cinematograph. If it's not in this big ass box with
Yeah.
this really nice
Or
book, I don't want it. Little
or
Darlings, I missed out on it. I don't want the standard. Don't even bother me
I don't
with that.
blame you.
That's
You
just
could
kind of
probably
where
get
I am
the,
with this line.
you could probably get the, limited edition at a reasonable retail price for Little Darlings, or reasonable price over retail, but I doubt
Yeah,
it's too insane.
probably around 75, $80, I think, is about what that
Yeah.
one's going for. So what was the last one you got? You said you got 3, right?
Yeah. I did, and this is the one. I really, I was not very familiar with this movie, chiefly because it didn't get released in the United States till 2004, despite being a film from 1968. It never got distribution in the US. So, my whole life coming up in the 90s and even the early 2000s when I was in film school, we talked about spaghetti westerns, and you talked about Once Upon a Time in the West. You talked about The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It was mostly conversations around Sergio Leone and his work, which was much better known in the United States at that time. Since its release on DVD in 2004, this film has become a lot more popular in the United States, and I wasn't familiar with it as a result of just not it just hadn't been in my circle. When I got introduced to spaghetti westerns, this thing wasn't there. So when I did my cursory viewing of all the spaghetti westerns that were available circa 2000, this one wasn't. It wasn't part of that conversation. So, but I'm glad I picked it up. I mean, not only was it selling out remarkably fast, but it turned out to be a really great movie. I watched this a few nights ago for the video that I dropped today, and that is The Great Silence. It turned out to be a really good movie. I bought it on a lark. Look at that spot there.
That needs one of those retail editions because
Yeah.
that went way too fast.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. When you do a 2000 print run of this movie and you've just completely underestimated how popular it was going to be, and the demand is clearly there. So many people missed it, and so many people are upset that they missed it. Honestly, this is where Vinegar Syndrome just okay. We goofed. Send out an email to your subscribers, post something on the website saying we're sorry. We underestimated the demand for this. We're gonna have more available in a month or whatever. Please stay tuned. We're gonna make more copies available because it's just shitty when something sells out in 2 hours while you're at work and you don't even get a chance to take a crack at it. So
Yeah, because I would have bought that one. I'm
yeah,
not very big into westerns, but that's only because I don't have access to westerns like that, you
yeah.
know?
I'm not a
Uh,
huge Western guy either. I like them. It's definitely not my top genre, but I mean it's good to have a Western from time to time, right? Like
yeah,
change it up.
and and
So
and and if you're gonna have a western, you need to have one that's as highly regarded as something like The Great Silence.
yeah, I mean the all of the artwork is done by Tony Stella, and
Dude, the artwork on that is
it's
tight.
sick. The artwork is very good. This one, the artwork for the Amaray is not new. This is a couple of years old because they also did a Blu-ray. So this is the art that was produced several years ago for the Blu-ray, but even that is pretty sick. All the blue. I really like all the blue, like the monochrome of the artwork is, and it turned out to be, I mean, it's definitely a different film. Like if you watch a lot of those like old American John Wayne Westerns and then you go into this one, you might even be a little disappointed, but it's a bleak movie, but it turned out to be quite good. I was actually quite pleased with the purchase. And there's the booklet that comes with it. And I would not doubt, and I mean, I'm sorry they only did 2,000 copies, but I would not doubt that they will do a retail edition like they did with the Keep, where they get to print another 5,000 copies or 6,000 copies, and the artwork will be different. But I'm willing to bet, just like with the Keep, they'll do another one of these rigid boxes. They'll include the booklet like they did with the Keep, and so you'll get another crack at a nice looking version of the limited edition. It may not be real soon. Like it might not be until Black Friday of this year at the earliest, is my speculation. But if they're doing it with the Keep, it's obviously an attempt for them to make more money off some of these movies, that there's still some more juice left to squeeze. And The Great Silence has a lot of juice left for a limited edition. So
And and
big
and
goof.
I don't mind them doing it because it really builds up relations with, retailers,
Yeah.
and that's something that we as, we as physical media people, like, we love our discs, we do, we love our
Yeah.
packaging. We need some retail representation. We do. We can't order. Everybody's already like people are starting to realize how bad it is that we don't have like when we lost Best Buy.
Mm,
That really showed a lot of people that we needed some
yeah.
kind of competition because Walmart was like, "Oh yeah, we'll take up the reins. We'll put a steelbook set in, like a steelbook section in," and that lasted at most Walmart's what 3 months,
My
4 months.
Walmart still has a steelbook section. It's very small. At any time,
Mine lost the entire steelbook section. Mine's basically carries
that sucks.
DVDs, new releases. They
That
don't even get
sucks.
4Ks for
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
My Walmart is sparse. They've got a few steel books at any one time. It's usually new stuff. And once it's like 2 weeks old, they get like 4 or 5 copies of most stuff. Once it's 2 weeks old, it's not there anymore and it's gone. And that is a damn shame. But like I do go to my Walmart, once a week, every other week just to see what they got. It's a lot of Scream Factory stuff. Like I bought Black Christmas there. I bought Tales from the Dark Side there in Steelbook. So a lot of those like Scream Factory re-releases, they fine, okay, they're
yeah.
26 bucks, they're 28 bucks for a 4K Steelbook. It's not a bad deal. So I appreciate Walmart, but they don't have the
My Walmart, I think, literally has 5 4Ks in stock,
that's
and
so sad.
two of them are the Dark Crystal and the Labyrinth Scream Factory steelbooks,
I got those at Walmart.
and then you got, like, Transformers 1 and Sonic, like the
Mhm.
Paramount 4Ks that are 19.99 that have
Yeah,
been out for like a year and a half, and they might have one new released 4K there. Like I think they have together. Everything else, like all my new releases, they only stock the Blu-ray. Even if they have a 4K spot for it, the 4K spot usually stays empty, and then next week
so
they fill it
sad.
with something else.
It's
They
so
got
sad.
Wicked. They got Wicked on 4K,
I
but that was
could
it.
not be less interested in a movie than fucking Wicked.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm like so like I was itching to buy something new. My wife was like, we're going to Walmart and it's gonna be new release day. We're going grocery shopping." She's like, "You can get something." I was
yeah.
itching to buy something. Dude, I left there with Cape Fear because it had a cool like Valentine's Day slipcover and
Oh,
it's an old
yeah,
ass Blu-ray, but it's like my Walmart literally only got that side section and that's
yeah,
all they've got. I don't even and most of them are like redos, like, now that was the first time Cape Fear ever got a slipcover, so that was cool, but
yeah.
I I go in and I see people are like, "Hey, look, I got all these new Scream Factory steelbooks," like, their side counter, like, you have your end cap with your new releases, and on the side, they have all these steelbooks, like, all these new release steelbooks, I'm like, "That's where all my Valentine's Day Love Hurts slipcovers are at,"
Yeah.
and then on
Yeah,
the
we
other
got those
side, I just have
too.
DVDs.
Yeah, we got those too. Those are, like, on that side. It's unfortunate
So
because
hit
it's
and
not
miss. It's so hit and miss at Walmart.
yeah,
At least with Best Buy, all their stores had the same kinda layout. They all
yeah.
had the same type of releases.
Even
Oh,
Best Buy was going that direction, though. I mean, if you remember shopping at Best Buy, and even Walmart was this way around, 2005, 2006, they had racks and racks of movies. It was all DVD back then, but
yeah.
they had at Best Buy, I mean, they used to have, like, racks, like, you could, like, almost like aisles, like, you could walk down and then back again and then down the next one, and I could spend 30, 45 minutes, an hour looking at movies there, and then, fast forward a few years, Netflix is kind of a thing. Now it's down to just like 1.5 racks. Here's some TV shows. Here's a little 4K section. Here's another rack of some other stuff. And it was like, here's an anime rack. And it was like, it got smaller and smaller every year until it was just like, all right, we're closing up. And you have to think they did that because, you know, Best Buy's a big box store and normies aren't buying movies anymore. The people
Mhm.
buying movies are weirdos like us.
And it's
People
kinda
who
well,
want
and it's sad though because there's so many normal people looking to go back to movies.
yeah, it's a shame because I mean, like, neither of my brothers own. I got 2 younger brothers, and neither of them even own a Blu-ray player. I can't buy them Blu-rays for Christmas because they don't have anything that they could put the discs into. They're just
Now
like,
my
"Why?"
my brother, he was smart. He bought his PS5 and he was like, "I'm getting the disc edition." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Why?" he was like, because I want to still be able to watch movies on the bitch. I'm like, there you go, dog. He didn't even care about whether or not his games were going to be digital. He just wanted to still watch his movies.
Yeah, I like having everything on disc, man. And I don't know. I like talked to my brother when he was in town for Christmas. I talked to him a lot because he's like, dude, why you got all these fucking movies? Like, this is stupid. You know what I mean? Like, you spend all this money, you could just have like, why don't you just get like 7 streaming services like us and spend $120 a month? And I'm like, I'd rather spend $120 a month on movies and shit. Like,
So
I
that
want
way
to
when
own the cardboard and
well, and so that way when I do decide that I want to watch the movie, I don't have to scour all 7 streaming services and
yeah.
then realize that I still have to spend
But you still
$10
have to
to
rent
rent
it for
it.
$5 from Apple. And yeah, so
Yeah.
I was like, that's the reason. I'm like, you watch all the new shit that Netflix drops, and it's like that stuff's not even good. Like we were watching movies that he had some nostalgia for as well, like shit we watched when we were both kids in like 1993. I'm like, dude, let's watch The Killer with Chow Yun Fat. They just dropped a 4K. It's really great. Like, let's go watch that. And so we watched some movies together. I'm like, how would you watch The Killer? Like you do nothing but stream. Like, how would you watch that? Like, you have to Google it and find out what streaming services it's on and hope that you got that streaming service. And I'm like, that it's just so much work. It's so stupid. Like, you could curate like your own movie and TV show collection, and then you don't have to have 7 streaming services for the rest of your life, you know?
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
well.
we had Corey pop back in. He might be gone again by now, but hey, he went and did his stream and come back. Uh,
That's how
let's see
long
if
we've
we
been going, dog.
that's
Shit.
how long we've been going. See if I can hit a couple more of these real quick. We got somebody said something about leaving. Oh yeah, there it goes. To be honest, if they did the set with all 3, I would get it for the first 2. Fuck it, might as well get part 3. Yeah, for the never ending story. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the only way they'll ever upgrade that movie is just to throw it with the other 2. Because 95% of people would probably have that same exact sentiment. Frank says the only line I fully collect is VSU Vinegar Syndrome
Yep.
releases too much to catch up on. Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm with
For
him.
sure.
I'm with him.
And I don't even collect all the VSUs. I got in the game so late that there's some of them out there I'll never have because there's just too much money.
Yeah. I do the VSUs and that's it. I mean, VSU you can keep up with for a year. That's not that bad. Those you can stay on top of. But everything else, like, there's so much VSA stuff that I'm just not interested in. And I'm not gonna break myself trying to keep up with Vinegar Syndrome proper. Like, maybe 50% of their stuff is stuff that I would be happy to buy, but it's like, I don't want to have to buy I don't want to have to buy a whole bunch of stuff that I'm not interested in. I mean, the
Yeah.
VSU is hit or miss for me. I don't, like some of them I love, some of them I like, but I don't love. So there's no real like misses. Like, I hate this film and I'm sorry that I have it, but I have to be a completionist.
Well,
So
see, so I didn't have, I don't think I had any VSUs. My first one was six string samurai, and it went on sale for like 11.99 or twelve
yeah,
ninety nine. It was like super cheap.
they were trying to
And,
liquidate that
and,
shit.
and everybody's like, why did you buy that garbage? Did you know what you were buying? Funny enough, I went to YouTube. It was on a YouTube channel. You could watch the whole movie, and I watched the whole
Not a
movie
bad
before
movie.
I bought it. So I
I
knew
actually like
exactly
it.
what I was buying.
I
I
remember
knew
seeing that
exactly.
movie back in the '90s when it first came out. I watched it on DVD in like
It,
1998 or
it's so
1999.
it's so
I was into
fun
kung
if
fu
you just get the
movies back then.
style. If you're down with the style, it's so fun.
Yeah.
So fun.
I like post-apocalyptic shit too. Like, I got into Fist of the North Star back in the day when I was like, I was really into anime. And I love that post-apocalyptic shit. The Mad Max shit, the Fist of the North Star, all that stuff. I'm all about it.
And I got them both. I got them both.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have Garbage Pail Kids yet, but I'm waiting for it to go on sale. So at least if the movie is bad, if I only paid like $25 for it, I don't feel as bad as like, you pay $50 retail for some piece of shit movie. You're gonna kick yourself.
Well, some people is gonna think so. My last one, I'm gonna show off. This is gonna be the last of my order. Some people are gonna think that I should be kicking myself because I didn't wait for a sale on this one. and it is a VSU. And I went ahead and grabbed up Tank Girl.
Hell yeah.
Now, all week long, I was making those orders every day on the daily deals.
Yeah.
Vinegar Syndrome kind of set me up for success on this one because you did your daily deals, and if you had to spend $30, you get your, your punch cards.
Yeah.
Well, on your daily deals, anything you bought off daily deals got you 3 times the amount of points as well as they normally would. So when it was said and done, I had enough for that slipcover, and I took $20 off a Tank Girl. So I got it for cheaper than I'd get it on sale anyways, and I don't
Yeah.
have to wait for it to go on sale. I got it
Yeah.
for
I
like
like that.
$24.
I like that.
And I did not buy the Umbrella or the Scream or the Shout Factory Blu-ray or anything.
Yeah.
This is my first time buying this film. So for someone like me, perfect release.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a VSU. I was going to try to grab it anyways, but I don't have to be one of those ones that's crying that I'm buying it again,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is very nice
Yeah,
because
I don't own it either. So yeah, for me, it's gonna be a first time purchase, and I'd be happy with that.
yeah, I don't think it was a bad get. I know some people weren't happy about it, uh, but I don't know how anybody could be surprised by it because the entire time I've been following Vinegar Syndrome around, like I've been following them for a couple years. I feel like for at least the last like year and a half, almost 2 years, they've been begging retailers not to carry
Yeah.
the Umbrella version. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, they don't want you to carry it because they're going to release it.
Yeah. There's no other reason. Why else would they?
Why would they care?
Yeah. Why would they care? Yeah.
Except for the fact they're going to release it on like their biggest line.
Yeah.
So, but that's how I topped off the end of my week.
Hell yeah.
I think Tank Girl was a great way to do it. Adding the VSU, I'm missing still quite a bit of VSUs. I'm missing like 3 of them right in the middle. I'll never have Southern Comfort. That thing goes for more than I want to pay for, and so does Roadhouse. And I'm cool with the little slippy dips. I got some slip dips for the Beastmaster. They re-released
Yeah.
Beastmaster on a Labor Day sale, and I got that thing for like $15.
Yeah. That's about how
And
much I
then
pay for that one too. Good deal.
and then Showgirls, I got the Peacock slipcover for that one, and that was like $20. So I mean, they're not big chunky boxes, but I only care about the cardboard every once in a while. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm a cardboard enthusiast.
I'm a
Sometimes.
cardboard enthusiast. I'm definitely
Um
like guilty. Like it is what it is. Like I watch the movies too. But yeah, I do like the limited editions, and I read the booklets. I read this one. I don't know. I read this one a day or two ago. I read the one for Great Silence. So yeah, I mean, I read the materials. I don't hang up the posters, but yeah,
he said I got both as well, so I can't talk too much about it. I have Garbage Pail Kids twice, Scream Factory, and Vinegar Syndrome.
nice.
Nice.
Hell
Now
yeah.
I don't know about that, man. Now, that's some harsh words. Tank Girl is not unwatchable, but I could see how it could be like not necessarily somebody's style.
Yeah.
But my uncle that showed me all that trauma stuff and all my horror schlock in the 90s when I was growing up and young, he showed me Tank Girl. So I get a lot of my movie style from him.
Yeah.
I like a lot of this stack here is stuff that if it was a blind buy, I asked someone that shaped most of my film love anyways, whether or not he had heard of it, you know what I mean? So it's like there is some blind buys in here, but I mean Tank Girl's not one of them. I openly bought this knowing exactly the movie I was getting into.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good
I
one.
don't think I don't know what people expect from Vinegar Syndrome either. It's like, come on. It's like
I've not been surprised by anything they've released.
yeah.
Like it all fits the line. Like I know that some people are like, "Oh, I can't believe they released Mac and Me." I can.
Dude, Mac and Me very much fits. I mean,
It's super fit. Like if they wouldn't have been the ones to release Mac and Me, I would have been more surprised if it was another
yeah.
company.
Yeah. And I mean, I know people kind of want I think there's some people who want more of the like Roadhouse Showgirls type where it's like, you know, maybe more well known, maybe lean into the action a little bit more. But I think for, because Southern Comfort's a little bit more of an action film as well. So there's a little bit of like a smattering there with the VSU, but you know, it doesn't surprise me when they do Garbage Pail Kids or like Mac and Me or something like that because it's like schlocky 80s, but it's from a studio. So, it's sort of more of like a mainstream attempt at like a Vinegar Syndrome type of, it's not The Cellar or something like that. That's like no one's
Right.
even ever heard of it. It's like people have heard of Mac and Me.
I mean, they've got a so they've been around for 13 years. I've been buying movies for 25 years. I didn't hear about them until about 4 to 5 years ago even, and really didn't get the whole boutique label, the whole limited edition type thing. I didn't really look at that. I never was, like, into the FOMO stuff like that or even
Yeah.
knew that there was a big difference. I just seen, "Oh, movies." Um, they've still got to do releases that pull attention to them from people that may not even know they exist.
Yeah.
And things like Mac and Me does that. Now,
Yeah.
am I a big fan of Mac and Me? No, not really, but it fits. I think it fits their line, and it gets people like when I told my wife Mac and Me was coming to Vinegar Syndrome, she knew what Mac and Me was more than she knew what Vinegar Syndrome was, and I've been talking Vinegar Syndrome for years.
Yeah. That's wild because I don't think my mom would be like, "Yo, honey, you want to watch Mac and Me?" And she'd be like, "The fuck." I don't think she'd wanna she never heard of it. I mean, she watched, gosh, she's hit or miss on the Vinegar Syndromes, but she watched what's the last Vinegar Syndrome we watched together? She watched, Cloak and Dagger with me. I don't know if she's watched any Vinegar Syndrome with me since then, but Vinegar Syndrome's often what I watch by myself. It's like,
Yeah. Vinegar Syndrome's not
everyone's asleep,
really.
I'll turn on some schlocky vinegar. But, you think about what Vinegar Syndrome was 5 years ago, and it wasn't. I mean, I don't were they even doing VSUs 5 years ago? I don't think they
I
were
don't.
doing
I don't think
VSUs 5
so.
years. So, I mean, like, you think about Vinegar Syndrome 5 years ago, and it was a much simpler brand. I mean, it was and I to some degree, I agree, because, like, the VSAs, I complain about them being too much Hong Kong shit these days, and 5 years ago, Vinegar Syndrome was very much like, these were the B movies, sort of like straight to VHS type of films that you would see in a mom and pop VHS store, um, in 1988, Vice Academy type of shit. Even if it wasn't straight to VHS, it was the stuff that like you didn't really see it in the theaters
Right.
so much. So
And they still
yeah,
do quite a bit of that. I mean,
yeah,
I understand where, like, people that have been, like, big fans of theirs for longer than me or you have,
yeah,
where they're like, "Well, this isn't what they originally were," but what they were 5 years ago, would they still be around if they stayed on that trajectory?
yeah. Or like, how much of that is still available? I mean, I know there's some stuff that maybe out of print because it was with Scorpion or Code Red or something like that. And, maybe you could do a newer Blu-ray or a 4K release of some of the stuff. And there's always going to be stuff that is locked on DVD and we need a Blu-ray or a 4K release of. But um, I think there's rights issues. And so it's like, do you want Vinegar Syndrome to re-release the shit that they were releasing 5 and 6 years ago to do like a 4K upgrade? Because people complain about that too.
Yeah,
Um,
I hear the biggest complaint I hear about Criterion Collection in 2026 is, can they please stop upgrading all their Blu-ray straight to
yeah,
4Ks? They're not
yeah,
giving me enough to warrant replacing my discs.
yeah. All they're doing
So,
is just
like, do we
doing
want
re-releases, format
I
upgrades.
don't hear anybody saying that about Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah, that's true. But there's other complaints. It's like, oh, they're
Yeah,
releasing stuff that, it doesn't really fit the line. It's not the same shit that they were releasing 5 years ago. And
but people are saying that about Criterion as well,
yeah,
like, so I think all these companies kinda have that. uh Okay, so I noticed this probably in like 2022, so about 4 years ago or so. I started noticing this whole fear mongering, oh, physical media is dying. Okay, I
yeah,
don't know why anybody would even say that now, because if anything, from 4 years ago to now, that has been proven completely false. People are
yeah.
still buying movies, they're still releasing movies.
People are buying VHS for Christ's
The
sake.
the only
If you're
the
buying
only
a dead
precedent
format, physical media ain't dead if you're buying a
No.
dead format.
Yeah.
Like, they don't make
Well,
VHS players anymore, but they still make copies of Terrifier 3 on VHS and American Psycho on VHS and shit. That
and I
sold
bought
out in
them.
like a day. It's ridiculous.
And I bought them things, and I'm not even gonna put them in my VCR.
Yeah.
They're
I don't
soft
even
box.
have a well, I actually do have a VCR, but I don't know if it works. I got a VCR from my aunt a year ago, and I don't know if it works. She was just like, "You have to take this." And I was like, "I don't want it." I got a VHS player from my aunt.
Who knew VHS would become hip again?
Yeah, it's just cool. It's just cool to I don't know, dude. We only watched VHS though. VHS, it wasn't like it was cool. It was the only game in town in 1990. And the only reason you watched a VHS because you didn't have any other choice. Trust me, if I had 4K back then, if I had like a 4K TV and 4K discs, it's not like we watched VHS because we loved it. 4K
So
was the way.
so so my nostalgia for VHS, check this out. My nostalgia for VHS is the fact that that's what I grew up on because that's what my parents allowed me to have in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Because my family weren't VHS family. My family was a Laserdisc family. We
Nice.
actually had films on Laserdisc in the 90s, and we
Yeah.
watched all of our films on Laserdisc. So us kids got the old busted up VHS and old dusty molded up VHSs and stuff
Yeah.
because when I say when I say I come from a family that always wanted like the top format, it was always the top format. So
Yeah.
like VHS to me, like the nostalgic pull on it, I don't buy VHS nowadays for the nostalgic pull. I buy it because it's like, oh, that's cool. They're putting Terrifier on VHS. That's the
Yeah.
reason why I buy it, not because I'm nostalgic for the format, because I'm really not. We had Laserdisc and we went from Laserdisc to DVD. We didn't really have we had VHS, but like my mom bought our Disney movies on VHS because that's what we were gonna watch as
Yeah.
kids. But like all of our like our Star Trek movies and our Star Wars movies and like Clown House and Halloween 4 and 5, those things were on Laserdisc. We
Yeah.
watched when we sat down to watch a film as a family, Twister, whatever, it was Laserdisc. So
Damn right. Hell
which
yeah.
I miss Laserdisc. You can't even find a good player nowadays.
Laserdisc, because even they weren't as well manufactured. They weren't as manufactured as much. So
Well, and it's crazy because people seem to forget they made Laserdisc players all the way up until 2018.
oh shit.
You could buy a brand new Laserdisc player from
2018?
Pioneer all the way up till 2018.
Damn.
And as soon as they stopped making them, all of a sudden, some cartoons on Nickelodeon talked about them, and all of a sudden, like it became like retro, and then the
Yeah.
players got mad expensive. And I
Yeah.
haven't found a Laserdisc player for under $600 in like the last 5 years. Because people know what they have in the fashion of there's a lot more Laserdisc movies out there than there are players to play them on.
Yeah.
The players all started dying. So, and
Yeah.
even though Pioneer made them into 2018, nobody was really buying them. It's kind of crazy to think about that because if you really think about it, Pioneer made 4K players and Laserdisc players at the same time.
That's wild.
It's super wild to think about. And Betamax actually outlasted Laserdisc because news stations used Betamax until 2021.
That's crazy.
So a dead format that lost the format war actually outlasted VHS in terms of usability. But
Yeah.
now we have VHS being sold brand new. So who won?
Yeah.
It's an ever-growing fight. Oh, yeah, I do miss those prices. $750 with the slipcover on the Vinegar Syndrome. I do
Yeah.
miss that.
But shit gets more expensive. I mean, I remember when the 4K steel books at Best Buy were like $30 to $32. And then, one day I went in and they're all 35 to 36. And it's just one of those things. They like nudge it up.
I
And it
remember
doesn't
when
get
they were
cheaper again.
$19.99.
Dude, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, it's just, I mean, eggs are more expensive than they were 25 years ago too. So it's like, I think Criterion's got cheaper. I think that's the only thing because Criterion, I remember single disc Criterion DVDs that were like $30 for the fucking DVD. And now it's like, if you wait till a sale, you can get a Criterion 4K that's got 2 discs at least in it for $25. And it's a different game nowadays with Criterion. They used to be. I used to feel like Criterion was like almost too expensive. It was a rare treat, and nowadays it's like, oh, it's one of the cheaper labels because they
Yeah.
don't make a slipcase that only has 2,000 units and now it's $150 on eBay. Like, Criterion's one of the cheaper ones, but everything just gets more expensive, unfortunately.
I actually still
It
have a
just goes
shelf
on.
of them, and I still have 2 players actively hooked up in my house for HD DVDs.
HD DVD, yeah, that was my buddy I told you about that was converting all his shit to Blu-ray, and that's when I said I quit. I quit physical media for a while. He actually participated in the HD DVD thing, and he was like, "Oh, I think HD DVD is gonna win." But I actually think HD DVD lost because it's easier to say Blu-ray. HD DVD, I feel like you
Yeah.
gotta slow down a little
So
bit. HD DVD, it's like, I think Blu-ray is just easier to say, and so people didn't feel stupid saying, "I
mhm.
wanna buy a Blu-ray," versus like, "I'm gonna go buy an HD DVD," and people be like, "What is an HD DVD? Why you got 2 extra letters?" Like, I know what a DVD is, but
And
I
see, I live in the South, and I worked at Walmart. I worked at Walmart in electronics when the Blu-ray AC DVD thing came out, and you get
yeah,
people coming in there, and they couldn't. They'd be like, "I want the 8D DVD." Like you would,
yeah,
they'd run their letters together so much with their dialect that they wouldn't even say the HD part. They just say, "I want the DVD," and then it just got to where people were like, "Well, Blu-ray is easier to say,"
yeah,
you
Blu-ray
know.
is just ea but I like the color of the discs better for HD DVD. They
I
had that,
do
like,
too.
darker red, which I thought was a much more but I hate it anyway because like, I don't need, like, an inch of plastic at the top that's just like a color, and then I don't know, I hate the Blu-rays. I liked what Criterion did where they just had it like wall to wall art. I don't need like an inch of plastic telling me what it is. I don't,
Yeah. Now
I know
see,
what it is. I bought it.
I bought an HD DVD player when I worked at Walmart. I got an employee discount on it, but it was 50
Nice,
bucks and it came with 300 and a Born Identity. And it was like it
nice.
was one of those ones that was sitting on a display. They were like, "You can have that display for $50." I'm like, "Okay." I was like, "How much are the movies?" And they were marking all the movies down to $5 a movie. And I was like,
Yeah,
"Okay." And I just because at that point I was like, "Well, I already have a PS3 and I already have Blu-rays. I'm already in that format." But if I can get them for if I can get the exact same thing basically for $5 a disc and get a player to play them on for
yeah,
$50, I'm getting cheap high definition movies in 2026 is the way that I looked at it.
yeah.
And I still have that same shelf because you can't really get rid of them. But there are a few movies that are on HD DVD and that don't have Blu-rays in the US,
That's wild.
like The Hitcher. I keep my Hitcher HD DVD around because there is no Hitcher Blu-ray, the remake of The Hitcher.
Oh, the remake. Okay, because I was gonna
Yeah.
say they did a 4K of the Hitcher.
And then, The Dukes of Hazzard with Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah,
That movie does not have a Blu-ray. It's stuck on HD DVD. That's the only high definition format that it came out on.
that's wild.
It is. It is. It's crazy. Like because you would, like I said, I purchased all my DVDs thinking that Blu-ray was going to be the future and that everything was coming to Blu-ray.
Yeah,
10 years into 4K, we still don't have everything on Blu-ray.
yeah.
We're to the
I don't
point
even.
now. Let's just skip the format and go straight to the 4K
That's what
or
I'm
the
saying
8K
too.
disc.
There's no sense in doing Blu-ray in this day and age. I mean, unless I don't know. I mean, maybe the 4K is still kind of pricey. Like you still get stuff. Vinegar Syndrome. I mean, still like 50% of their shit is Blu-ray. So
Well, so I've been saying this for about a year and a half, and I piss off a lot of physical media enthusiasts by saying this, but there's two types of buyers when it comes to physical movies. There's the people that buy DVDs, and there's everybody else.
yeah,
And the ones of us on YouTube are the everybody else.
yeah,
DVDs still sell better than anything else out there, and always have sold better than Blu-ray. Blu-ray never could make that crack, and it was gonna be even harder for 4K. I pulled a 4K off my shelf the other day that still had a receipt in it. I bought Arizona at Walmart, and it was $12.96 in
damn,
2018 in 2018 or 2020 or something like that. It was a couple years ago. Like, I just finally opened it and watched it, but my Walmart used to carry $12 and $15 4Ks. They used to carry the double pack Blu-rays where they would have like 2 Blu-ray movies and they like glue them together and seal them.
Yeah.
$14.95. They used to do all that kinds of stuff. And now they're just like, we're just stocking the new release DVDs for 20 a piece. They'll buy what they'll buy.
Yep.
Because in my store, in my location, DVDs apparently sold better even when they tried to push the 4K and the Blu-rays.
Yeah.
And from my understanding, that was most of retail.
I think that's true though. I mean, I think people went, people went direct to retailer once the boutiques took over. You can buy the Criterions from Criterion. You can buy the Criterions from Barnes and Noble. You can get Vinegar Syndrome from Vinegar Syndrome. You can get Arrow from Arrow. You don't really need Walmart to get Vinegar Syndrome. You don't need Walmart. I mean, Walmart never carried Vinegar Syndrome, but we don't need them to carry Vinegar Syndrome. I don't get upset when I go to a Walmart and I don't see Vinegar Syndrome there
Right.
because I get Vinegar Syndrome from Orbit, Diabolic, and Vinegar Syndrome. So I think a lot of the people who are still into physical media, like into the best of the best, like
Have
you
given
got
up
people
on
who are
retail.
buying DVD because it's $5.
Yeah.
They're gonna keep buying DVD. That's like the masses. And then you got the people who like us who want the 4Ks. We're just gonna go buy the shit online anyway from a specialty retailer. So a lot of the
Well,
big box retailers like Walmart, Best Buy, they divested from that shit because they're like, we're making more money selling refrigerators.
yeah.
Why should we fuck with 4Ks when you and me are just, I'll go get the Scream Factory from Scream Factory. I'll go buy the thing. It's the same price to get the Scream Factory. Back in the day, it was the same price to get the Scream Factory limited edition, and it came with free posters and shit like that from Scream Factory as it was to get it from Best Buy. Why
Yeah.
not pay the same amount and get a couple of posters I can frame for Big
Well,
Trouble
see,
in Little China?
and like, so my wife's uncle, and I know he's not the only one, but he's like my I can identify this situation with someone I know because I know he's not the only one. Um, but he has VHS in his house still from VHS that he bought in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah,
And then he made the jump to DVD. And he was like, look, he was like, I upgraded most of my VHS to DVD. He said, and every player I get still plays my DVDs. He said, I can
yeah,
go to Walmart right now, buy a DVD player, a Blu-ray player. It don't matter, but they'll play my DVDs. He said,
yeah,
all my shelves fit DVDs. He said, I have 8,000 DVDs. They sold me on one format. I'm not gonna upgrade all these DVDs again.
yeah.
And I just know that a lot of people invested heavy into DVD.
That was my
And
attitude too when Blu-ray came around. I thought, I bought all these DVDs. I don't want to rebuy all this shit. And I thought, screw it, I'm out. But I think enough time went by. I've got a new 4K TV. Yeah, okay, I want some stuff that's gonna look good. Like Netflix is okay and all. They got some 4K offerings, but like the Skyfall is gonna just look so much better if I've got the
mhm.
disc. But
Oh,
like that's how it
I
started.
mean,
And I got back
we
into it and you know,
this we had this conversation years ago, but we continue to have it whenever I do like see him. He lives out of town, so we don't see each other very often. But this
mm,
was years ago, and the reason why I remember about the time this conversation was is because the first time I ever watched Guardians of the Galaxy was at his house. He had a big, nice 65-inch
yeah,
LG 4K TV, and he puts Guardians of the Galaxy on DVD in it.
on DVD.
On DVD because he only collects DVDs. They
Yeah,
they 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 will not get him. He's just one of those people. They won't get me to upgrade my movies again. I'm sticking with this format because this format works. But on a big 65-inch 4K TV, this format doesn't work for me anymore. Is where
no,
is
it
where
doesn't look
my
very
mind
good at
went.
all. Like
Like that's
I
where my
actually
mind went.
I kept a couple of DVDs for some of the movies that I've upgraded to 4K, and I only kept them so that if I ever need to, predominantly with my wife, if I ever need to justify like this is the reason why we're upgrading this movie to 4K, you put in Conan the Barbarian on DVD from 2002 or 2003 and watch the first 15 or 20 minutes and then put in the Arrow 4K from 2 years ago or whatever and compare the two
Now,
and
now
just watch the first 15 minutes of each one
Now
and tell me what you think.
I've got my eyes, my wife's eyes pretty good. She can't really tell much of a difference between Blu-ray, Blu-ray
Yeah.
and 4K. That's fair. Lots of people can't. I get that. But if I'm like, hey, I'm about to watch this movie, and she comes out here and I've already put the disc in, she hasn't seen where I've pulled the disc from. If it's a DVD, she immediately knows it's a DVD.
Yeah.
She's like,
You want to be able to tell.
DVDs look like ass on your OLED.
Yeah.
So
As
like,
they should.
and I'm glad. I'm glad that somebody notices it, and it's not just me.
Yeah. Oh,
So, well, hell yeah, man. We got some good stuff for Vinegar Syndrome. I had a great time hanging out tonight, just
yeah.
chit-chatting and
I kept you up
bullshitting.
way too late.
I don't
Early
care.
morning tomorrow, right?
I'm supposed to be up pretty early. I think I was supposed to be at the post office at like 7. So I'm gonna get about a good 5 hours of sleep tonight, but
Yeah.
that's all I
Yeah.
need to sling out packages. If your steelbooks are damaged, it's probably my fault this time.
Yeah, shit.
Nah. I actually respect people's mail because I get too much messed
Yeah.
up stuff. My mailmen are actually nice, and they take good care of me. Once I made like one complaint one time, and they were like, "Oh, this guy doesn't want his stuff thrown towards his
Yeah.
door." Like I caught him on my camera throwing a Amazon package towards the door, and I went up to the post office, like, "Look at this video. You want to know what's
Yeah.
in that package? A steelbook that I no longer want."
Yeah.
And that fixed the situation really quick, though.
There you go. Straighten that motherfucker out.
But hell yeah, man. Thanks for coming on
Hell yeah,
with me
man.
tonight, hanging out, chit-chatting. Like I said, this has kind of became like an annual thing for me. I like to bring my buddies on.
It's a
I definitely
celebration.
want to do some more streams with you. It looks like Prince would love for us to get on and talk some anime sometime.
Dude, yeah.
We could talk whatever. I mean, I just have a good time, shooting the shit with you.
Absolutely. Ditto here.
So I want to thank everybody for popping in a live stream tonight. There was, right around a dozen like usual. I always have a good solid dozen people in here, and I love every single one of them for popping in and
Hell
hanging
yeah.
out. Oh, good night. Yeah, I know you're probably passed out by now, Mom. You should be anyway. I probably kept her.
Mama, go get some sleep, mama.
So, but good night, everybody, and thanks for popping in. And we will definitely be back together on a live stream soon.
Hell yeah, man.